the los, guys. Say ho, the los. What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? Finally, आज सारे वॉच पार्टीज खत्म, baby. Is this the grand final? This is the grand final of the EMEA. Of the EMEA. Again, excuse me. मैं लाइव हूं ना? हेलो? मेरे को लगा मैं लाइव ही नहीं हूं और मैं चिल्ला रहा हूं. हाँ? चलो लेट स्टार्ट सम चैलेंजेस. कुछ नहीं, कुछ चैलेंज नहीं चाहिए आज. विशाल भाई एकदम दूर, मेरे हेल्थ के एकदम लगे पड़े. मेरा आवाज गया हुआ है, मेरा पीठ गया हुआ है, मेरा सब कुछ गया हुआ है, मालूम है मेरे को. बस ये स्ट्रीम खत्म करके घोड़े बेच के पहले मैं जाऊंगा. यहाँ पे एक शॉप है, वहां से 15 घोड़े लूंगा. 15 घोड़े, समझ रहे हो? फिर उसको बेच के जो सोऊंगा ना मैं, हो सकता है कल स्ट्रीम ही ना करूंगा. बैन चो, कल एक दिन पूरा रेस्ट. हैवी हैवी हैवी. रिफ्रेश करो. क्या रिफ्रेश करो? मेरा स्ट्रीम चल रहा है इधर नूबड़ो. साउंड डाला नहीं है मैंने.
Fourth map and it's 11-11, so you are just full focus and locked in.
इसके बाद मास्टर्स, फिर EWC, फिर स्टेज 2 लगने वाले. आपके मत करो.
Especially after that game, it was kind of like a wake-up reality call. And I think if we didn't lose to Liquid, we might not have won Tokyo.
तेरे फायदे का सौदा है, बात तो है, लेकिन मेरी आत्मा का लव, समझ रहे हो?
I think Team Heretics in 2024 did an incredible
भाई एक तो
run
मेरे को पता नहीं
after
भाई,
the
आज मैंने मेंबर स्ट्रीम में बोला, तुम लोग के साथ भी मैं दुख शेयर करता हूँ. कुछ दिन से जो मेरे साथ हो रहा है ना, इट्स रियली 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 अनबिलीवेबल, रियली अनबिलीवेबल. और ये चीज़ मेरे साथ पहले कभी नहीं हुआ है, कभी नहीं. मेरे को पता नहीं ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है मेरे साथ. बट मैं कितना भी बजे सोऊं, मैं 9 साढ़े 9 बजे उठ रहा हूँ. मेरे को पता नहीं क्यों ऐसे लग रहा है कि मेरे बदन के अंदर एक अलार्म है. मैं 7 बजे सोऊंगा तो भी 9:30 बजे, मैं 5 बजे सोऊंगा तो भी 9:30 बजे, मैं 8 बजे सोऊंगा तो भी 9:30 बजे. मेरे को पता नहीं क्या सीन है. मेरे को कोई आइडिया नहीं है, कोई आइडिया नहीं है मेरे. जल्दी सो भाई. तुम लोग सोचो, मैं 9:30 बजे उठ के मैं वापस सोता हूँ अगले दिन रात के 8 बजे, या मतलब सुबह के 7 बजे 8 बजे. लेकिन मैं फिर 9:30 बजे उठ जाता हूँ. फिर मैं सोता हूँ सुबह के 4-5 बजे, फिर मैं 9:30 बजे उठ जाता हूँ. पता नहीं क्या अलार्म है मेरे बॉडी के अंदर. पहले तो ऐसा नहीं होता था. क्या सीन हो गया पता नहीं. हाँ, आई एम नॉट हंग्री, आई हैड अ सैंडविच. यू प्ले थोड़ा. हाँ पंकु, मैं चैट को बता रहा था कि मेरे बॉडी में 9:30 का एक अलार्म जो फिट किया हुआ है.
आज मैंने देखा, देखो.
हाँ
9 बजे उठ के.
हाँ
फिर जैसे ही देखा ना, तू उठा हुआ है.
हाँ
और मेरे तरफ ही देख रहा है.
हाँ.
मेरे को लगा ये वापस आरआर करेगा, इससे अच्छा सो जाती. सीधा मुड़ के सो गई वापस में.
एक आँख खोल के बोलती है एसी चालू कर. भाई है बे, औरा है, औरा है. हाँ, तेज देख रहे हो? मेंबर तुमने होगा, मेरे को कोई आइडिया नहीं है. हाउ अबाउट ईच फॉर 30K. विशाल भाई आई एम सोल्ड यार, आई एम सोल्ड. समझ रहे, घर लेना. आई एम सोल्ड. क्या चैलेंज है बताओ? कांड मराने गया, हेल्थ कांड मराने गया. हाँ, बिकाओ बेंच स्ट्रीम, बिकाओ. रेडी. बोस्टर दूर से लोकी जैसे एक्सक्यूज मी
Thrust into the
1-0
lower
गलती
bracket.
से ज्यादा हो गया, नहीं
They
चाहिए।
found new form. And
कोई
now
challenge
the
नहीं करना।
sharpened blade of Los
मैं
Niños
बिकॉज स्ट्रीमर
is
लगता हूँ
back
आपको।
for revenge in a battle for their first trophy with Woods.
Did you reach immortal? Yes sir. भाई क्या लगता है रिवेंज आर्क है?
Benji Fishy.
देखो भाई पीट ऑन बेबी बेंजी भाई भी फैन है हाँ ये क्यूटी है यार ऐसा क्या बोला अरे बकचोदी कर रहा हो विशाल भाई चैट मेरे को बोलता है बिकॉज स्ट्रीमर बकचोदी कर रहा हो काय सेंटी हो ये लो बड़ा पाव लो ये लो काय सेंटी हो रहे
And Vinny Boo.
है ना हो रहा
And with
तो
the
मैं
coaches,
कौन सा
Glenn
सीरियस हो रहा हूँ बहन की
The stage is
बीकेसी कर अच्छा बकचोदी
a rematch. 1 year in the making.
5K
And it all comes
चैलेंज
down
बताओ पहले हारने
to
में क्या है
this.
ठीक है डांस और सिंगिंग दोनों एनएच के लग रहा है
7 out of 10 players on this stage have
भाई
never
मेरे को लग रहा है
lifted
पूरा
a
5 मैच
domestic
जाएगा
trophy, but that could all change today. More names are
Game
about
position
to
change कर।
be written into the
ये ले
EMEA
पैस,
history
ये ले।
books. But the question
ये ले, change
is,
किया
as
game
we take a
position।
look at this
ले।
map, Vito, what are the double bans? What are the picks? Are they going to be at our
No dance,
expectations
no singing, done
of
है।
maybe fractions that coming up first? Here's the $1 million question because Pearl, there we go, is going to
There
take
we
the win.
go. It's the second one, so it's Haven that they're going to take
ऐसा
out.
actual
Maybe
watch
Heretics did a
party
good
जैसा,
job and
ऐसा।
actually improve what Fnatic brought onto the table. Fnatic is going to go for split right off the
भाई
bat.
smart दिख रहा हूँ
Leaving
मैं यार
Icebox,
चलो
of course, for the pick of Team Heretics makes a lot of sense. Maybe they want to change. They've seen spot some of the flaws. We saw also them changing the composition, going back to that Sova, removing the Techo. This is actually what I kind of expected if Fnatic were to
पॉजी
go
को
for
काम
that.
पे लाऊंगा
Even
पॉजी
that,
हाईलाइट
this is
चाहिए
what I had in
ठीक है
Yeah, I have to agree. I think this is what I was expected. Although Ascent being left to the end, I don't know if that's a good
फर्स्ट
thing
मैप
or
बोला
a
फिर
bad
मेरा
thing.
कैमरा किधर है रुक जाओ
Especially for Heretics, right? This is something
Fnatic,
that Fnatic
Fnatic.
have only played once throughout this stage, and that was a loss to Giant X back in week 4. So yeah, I think coming into Split though, that's where it gets exciting, right?
No.
Fnatic, they played it 5 times this stage. The
Best
only
way
loss
in the
was that
language.
16-18 overtime to Vitality, and of course this is the map that Team Heretics have banned every single time against Fnatic, and they've not played it
It's मेरा
since,
ठीक
well, I mean,
है
the last time we saw them play it was that 10-2 comeback from Giant X.
Yes, exactly. So we know that there is a lot of things that they can do, but they can
भाई मेरे को
also
लग रहा है
lose it a little
a
bit.
lot in
Thinking
mini
also
boost shoulder.
of the peak and split before fracture. Having
मेरे को
that
लग रहा है a lot
intention
in
of
mini
we know
boost
exactly
shoulder
what
क्या
to do here. Our double duelist can be
कोई
so
challenge नहीं होएगा मेरे
strong on the
related
side
अभी
of
से
Fnatic.
बोल रही हूँ
Team Heretics have proven that that is
तेरा
something that they are
loss
extremely
तू कर।
comfortable with. Yesterday they showed it in 2 out of the 3
ए दू क्या रे टाइम आउट दू क्या रे तेरे को हाँ ज्यादा बज रही है औरा के बारे में नहीं मालूम मेरे हाँ याद रखना पति को गुस्सा नहीं दिलाते एक बार गुस्सा आ गया ना कॉलर नहीं है बेंच इसमें रुक जाओ बजूंगी
For map 3, so they put a
कब
lot
नहीं
of thought
बजती
into this
मैडम
veto clearly. Let's take a look
X
at the
Mike,
other
thank you
split
for
and
the
see if
membership,
Heretics
Rahul bhai,
have
thank you for the
gotten over their
membership.
demons since playing Split the last time, and I mean they're just almost copy and
सोफा
paste on
इधर
a
भी
lot
सुलाओ
of these
भाई
maps.
9:30 बजे
Yeah,
उठना
I
है
mean, They have done this with Fnatic's Haven before, and look how that worked out for them. So yeah, I don't mind them doing a little bit of a copy and paste here.
Description change
but I will say, although they're sticking with that double duelist, kind of leaning into that, this is
That's
something
some
that
LOL
they did play on
description
Split
right
last
there.
time, and only ended up getting like 2 rounds on the attack overall. So yeah, I want to see some prep going into this.
Yeah, Team Heretics, of course, they choose the defense. They were very successful, as you said, 10-2 against Giant X. It was the second half that we
Shubham, bye.
should be
Thank you
more
for the 2
concerned about. But
months.
moving Minibu away from the race,
Hold
giving
on,
that
bro.
to Wood. Maybe seeing that the ISO does not
आज
really bring
का
that much with the
membership
recent
Opa,
stuff that we
love you,
saw.
मेरी
The
जान
undercut
के
does not
रोटे.
have that much value. And this
I'm
two
glad
could
you
be
enjoyed
such
it.
a menace together.
And we haven't seen this raid in a long time, so I'm excited for it. But we can't have a conversation about the legacy of EMEA without mentioning these 2 casters. They've given you guys the chaos, the magic, and they're going to be bringing
Chalo,
you the
one
grand
last
finals
match.
here today.
One last match.
Thank you so much, and yeah, an absolute treat in front of us today. Mike, we've got the 2 heavy hitters. I think all of us here couldn't imagine a better 2 teams in the final.
Absolutely, I think as well the
one.
form. This is probably something you could have called from early on within stage 1 for sure. But
Very
it's
much
not necessarily been
expected.
smooth sailing,
Very much
particularly once you look outside of this head-to-head
Expected
matchup.
EDG भी किया
My
था
God,
अपन ने,
the
वो
form
पता लगे.
both of these teams are in right now for a grand final, a best of 5 spectacle.
कितने मैप से बेस्ट ऑफ 5 है ये.
Oh, right off the rip, you're calling it a big shout here. But starting off on
How many
Split.
liters
Now,
coffee do you
how
drink?
Do you see
0
the veto
liters.
loaded? In my mind, this feels very solid coming out for Fnatic here. They've got what they needed.
Yeah,
No
I think reps-wise,
global
you
events.
probably do lean a little more
और
towards
4
Fnatic,
बार
but
ये में
again,
जीता है
for
और 2
Heretics, we haven't
मास्टर्स.
seen it since week 2, I believe.
W,
Again,
W.
not necessarily any concerns. I think once we get a bit deeper into the veto, we can maybe start to have
आज
those
का शॉर्ट
conversations.
स्ट्रीम था
but
वैलो का क्यों Binks में
see
मत
how
करो
things
यार
kick
इस
off
भाई.
here on map 1. Heavy
Can we
focus for
sofa
Fnatic over towards
emoji
B main
in
here.
game watch party? Yes.
It's Alpha, yeah, though. The other side of the map to maybe.
Your chat is best. Never hate anyone except you. Love you, Arushal bhai. Love
Not
you.
necessarily going to commit
Pass
towards
on
this
diye na
play just
chat.
yet.
Got to look at where these players
2
are.
months complete, buddy.
taking their
Love
time.
you all, bhai.
There's
Ek
gonna be
दिखा रहा.
A little bit of a pause for thought at this point. Fnatic showing presence towards the A side, looking to maybe draw some of these rotations with this late look back towards B. And as you can see via minimap, it's working. They've pulled almost every player off here. There's that little bit of a question mark being raised into Wood's mind of, guys, could they be going B? And we can already see it. Fnatic are on site. Wood's a little too late to the party. He might be rushed down here. He could be vulnerable. We know he's on his own towards CT, but now he's got support. But Alpha in the meantime
अरे ये ऐसा क्या
finds
zoom
Benji.
किया है?
The layers to this pistol look lovely for Fnatic.
भाई बाप blind दिया है, भाई बाप blind दिया है.
Boo burns the paranoia. Rienz is no utility. It's just going to be the fight. Let's not clean it up. Beautiful from him. And a stunning start for Fnatic.
Kicking things off with 4 on the pistol round. Fnatic not shying away from the fight, able to take a breather almost here, partway through this hit. It's Kayak the one to deliver the kills.
Bye. Tap, tap, tap.
Good shit,
Clean,
boys.
bye.
Looking
Clean.
clean.
Just like in my
Clean.
dreams.
Oh, maybe had a vision ahead of time.
I thought it was him and Crashies in the dreams, but seems that
मेरे
Kayak's
को डर
making an
लगता है
appearance for
जब ये लोग
4-0
ऐसा
to start
in-game
here. We talk about
comms
Kayak, if he
leak
gets
करते समझ
confident
रहे.
early, what this guy can do, and well, that's certainly a start to be had. But I loved what Fnatic were doing there. Heretics now getting farmed up. Alpha wants in on the action.
Alpha
Eco
जर भी
Crow
बड़का.
Cobra moment for him, happy enough. And the rest of Heretics, well, you're looking for small victories. Now, I don't think you're going to get many.
Being one of them, maybe. Trying to force Fnatic a little deeper. Posturing up. There is some aggression, obviously. You can see elsewhere on the map.
Rad कर रहे बे जा रहे भाई.
For Kayak to move into if he does want to make moves.
Fnatic for the win, yes sir.
Towards
Clean खेलते बे proper infinite को लेके एकदम clean
Might
खेलते.
be able to get here, but again, no paint shell now, only a classic. Difficult to really do any damage or put up any sort of resistance here.
उनको लग रहा है 20 टैग था लेकिन 2 बंदे ए पे आ गए इधर.
A trade-off here of the orb.
ये मैच पूरा डिपेंड करता है एजेंट पे दोनों टीम मारती है. अच्छा कॉल दिया. Proof more my team Fnatic. आईजीएल पे नहीं, I feel
It's not going to be dangerous, but there's a chance to do some
I
damage.
feel timing पे बहुत
Chronicles
rely
already
करेगा.
cleared Benji, putting Wood
जो मारते तो
next in
सभी
line.
है.
This is looking
लेकिन
very
जो
concise.
टाइमिंग पकड़ेगा ना
He's pretty
वो
far off
जीतेगा
from this. And I guess if we talk bigger picture, as you were kind of talking about, yes, this initially does look like a
मेरे
Fnatic
हिसाब
favored
से
veto.
क्योंकि
At the
दोनों
very
आईजीएल
beginning,
अच्छे
as
हैं
you'd
दोनों ने
expect
एक
with the way
दूसरे
it
को
goes
हराया
down.
भी है
Throughout kind of, I guess,
तो
this
ऐसा भी नहीं
year,
कि
if
एक
you're
टीम ही
looking at
दूसरे
it,
को
what
हरा
Fnatic
रहा है
sitting at 4 wins, 2 losses, and then Heretics,
दोनों ने एक
1
दूसरे
win,
को
1
हराया है
loss. It's not up high in that veto for them. So for Heretics, I don't mind them going for that little change up here in the composition as well. Try something out, and
Clean,
Alpha
clean,
to close
clean.
this round down. In zone flawless round 2. Fnatic mean
Why two
business.
deals getting common in split
Very,
these
very
days
clean
is
so far.
good against double
Kayak
controller
really have his ultimate available.
or double sentinel.
Is anything I mean, again, with the composition
In
change,
this map.
really just comes down to how well Woot can perform.
Rohit bhai, thank you for the
Nice
membership.
towards Riens as well in that regard. You're looking fairly all in here. I mean, the only member of Fnatic disconnected from this is Boaster.
कोई एक्स पे आपका
It's gonna be a
स्टैट्स
commitment
डाला है लास्ट 6 डेज में
off rip
16
here
स्ट्रीम
for
में से
Fnatic.
10 मेंबर्स ओनली और 6
Well, the wall is
नॉर्मल
committed.
स्ट्रीम किए हो
Maybe just going to sell a fake once again with the TP. Nobody from Heretics really
लव यू यार काश दोस्त
moving
मेंबरशिप लो
forwards for info here.
लव यू am I like better than Netflix
That makes it even more difficult really for Fnatic to sell this.
w
Heretics just going to hold the numbers now. 2 of them here. And the spike is still the crashies. You're starting to see that move. That's how you can kind of determine where that commitment may reside.
6 दिन में
Like,
लेकिन
definitely try and draw
10
eyes
दिन
and
में
draw
6
attention,
स्ट्रीम
but no
कैसे
one's
मैं तो हर
overly
एक दिन
biting on it,
स्ट्रीम
right?
किया
As you were alluding to.
Yeah,
Shoot
Moskey
क्या
is
बोल?
actually the timing on the smoke here on B main, allowing Boo to slip a little deeper. Does have mini
पोस्टर
Boo
देख क्या पोस्टर
well here, but how you
Binks
almost
लिखा था
you don't
किधर
want to see
लिखा
them
था
committed towards this site hold. Kayak gonna
मेरे फैंस इंटरनेशनल क्या लिखा था चड्डी खोलो
the problem being now, like I said, these committed positions now become a little concerning if they can't
मैंने
get away
देखा
from
नहीं
sight.
This
Hey,
is
मेरे
getting
को
tough.
WhatsApp
Boo
पे
is
भेज,
surrounded
members.
here, and the great paranoia, but he's been pinned
Clean,
down already.
bhai,
Kayak was on the
clean.
mission there. With Alpha removing Mini Boo at the
बाप
same time,
बाप
they
बाप
got
entry
caught.
भाई
They got punished for those 4 positions. And the other 3 were the over towards that A site. A brutally long
Damn,
road to come
blind
back
कैसे
in
हुआ
on
वो?
Fnatic, playing a gorgeous game of Valorant currently. Can Heretics
Fnatic
do
Binks
damage?
लिखा
They
था?
feel almost absent to these rounds.
So they're probably going to be holding on to these rifles now. Rien's down at
फीवर
14
फिर से वो
HP.
तो मेरा
Round 4 purchase isn't going to be there if everybody falls. Looking like back-to-back in-zone flawless rounds
Yeah.
here for Fnatic.
आया क्या ग्रुप में
Like I said, yeah, Heretics kind of need to make a call here on kind of trying to anchor that site that
आया हाय कितने स्लो है मेरे मेंबर्स
only has 2 members.
डालो ना व्हाट्सएप पे
Again, early rounds, you can let some of these fakes kind of slip through the nets.
And kind of on that though, I do want to highlight how good Boo's been at that mid-rounding normally. It's one of his strong suits that I love to watch with Heretics. I think he's a very cerebral player. But when I say that Heretics have been shut out,
भाई
I don't even
आपका
mean it just
membership renew
theoretically. I mean,
करूँ या
looking at the
नहीं लो
numbers
बहुत
here, Mike, only
199
Boo
का
has drawn blood.
बट
That's
उसमें
it.
बहुत
Everyone
शोज
else
और
is
मूवीज है
sat
इधर से
on
डेल्टा
zero,
वालों है क्या करूँ
yet to get off those starting blocks. This just
लंबा
feels like
series
there's no
है भाई
opponent on the server. Fnatic just having complete
Members
freedom.
only वाला
carte
one
blanche
piece है
for
मैं,
whatever
one
they want
piece.
to do.
लंबा सीरीज है भाई
If that trend does continue here, so if actually Heretics might try and put something in motion.
हाँ ये लोग घुस
But
रहे
hey, this time around, there's
उनको क्या
members
लगा
of
कि
Fnatic.
एक बंदा लर्क है
to punish such a play.
बुरा लगा
I think
यार
as well in this round, Heretics are probably feeling as if they need to send out some
वुड
fact
भाई
finders,
बुरा लगा
figure out what the default looks like.
But we've been seeing the
Prize
pacing
money
Fnatic
क्या
have
है?
been playing
$1
with. It
million
has been deep, and that's an isolated pickup. A
मेरे
bit
को नहीं
messy
मालूम
from
क्या है।
Alpha there. So a lovely
देख
bit of
रहा
work for Mini Boo. That's gonna maybe
कितने
carry
दिनों
over
का
away
ब्रेक
from
वॉच
Boo
पार्टी
potentially.
से
You can
बाय
already
द वे
see that the
टेक अ डे
rotation's
ऑफ टू रिगेन
gonna be
एनर्जी लॉट्स ऑफ
supporting side.
लव यू टू मेरी जान के टुडे
Engineers here.
देख तो मैं कल
Alpha Phantom.
कैसे
About
मैं कल
to drop
रेस्ट लूंगा
though.
स्ट्रीम
And the
करूंगा
flash to set him in. Kayak on the corner doesn't get affected,
अभी तो
but he
story
knows
mode भी चालू कर
presence.
सकते
They're
हैं।
all coming up towards this look towards the vents as the player on the other side.
कभी है ये कभी है
Completely
मास्टर्स
unaware of
टाइम है ना
Booster. And again, this is methodical. It's near on mechanical from
भाई
Fnatic. Look
ढूंढ
at this.
ढूंढ के मार रहे
Heretics not
भाई
even getting a
एक शॉट
glance
मिस हो
into
रहा है वो
this.
लोग का
Boo recovered the weapon off the body of Alpha, but he's on the wrong side of the map. The only one here is Riens with a classic. Mike, he's good. I don't think he's that good.
Wow. Have to get a couple for free here. It doesn't even look like Kayak will give him the
रेडी
chance.
था भाई
Jesus.
Shut down here. It's looking
रेडी था
clinical.
भाई
for Fnatic. Whether or not Boo's going to be able to find anything crashes to remove any hope here in round 4. First time we've really seen Heretics go exploring to, like I said, try and figure out what the backline looks like. No surprise to see a timeout called this early on here. Do we need to see some sort of adjustment? Because again here, I guess a body in hand is Benji to come up and pick the slack up.
Oh हाँ बे अपने भी डलोगे.
Huge gap in mid here that
हाथ में क्या है इसकी?
close to identifies very quickly.
Yeah.
I guess also kind of symptomatic of the other rounds, just total freedom across the map.
Love you यार, 3 जन गए वहाँ
And I
पे.
guess this does play into then kind of talking about the next step here. Obviously, both of these teams are going to Toronto. That's not what's being fought for here.
Love you,
but also, we're
yaar.
starting to see the deeper vetoes and potentially faults here, right? This is a map that Heretics will need to correct. If this is them coming out here, obviously it's not high up in their veto list, right? This is not a go-to selection for them, but welcome to Best of Fives. Hey, if we're going to talk about big events, Heretics in Best of Five, right? We've got to talk about longevity with them. This map so far, they haven't looked like they've got their footing at all.
क्लो बोलते.
I think as well, you're not necessarily on the defensive side going to see much for the comp adjustment. Even so, really lean towards many changes, but
थोड़ा ज़्यादा clean नहीं खेल रहा है यार, Fnatic.
have to see again whether or not they do just sit back towards it. The problem being, if they can continue, well, I was going to say continue doing this sort of thing.
ट्रॉफी देख क्या प्यार है बग्स भाई.
Once again.
Yep.
Pacific का दिखाएगा घर जाएगा.
Yeah, because Heretics almost play themselves out some of these rounds if they can't, you know, pin down somebody for an opening engagement.
बग्स भाई, love from Ahmedabad. कभी मीटअप करो अहमदाबाद में, मजा आएगा. एक बार मिलना है आपसे. Love you यार, love you यार.
We all go up, but playing so deep, it's not going to ping anything.
A little bit of an exchange, I guess.
और बंट कर रहा है, लेकिन यहाँ पे ये खेलते करके अभी पूरी दुनिया को पता है.
Timeout. Fnatic almost anticipating some sort of set piece or aggression. Spike actually left in spawn this time around.
वो लोग ने पढ़ाई किया है भाई.
But they've replaced that question mark for Fnatic now on both sides of the map, so it's very hard. They have to send bodies, they have to fully commit, which they're doing here. So they attempted it towards A, and they've been kind of traded out on that, so it goes back towards Fnatic's favour, as they do currently have Kayak in position. Here, it's been traded back towards Heretics' side. They've got EMEA, but something they don't like. Boo's reading this as it's not probably going to be B until maybe Rien's calls for support. Now, seeing this boom bot, this should be enough of a worry, surely, but Boo is fully committing towards this idea that it's going to be towards A.
Binks,
why? In Rien's and Benji to be able to do anything to hold back this 3-2 split here. The power does not connect, but Rien's needs to call in.
Big win as well to draw out the C's and the snake bite.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
Rien's might be in trouble here as a bouncing Alpha flies over. It's Chronicle to claim the kill, but now Benji should be noted. That Viper util, and he's going to do well, but there's a trade coming in. These splits are completely uncontested. Heretics need to get a grip on this, and they can't stop the rot. Boo bailed out the site earlier on, and now punished.
Please start making highlights. There are so many who
didn't even catch it in the fray there, but where Bosa slit the net once again.
आधा पेट में
Another
ही है.
issue identified here.
तो के ऊपर और 50 डल के पूरा लिख
Heretics
देता.
defense.
Don't have
just
time to
feels
watch
like
whole
Fnatic
stream
just
late night and during
Well, I mean, have Heretics
daytime
by the balls, to be
too.
honest with you, there's
Mr.
no
Rudra bhai,
space
love you यार,
whatsoever.
लेकिन highlights instant डाल नहीं
Even
सकते. समझ रहे
Kayak coming through, catching somebody
ऐसा
in
सिस्टम है
rotation.
नहीं फिलहाल.
Woo!
Let's go.
Love and support Uttarakhand. Wait for you to come here.
Need a couple to make this
Wait
honestly
for
doable in the second half as well.
W दीपक भाई,
And look, I was
W
giving
क्या
kind
हो
of
गया
a
आप
surprise
सबको?
marker towards Boo's struggle to try and deal with these approaches from Fnatic, but I guess I have to then flip that coin and put the credit
Dinner का
towards
time है
Boo's to
क्या?
itself. He's
सब
calling
लोग आधा आधा
it.
खाना
That's
खा
been
रहे
great. It
हैं,
feels
words खा
like
रहे हैं.
Heretics can't be on the right side of the map ever.
No, it's kind of that double-edged sword, really. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. You can't really justify now being in an awful position financially.
अरे चलेगा instant मत
Time
डालो.
and time again,
एक डे के बाद
kind of
डालो.
force the issue and get aggressive.
एक
But
डे नहीं लगेगा एडिट करने को, 2 दिन तो लगेगा यार.
the little things to keep your eye on is obviously
3
some of
घंटे
these
का
utility
4
wins that,
घंटे
you
का
know,
स्ट्रीम
seeing
होता है,
the
कभी 5
reveal,
घंटे का
that
स्ट्रीम होता
creating
है.
a window of
स्ट्रीम खत्म
opportunity.
होने
Now
के
the
बाद
boom
वो
board coming
डाउनलोड
out.
करने का टाइम जाएगा फिर
Again,
उसमें से
mid,
उसको एडिट करना
completely left
पड़ेगा
open with
उसके लिए
all that
उसको
attention
देखना
drawn
पड़ेगा
on the extremities, Mike. It just gives them complete
तो एक दिन
walk-ups.
का तो काम है नहीं
This round maybe not so much of a problem because it is just on those
और
pistols,
एक तो
right?
मेरा
Trying to make
एडिटर भी
something
गांडू है
happen for themselves. But once again, we're seeing
क्या
players
एडिट करेगा
we're seeing
उसको
players
स्ट्रीम
slip
करने का
up
रहता
through,
है
up towards heaven. We saw that last time around from Boaster. They found such a flaw in
बेचारे ने
Heretics.
एक दिन
Heretics
किया
can't
था
seem to fix it.
हेवी टॉन्ट
They're
कर
running
रहा
low on time here, Fnatic,
भाई
but they're still
गजब
dropping the
भाई
bodies. It's Rian's to find Kayak, but
मेरे को
the
सिर्फ
spike does
हेडशॉट
need to
दिख
get
रहे
towards
हैं
A.
सिर्फ
20 seconds now. Maybe the clock could be the factor. Can Rian's land some mad shots? I mean, okay, carpet's rolled out towards B. Got to get there fast with the spike. But they should have time for this plant. I don't think it's a problem. Rien's can't even get there in time. I mean, I've not seen a
का
player
एडिटर
like
ले लो
this in
एक्चुअल में डब्ल्यू एडिटर है भाई उसका
quite some time. To this extent.
See if they can maybe reset here coming into the buy round. But yeah, from a
What
macro
would
standpoint,
be the
Fnatic
team
in
you will
total
make
control of
of
the split here.
I mean, it's night and day, isn't it?
Again, it's rough really to think about Benji's
what
task
capital
here in
में?
terms of
what would be the
swinging
team
back
you
and forth,
will
or
make
whether or not they
अरे
just
मार्क
commit him towards mid. Especially now the buy round's
चिंचन
going
भाई
forwards. Even that last round was quite
मेरे
all the way
हिसाब
over
से
on B that
गुड बाय तक बाय मॉर्टन
ends up engaging with mini boot.
मैं और
Very, very passive and patient approach here to the attacking half of
और
split.
सिड बाय करेंगे वॉच पार्टी
And probably pretty frustrating for Heretics as well.
Well, you don't feel like you get to play the game, really. It's just
नो सिड वॉच पार्टी करेगा ना वो
pretty solid work. Mini boot, the first to get any committed contact, but if anything, he just fall away deeper. Now, so far, this is the right read.
Yeah.
First time.
I was going to say, Heretics send a Prowler out, and actually they're ready with the paranoia, but
They
God,
might have
I guess
jumped the gun.
a little early.
Yeah, they really could have jumped the gun on this one because they were in the right place for it. Oh my God, Wood tries to get away.
भाई क्या हो
Wasn't
गया
quite made it too
फेनेटिक
far.
को
Close to find him in the
किस
end.
बात का गुस्सा है
Was pulling off the nookie, but not quite it. But that's going to force Kayak to pop the ult.
सुमित
45
भाई
seconds, they
वैलो
need
नहीं
info, and they've
खेलते
just found
बदी
boatloads of it. They know the paranoia came through by B. They've seen two towards heaven. They've got a great idea. Nice little drive-by from Benji, but Kayak now making his presence known. It's a 3v2.
Spike's in an awkward spot, though.
Certainly is, and Heretics can support this nice ult. That should identify two of them here and actually set up mini boot. This is big work. Lovely from Heretics on the fly sort of play. Quick synergy between the both.
Oh
what? How
my
did Fnatic still win this?
Maybe a little overzealous here. Heretics looking for a confidence booster to kind of take a round away from Fnatic. But yeah, it's really rough. I mean, Fnatic have to do a lot of work to re-establish control of mid here and then the spike. You'd almost expecting Heretics to take a breath here.
क्या हो गया भाई
The ult comes through. I think actually Miniboot got his ultimate as well.
Nice, let's go.
Again,
भाई
benefit
कल
hindsight,
टीएच
sure.
क्या मार रहा था
Maybe just a slight
डब्ल्यू वॉच
overheat
पार्टी
moment.
डब्ल्यू
but
वॉच पार्टी
In terms of the nerves, certainly something you want to keep in check.
was gonna say कि काश मेरा
I was
मैनेजर
gonna
भी
say
ऐसे
early on, we are
सपोर्टिव
already
होता
sitting at
बट मैं
7-0.
माइंड में
I
गांड
almost
बोल
want to see
दिया
coach
बड़ा
camps as well
एक्सक्यूज
for Heretics. I'm curious because we don't often
Hello,
see Heretics
Binks, मैं
in
अभी
these sort of
next
positions.
session
Hey, they've lost
मैच
games.
कब
We're not
है
saying they
20
don't lose
तारीख
games,
को
but you don't
परसों
see Heretics often sat at 0-7. It's a very unique position from to
पहले
work
गुस्सा
from,
निकल लेकिन
and you could say
कैसा
it's easier to rip off the band-aid, right? Lose quickly, it's a best of 5, don't let it affect you.
First
VCT
map
is
है
quite
जिस हिसाब से
animated
Fnatic
from where
मार
they
रहे हैं
hit.
मेरे को लग
Having
रहा
the
है
chat,
second
trying
है
to get them maybe on the same page, trying to get a solution to what's going on, because it feels like they've got no idea of the Fnatic tells. They don't know how to take space on the map,
कल है
how to
मार्च
take any of those question marks at face.
सबसे पहली बात मार्च नहीं मैच होता है वो ठीक है और कल नहीं है मैच 20 तारीख को है क्या हो गया आज लोगों को कल है मार्च बहुत सही के क्या हो गया है चलो यार खेलो प्लीज मजा आएगा मजा तो आएगा यार
Have no info on B main at all, not necessarily
मजा तो
outside.
आएगा बात
We can
करता हूँ
catch
मैं
them
बात
in
करता
B main, but
Yeah.
this choke is always a little easier to lock down with a snake bite, paint
कल
shell,
है
and a
20 को
paranoia.
है भाई
Getting cheesy, Mike. They've gone for the cheese solution. And it's actually
इज्जत
worked.
में
Nice to
हूँ
get
ना इस
Kayak
टूल
down.
में
Quick stack towards B main.
Look for the win on the other side of the map as well, though.
मतलब ऐसे टूल में होके मुझे नहीं मालूम कब है
Chronicle
मैच
looking
तुम
to
लोग को
find
मालूम है
something, and a slight overstep from Boot. punished here. Create a gap once again. You can see
थोड़े
Heretics
से
scrambling to find
भोसले वाले हो.
the timing on this rotation.
Please.
Re-clear करने वाले Chronicle 2 मारेगा.
Oh no. Good trade from Rienz at least, but
और दो दिखे ना वो लोग को, और दो दिखे.
One away from the showstopper. That could be a big tool for Heretics to swing this back in their favor.
I'm a bit worried though. Woot's had a really quiet half here. He might feel a bit cold, but he's certainly warming up now. Big shot on Alpha. That's an instant pop with the ult. Crashies might be able to spot him out.
What's Rienz to find it?
How are you hitting that? Okay, Boaster now on 1v3, 20 seconds. Jump spotted out. Sees there. They know they've caught him now. Should be a swing if they fancy it. They're not going for it though. 13 seconds. Boaster's going to get a move on Heretics. They might be about to get there first. They do. Off the back of Rienz. In a base safe card, Thrifty.
VLR पे कल दिखा रहा है 20th को.
That
क्या
was his
हो
first
गया
kill, by the way.
तो मैं कम सोया हूँ क्या? मेरे को अलग दिख रही है क्या चीजें?
I wasn't going to say it, but yeah.
मेरे को
I
चक्कर
mean,
आ
we're
रहा है
trying to
क्या?
find it as well. Rienz 4 on the round for him, but a crucial kill. Oh, just spotted him. The readjustment from Rienz.
भाई मेरे को
Beautiful. Often the
सपना
superstar
देख
for
रहे हो
this
क्या
Heretics
Binks?
roster.
4 more rounds and we got this, okay?
हेलो
Springboard
बंक
off that
VLR
one
पे
round.
कल दिखा रहा है.
And actually, Fnatic, if they've got anything else up their sleeve here,
अच्छा
in terms of their
ऐसा
approach to split.
ओ अब समझा डीप था
Force
समझा
Heretics back into recovery mode.
समझा 20th को है बराबर है.
Most
20
flash
तारीख
here.
को 20 तारीख को.
I mean, my eyes immediately go towards Benji and
वो
Boaster
क्या
in mid
कल
here.
दिखा रहा
The
है
timing
और
on that
है
is gonna be
20 को
crucial in
है
terms of
मैं
the
कैंसिल हो गया
rotation.
मेरा. समझ रहे हो? ब्रेन
Feels
लैग.
like until this point, Boaster's been winning it out, right? His lurk timings were lovely. Woot's curiosity could
Short
actually get the better of Crashies.
On हो गया.
Starting to maybe get a bit of a tempo read on this, a temperature check. Boot. Don't know if he spotted Kron completely there, but still, Fnatic finally getting a fight back. 50 seconds. The tempo stills. Boaster looking to maybe open up another chance towards middle. Timing's there. Boo has to back away, but he's not alone in this. Benji wins out the fight. This time controls Heaven, investing
उधर
the
अल्ट मार
ult
दिया.
on.
हाँ?
But Chronicles.
हाँ?
Two through smoke is going to open
क्या?
the face side, Lauren.
Okay, I guess if we're just having these sort of rounds, it doesn't matter. Oh man, you thought it was maybe a chance back for Heretics, but Chronicle gets a gift from the gods.
19
Leaving
से
just
भोसली
Benji
पहली
now
बात तू
to
भोसली.
face the music. Fnatic.
20 तारीख को है. भाई
You
मैं
don't get
एसेटोल
luck
में
as well as this
हूँ.
scoreline,
20
but
तारीख को है
apparently Chronicle you
मैच.
do.
I mean, the first, sure. The second,
wasn't
though, the
even
timing.
close.
I mean, it was eerily spooky.
Chronicle ने बस हमारा
But
पिक्सल
it's
दिखा रहे हैं.
absolutely huge.
हैकर ने पिक्सल दिखा उसको.
Right.
I think actually, yeah, just catching a glimpse on the edge of that smoke.
टाइमिंग नहीं हो रहा है
really
उसको. दिखा रहे बाबा बंदा दिखा रहे
Again, whether or not
बाबा.
that's kind of Boo at max range, putting that smoke down there, or it's intended actually to give something to watch the cross
सुपर दैट नहीं हो
potentially,
रही है
but
ऐसा मत करो.
by the finest of
जो
margins,
लगा के ट्राई
Chronicle
करो.
will
जो लगा
punish.
के गिव अप नहीं करना चाहिए सब चीजों में.
But Heretics back in a really rough spot in terms of the finances as well, Lauren. Guardian, 2 rifles, but Woot just on a classic.
19th को है. अगर 19th को नहीं हुआ मैच एसेटोल का तो जितने भी लोग बोल रहे हैं ना 19th को मैच है सारे कास्ट दोस्त मेंबरशिप लेंगे.
Because again, look, we know the
और
caliber of player.
अगर
Heretics.
19th
That's
को
why you'll
हुआ
get a
तो मैं
4K
100
from Rienz
गिफ्टेड
to win you
दूंगा.
a round.
Oh, yeah.
Right, but the difference
ठीक है?
here of capability when it comes to the team play aspect and just general knowledge on this map is stark, right? This is a great first pick from Fnatic, putting themselves up at 8-1. Boaster wants his revenge, but see his eyes there, almost looking trained in towards the mini-map, so got to be careful. Just smoke towards middle, and once again clearing methodically towards his A site. Now, unaffected Rienz is the only one who seems to be firing up here. Taking away Chronicle this time. Alpha looking to take space back towards Heaven. Still a lot of players here, Mike. A good opportunity, but maybe a
30
I was
seconds
going to
left.
say, Heretics conceding mid this time around. Benji
मैं
up
देखूंगा
towards
कौन जीत रहा है.
after Zombie.
जितने भी लोग बोले ना
Still
डन
has
है
the snake
वो
bite.
लोग भी घंटा नहीं लेने वाले.
Has to
बस
lock down
मैं
Fnatic
हारा तो
here,
बराबर
gets
है
punished
so
on the
gifted
peak.
Binks भाई
A
come
little dicey here.
on ऐसा करेगा
IRL trying to dodge it out, trying to buy the time, but he's gone down. It's 10
Ah,
seconds
ah,
of
ah, ah.
That's it, that's plant down.
पिस्तुल्ला
Kayak now
था
going to identify how
यार
many players crossed, at least spotting 2. Booster!
स्मोक में मर रहे आधे लोग
Get me out of here, Mike. Get me out of this map. This feels like
दूंगा मैं चेक
bullying.
करो दूंगा नहीं तेरे को लेने का है देने का नहीं है तेरे को लेने का है
Good lord, it's just woo. This has been an absolute. I mean, that's a good shot here, but it's done for.
बस
It
मारा
doesn't matter.
उसने
You can't face down the whole army by
यहाँ से
yourself.
कमबैक नहीं कर सकते भाई
Fnatic striding through this map.
हाँ Fnatic क्या थ्रू
Nothing left up for chance by Fnatic. And even in where it looks a little, you can't even say dicey.
इसलिए
where Heretics
मैं क्या
get a
बोल
little
रहा था मैं
victory.
कि W
Fnatic
Fnatic
just applying even further pressure.
Nice! Good job, bro!
9-1
Yep.
the scoreline now.
Fire, bro.
Yeah, again.
Actually chilling, man. He's
What can
doing
you do
what he needs
on those sort of days when now what? Kills through smokes, things that aren't even planned
आप
for.
सिर्फ मेंबर्स के चैट पढ़ते हो देख अभी
Ultimate's
तेरा
now
चैट पढ़ा
firmly in favor.
तो अगर तेरे को
Fnatic.
प्रूव करना है कि
Well,
मैं सिर्फ
again,
मेंबर्स के चैट पढ़ता हूँ तो तेरे को लेना पड़ेगा
Head of the
मेंबर्स
snake almost. Kayak will fall.
बात है कि नहीं
Okay.
वरना तू रॉन्ग हो जाएगा
There's a few players
इतने
there.
सारे ऑडियंसेस के बीच में
First
सुधर
we've
जा
seen
भाई अरे
Pick against Fnatic, and now they have to
सेल्समैन ही
work
कह
against
दे
it, but it feels like at least slow and steady now.
ऑन हो रहा है ऑन हो के एक राउंड जीते वो लोग ऑन हो रहा है
A pretty big tell. There's a lot of presence on this B side of the map,
भाई
but
कल क्या मार रहा था
maybe unwilling
टीएच
to back
भाई
away. Plenty of ults to try and cross through.
क्रेजी
Boaster's got his, Alpha's got his, Kron's got his, and a decent amount of util still left.
ना
Almost committed towards this now with two teammates alongside him. Can he get away? This time around, he's jumped up, but he's
भाई
down
मेरे
over the top
हिसाब
of the
से
box.
वो सिर्फ डॉज द अल्ट चैलेंज कर रहा है भाई
Miniboo doing really well though, leaving just Kron alive, but this man has
पड़ी
been doing
उसको भी
miracles.
हेडशॉट पड़ी
30
But
seconds
with
left.
12
Miniboo clean
HP,
है
I don't see it.
वुड
Make me a
पे
believer,
डॉज द
Chronicle.
अल्ट चैलेंज कर रहे हैं
Quite
हाँ,
just gets
कैसे लगा
caught.
Now he's scaring the life out of me here though. Why does this feel doable?
देखा
It
उसको
shouldn't be, and it isn't. Riens, make sure of it as Heretics get their second.
बंग भाई ये वॉच आवर्स
Stick
में
the
आफ्टर
landing
लाइव
here in
देखता
round
हूँ तो
11.
वो काउंट होता नहीं नहीं
The best they can hope for here is a 9-3 half. And again, the ultimate
9-3
still a
नहीं आएगा।
concern for the final rounds
वैसे
here.
टेक्निकली देखा जाएगा तो 9-3 हो सकता है
That's-
वुड
I
का
mean,
अल्ट
yeah,
आएगा
pick your poison, really.
ना
But it's two headshots. Yeah, actually, Boaster and Crash is lining up there. I didn't even catch Ashley. It was a clap
Nice,
there.
dummy. Good job.
Was completely
हो सकता है
silhouette
9-3
behind Boaster. But like I said, these ultimates still a concern coming into the final
वुड को
round.
और चाहिए लेकिन
This time,
या एक
Kayak
किल चाहिए
on his feet, so can maybe set that in
ठीक है।
motion ahead of a site hit here.
Committing on both sides. Miniboo going to be backing away. Woot's isolated here. He could be, wait. Woot's not cleared. Oh my god, okay. Woot's paint shell does incredibly well.
Arre.
He has the ult on top, but he doesn't quite find it with his ult coming in. Now Fnatic eyeing up the A side of the map here. And Heretics backing away, buying time for rotation. When I say Heretics, it's Miniboo.
But this time around, Heretics have found fortuitous timing towards heaven. Benji's still here.
मेरा वाला ult मारा
No pressure
language
through mid this time around. It's all in from Fnatic.
Yeah, Kayak investing that ult, but it's Chronicle to alleviate some of the pressure. But Miniboo gets dealt with. Kayak and Kron up against Rien's
ना
Boo.
मान रहा भाई
Both of the Fnatic players on the A site. Chronicle
भाई
wants the
अल्ट
ult.
है क्रोनिकल के
A
पास
bit more safety here. Waits for it to bloom. It's over the spike.
भाई इतना
Let's Kayak
रिस्की
get to
प्लांट है
work.
ये
Plant gonna come in.
ये अच्छा प्लांट है
Rien's controlling.
It covers so much space there, Lauren.
Certainly does. And Kron is eyes trained on CT.
Could get spammed out here, though. You've got to be careful. Hold on to a weird off angle in front of screens here.
Toxin screen down.
That Prowler's just come in. That should be Rien's noted, and there's a gap here for Kayak to watch. Now he's not going to see Boo just yet. Boo's dived in, swinging at the same time. He puts it on Kayak. Drop down.
ज़्यादा हो गया ये थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया था
Still
वेल
in this
कमबैकेबल है
by the
टेक्निकली देखा
finest
जाए
of
तो
margins.
9-3 कर्ज हो रखा है बहुत बार
We'll find the third. Think Kayak maybe
देख ले कुछ काम धंधा करना पड़ेगा.
Cron falling
नल्ला
immediately.
रहने से
Post plant falls apart.
मेरा स्ट्रीम देखने को ऐसा नहीं बोल सकते.
Finest
मेरे
margins,
स्ट्रीम में
9-3.
इतना
Let's see how
नॉलेज
this one
मिलता है.
closes out
कितने
on the
सारे
second.
लोग मेरा स्ट्रीम देखते देखते इंजीनियर, रॉकेट साइंस, नासा, बीसा, हाँ किधर किधर गूगल, किधर किधर काम कर रहे, किधर किधर डॉक्टर, ये वो नॉलेज मिलता है मेरे इसमें. नॉलेज लर्न नॉलेज उसका भी मिलेगा. चाहिए क्या तेरे को? बात तो है. मेरा ही एग्जाम्पल ले लो. एग्जाम्पल ले लेने को और कुछ नहीं है. जैसे इतने यंग, इसके बाजू में क्या पी रहे तुम लोग? ये हाँ, एक्सक्यूज मी. वो रहा अपने वीडियो लोग. ये बंटा की पब्लिक पीट ऑन बेबे. ये अपने वीडियो चैट अपने वीडियो बेबे. देखा लवड देखा. क्या पी रहा है वो बता. क्या पी रहा है तू? क्या पी रहा है तू? बहुत सही के क्या पी रहा है? हाँ शर्म है?
Well, for the Fnatic fans, I don't think you could have asked for a
screen
better
पे दिखा है,
start.
but से
9-3, Mike, and the fashion they did it was just unfathomable.
कौन है वहाँ? वीडियो लोग
Beautiful
पीट ऑन
work from
बेबे,
them, great
पीट ऑन
calling, big
बेबे.
individual impact, but Heretics did claw back 3.
Yeah, you could argue maybe making it
किंगफिशर का
doable.
पानी पी रहे.
Certainly not how you want to come out of the first half in a best of 5 on
पानी
that
पी रहे रे
one, but
बेचारे लोग.
yeah, I mean Kayak just taking absolute control of the first half here.
Yeah.
Heretics, like I said, just constantly on the back foot.
Kazakh by collects the average
Mr.
on
Roundstack,
second
I think
best
it's
in
1.16
EMEA
kills
and
on
seventh
average
best
for
globally.
Kayak.
ठीक है, globally वन तो बना.
Pistol rounds here. Again, actually even kicking off here. What was it, a 4K in the first one?
Oh, mods membership.
See if
बोल
that
देना
confidence has
इसको.
been knocked here.
Radiant
inside the
बोलते हैं
Heretics.
और कोई और नहीं बन पा रहा. दोस्त
really
मसला उठे पे कि वो टॉक
take
शो नेवर माइंड
contact if it
होने
came
वाले.
out,
टॉक
actually,
शो होने
Heretics
वाले.
under
अगर ये महीना भी मैंने टॉक शो नहीं किया ना,
him slipping away, so maybe this is
तुम लोग मेरे को
Fnatic
सुपर चैट करके गाली
poising
दे.
towards a retake.
मजाक सेट कर.
The util they still have left quite a lot. Got Alpha's kit, Crashies. Obviously the Prowler has been utilized, but that paint shell very much in play.
बिंकिया की
disconnected
पब्लिक.
Boo is though. He's so
लव
paranoid
यू
in
यार
the
जो
late
भी वहाँ पे
lurk.
गए. love you यार.
After the lurks they've been coming in against them on the first half. You don't
क्या
know what
experience
to play
रहेगा
with,
ना वहाँ
really.
पे?
But it is going to be go time right about now. The layers of utility go in and Alpha is flying straight away and no one is looking his way! You can't let Alpha go unchecked like this! Ooh, putting up the best stand he can! But he's 5 HP! Oh my god. You got something for us, NT?
Bro, कोई क्यों नहीं दिख रहा अल्फा तेरे को?
I mean, it got interesting, but the defuse is there. Kayak and Crash is going to make it, and that's 10 right off the rip for Fnatic.
Timed perfectly off the paint shell as well. Alpha, the double satchel round.
ये GG है ना ये
Maybe
ना?
somebody from Heretics expecting a peak to come through earlier on from there, but the utility scattered across it. You can see it in the replay. Beautifully done. And Alpha finding two. Everything you could
Can I
want.
be your editor? You cannot be, भाई तेरे बाल बहुत ज़्यादा है.
Oh my goodness, guys, it's killing everyone.
Bro, कल
Double
की
digits
टीम
already here.
क्या
for
88?
Fnatic.
पता नहीं कल का टीम किधर
Long
है?
road back in for Heretics. Gonna choose to invest here, so.
वैसे टेक्निकली देखा जाए तो
I mean, if we can
Fnatic
get anything done. It's actually
कुछ
donated
ज़्यादा ही
across here
मार
for
रहे हैं
Wood.
भाई. वो लोग का शॉट्स बहुत क्रेजी है.
It's the first, but Kayak actually high-low setup
Bro.
paying off for them. Be careful now.
बाल ज़्यादा है मैं बोला.
There
रूम
was,
की
there was a
अच्छी
little
बात
window of
है.
chance there for them, wasn't there? So the Outlaw gets passed over. And Crashies does need to be cautious, right? He's the one on the 25, so that lighter shield. now it's on Woot to try and make
बोस्टर
that
गोट
work
है
for
भाई
themselves. He is
एक
within this
वर्ल्ड
pack,
का एक
so
रूल है
good
पता है
chance here for Woot.
Fnatic walking
गोटी
this.
के मुंह से गोट अच्छा नहीं लगता
Yeah, that smoke's going to drop to the terrible
ये वर्ल्ड का
surprise.
रूल है
Was there
जस्ट
just a flash to come out? No, they're going to wait for the drop potentially.
और गोटी भाई सनक भाई कैसे हो
Edge here.
व्हाट इज
Looked like they
अप
were going to walk all the way
Yeah,
through,
it did,
but
didn't it? There's the drop, and there's the connection.
Mara.
Kai needs to back from this, though, as they try and close down. They didn't expect Chronicle. You don't get a fair fight today, it looks like.
क्या मार
Fnatic
रहे
in
लोग?
full form here. The first map of the finals, getting to 11 like it's nothing.
barely breaking a sweat so far. See, Heretics now will come back in on a purchase. I think maybe Minibu just thinks there's a little more space to swing into here.
क्या मार रहे भाई
Wouldn't matter too much anyway.
Better
but
be
you still
see
have to play
angry.
on top 7 watching the
तेरे
cross.
गाफ में आर्टिकल है टंग
Well, obviously after the donation in the previous,
Moro
only a
के
stinger
ऐसा
here.
दोस्ती के क्या ये टंग है
That's
क्या ये
very
भेज
frugal as well. in terms of the
मॉड है
approach.
भाई कुछ एक इज्जत है चैनल का टंग बिंग कर रहा है कुछ शर्म है
Yeah, it's feeling
उसी के
pretty awkward now.
The confidence.
Every single response from Fnatic is just
ऐसे
doubling
मारते
down
देख
on what Heretics are
ऐसे
able to
मारते
achieve.
देखो भाई एक बार
oh, we get the
देखो
first pick called
ऐसा
down,
मन
traded.
कर रहा है
I mean,
ना
think back
अपने
to
को
the
भी
first
ऐसा
half,
खेलने का
on the
खेला नहीं
extremities,
जाता
it's always
Yeah.
बट
man
मन
to the good
करता
for
है
Fnatic.
मन करता है
It's
कितना
always
भी
a
कुछ भी बोल
2v1 for them. So Benji could slip this here.
वो इमोट नहीं है ये
She's
वाला
still
था
looking
सुपर
back,
चैट
but
करके बोलो भाई इमोट
Just missing each other.
Still got. That's lovely from Benji, but Kaya
come
getting
back
caught by Rien's big. That opens up the gates
finally
completely.
come back
That's the A site for them. And look at the weaponry that Chronicle and Alpha have. I mean, well, Alpha's got.
मैच देख के कॉम खेलने का मन करता है
He's off.
DXC का भी मैच देख के तेरे को कॉम खेलने का मन करेगा क्योंकि तू मैच तो खेल नहीं सकता
Ron,
समझ रहे
slowly
तू
but surely heading through towards CT, but Alpha's not being quiet about this. He's being rather pacey. That's about to drop here. He's got two potential targets, one right, one left. He wants to set up the paint shell. Thought about sending it to
Yeah,
site,
on
didn't.
top.
And now the cross should be the death of him. He does go down a little laboured.
Mara
So it's
koi aur.
Rien's to help out.
Even really here for
Mara
Chronicle, want to
koi
see
aur.
him do some damage.
Yeah. Identified two of them up towards heaven potentially. So okay. Ooh.
Hey, babe,
He was
मारते तो
close on that
मारते
second
तो
two. So held off from 12.
ये क्या बात हुई
Heretics
I take
taking
multivitamins
another back. Look, this
दो
is
by the way
again. There's a couple of maps
एकदम
in this
तारीख
veto that
वाला
will sit
फील
more
आएगी
one-sided to one team. Again, even when you look at Icebox, Fnatic haven't been
सच्ची क्या
particularly looking towards that more often than not. However, I
इतने
guess
दिन
one of
बुंड
the looks
मरवा
was
रहे
against
थे वॉच
Heretics.
पार्टी खत्म होने के
How
बाद
the
आ रहे हो
Chiefs played
हाईलाइट
this year.
बनाएंगे
So it is a bit tricky to guess it, but this one, I need to see Heretics warm into it a bit. Start looking like, as said, one of the best from what? 2024. Need a bit more from them. A little bit of life there. Fire up a bit. I mean, we still got Bull on 3 kills. Benji on 6.
कल एसिडल का मैच है देखना जरूर है संदीप भाई कल अगर तूने कल नहीं देखा ना तेरे गाफ में आते का
You get
लुल्ली
nervous. Now though, another opportunity to stave off that 12th round.
Bottom mid here.
कौन मेरे कान में आवाज
Progress
कर रहा है
any
कूदने
further
का
than this. Have his hands full now because Boo's got some reinforcements alongside him.
Well, certainly cut out now, but they're all eyes up towards the
Bhai,
top
na
middle.
maan
Sakai
raha
gets a
bhai.
freebie, takes away Minibu, so he's right back towards spawn and just praying his
क्या
4
बेट
teammates still
किया
standing.
बे क्या
Can do
बेट किया
enough.
क्रॉनिकल
So
ने
they've got
बे
no progress towards middle.
वो लोग का
The
आइडिया भी नहीं
extremities now
था
we look towards. Benji trying to win out that fight towards ramp, but you've got confident players against you, willing to take chances. Maybe sometimes they shouldn't. The contact made and crashes now. Should be cautious. But already Kayak's cleared through.
इन्फो देखो
And again, the timing on this. It's purely from Crash. He's feeling a little bit of pressure. Doesn't know exactly the picture behind this. That's it. Oh, hang on, Chronicle. Almost
W.
caught a nice timing on the back
लेकिन रेस आ
lines here,
गया
but unable to pin anybody down.
There we go, crashes. He's had a quiet game, so he hasn't been needed. This would be the time to
W.
start showing up here, show a little presence, show a little force. No util to play with just the weapon in hand. And his site currently controlled by Heretics. He's got problems, but Kayak's helping him out. Boo's gone down and now they're wrapped on the pillar. He knows where they are.
भाई
and he's
उसका
taking
एम
them
मिला
away.
क्लोन
This
की
was
वजह
his
से
site. Quiet, deadly. Fnatic back in control now, up to 12.
Crash is so disciplined on these beats.
विल यू वैलो
only
मोबाइल
really
क्या
the
हो गया
smoke
आज लोग क्यों खा
supportive
रहे
smoke,
वर्ड्स को
That allows him to slip a
विल्यू
little
वाला
deeper.
मोबाइल क्या होता है?
Buying a little
I
time
will,
for
I will.
Kayak to come through.
विल्यू बासुंडी?
And here Boot, unfortunately, just caught completely off guard. Kayak sitting at 26-5, by the way.
He's absolutely put mini.
It's just
Montage बना के
outrageous
डाला
to have
करो
this sort of
चैनल पे.
performance in the first map of a best of
एक
5.
तो मैं क्रेजी खेलने लगा, फिर भी montage नहीं आ रहा है.
It's very impressive. It really is with Kayak.
Busy है live stream में, समझ रहे हो?
And Heretics, gotta
भी
dig
कर रहा
deep
रहेगा.
now. You got Stingers, you got Sheriffs, you got Guardians, and one Vandal. Oh!
Cash on delivery.
Kayak has got your number.
दूसरा कैसे
Doesn't
मिला
matter
उसको?
the
Random
weaponry, he's
frame
in the
में
right
मिला उसको
place,
शायद.
right time, and he's not missing this map.
Even just sitting there waiting for the TP to come through. Didn't catch the second, but 2 freebies here to kick off round 17.
वाला मोबाइल में बेटा
Wood,
मेरे रेंट
Boo and
देखना पड़ेगा रे
Reams.
उसका डिफॉल्ट की कैसा है, उसका सेंसी
Try and
कैसा है,
recover this,
गायरो
but
बायरो है क्या उसमें?
5 standing for Fnatic.
कितना सर घूमेगा,
You have
कितना
to start
मोबाइल
bringing in
घूमेगा?
the avoid CNED rule. You know what I mean?
Abilities
If you,
कैसा
if you
यूज
see him,
करते हैं,
run.
मैप पे
Flee
कैसे
on
क्लिक कर
sight sort of
पाएंगे, सब
orders,
देखना पड़ेगा.
and the map's not looking so big.
एक बार गेम आने
Right,
दो
like,
फिर
let's say they
देखते हैं.
try, let's have a little wander through sewers. Well, that wouldn't have been a great
भाई
idea.
Fnatic बहुत
It looks
crazy
like
खेला
trying to
पे.
split back towards B, but we can see the bodies here.
हाँ?
It's a gamble stack, and it's correct. I mean, Crashies has heard nothing, so he doesn't need to call for support.
गजक कुछ तो
He's
काके है
fine
यार.
in this. Tell them to wait, see if they can keep their composure and keep their cool in this read that's right. 25 seconds, there's not much room to pivot. It's fight forward. Try and fight fire with fire. Fnatic have got all the players in the right place here, and Chronicle is clean today. He's got both, and it's Boaster to sign it and seal it with an
Clean,
insult
bhai.
in map 1 to close out. 13-4.
Clean, bhai.
What an absolute showing.
Flawless, fairly fitting, to be honest with you, for this first map. Fnatic barely missing a beat here.
ज़्यादा ही clean नहीं था ये लेकिन.
They are absolutely locked in on this.
मेरे
one.
वीडियो लोग किधर है? ओए!
Who knows if this form can continue, but that is certainly a statement sent.
We create a song right now on stage, grand
कौन
finals.
सा है? कौन सा
Give me
है?
the beat.
Yeah, be the beat.
We came to grand final today against Heretics, like as usual. I'm canning the Buster because he's better than me.
And that's what I like to do. I'm giving it hard and I'm giving it to Boo. Mini Boo too.
Bossy, looking so sassy. I thought it's actually super nice. She is because she's. Okay, I'm not gonna continue, guys. That shit. I'm not gonna continue.
भाई ये बीट में से वही मिसिंग था मेरा भाई का थोड़ा लिरिक्स. वाइबे वाइबे वाइबे. लाइनअप रिवील हो गया 8-बिट बीजेएमआई का. जल्दी पोस्ट डालो लक्ष्य भाई. अभी डाल रहा हूँ मैं, अभी डाल रहा हूँ. यहाँ पे खड़े रहो, ठीक है? बैठो नहीं, खड़े रहो. जिधर भी आप हो ना वहाँ पे खड़े रहो. अगर रेस्टोरेंट में खाना खाने बैठे हो, खड़े हो जाओ. अभी डाल रहा हूँ मैं. मेरे को 2 मिनट दो, 2 मिनट दो. एमसी बिंग्स फैन काहे गाली दे रहे हो मुझे? तुम एमसी टीम फेनेटिक से टीम वाइप करवा दो. हैं? लेट्स गो 3-0 कमिंग. बात तो है फेनेटिक ग्रैंड ऐसे में इंग्लिश पढ़ता हूँ फास्ट, समझ रहे हो? इंग्लिश में मेरे को 101 आउट ऑफ 99 मिला था बिकॉज ऑफ माई गुड हैंड राइटिंग. और 1 मार्क क्वेश्चन पेपर वालों का कटा क्योंकि वहाँ पे प्रिंटिंग मिस्टेक था करके. 1 मार्क वो लोग ने खुद का काटा था. 101 मिला था मेरे को 99 में से. crazy. मॉड से हेटर भाई को देखो. 1-0 मैप बोल. फेनेटिक अगेन बेबी, फेनेटिक अगेन. अभी तक टर्न ऑन हुआ नहीं हेरेटिक्स. विशाल भाई आपके टोटल हुए 8 के जी पे प्लस 3000 प्लस 5000. 8 + 8 = 16. हेटर्स के मुंह में मेरा मतलब ये वाला हेटर नहीं जिसका नाम हेटर है, एक्चुअल हेटर वाला हेटर. बंस भाई वो विंगमैन कॉस्प्ले एक बार फिर हो जाता तो कुछ ओकेजन चाहिए उसमें, कुछ ओकेजन, कुछ क्रेजी रहेगा तो कर सकते हैं, समझ रहे हो? एसएटल मैच का डाउट खत्म करो बंस भाई। एसएटल का मैच जो वीसीएसए में होने वाला है, कृपया यात्री ध्यान दें, 20 तारीख को होने वाला है शाम के 6 बजे। कृपया यात्री ध्यान दें, एस12 का वैलोरेंट VCSA स्प्लिट 2 2025 का मैच 20 तारीख को 4 बदाम 2 6 बजे मैच होने वाला है। एक सेकंड टाइमिंग देखने दो मेरे को। ला 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 है, ला 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 है। यप 6 बजे। रा 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 रा। अच्छा मेरा भाई रा रा, मेरा गला बैठा है यार। रा, आज मेरा भाई का आवाज नहीं। एक्सक्यूज मी।
I was gonna be like, yeah. It's not a bit. It was just me just making sure that I say what I want to say.
Okay.
Nice drawing, actually.
Here's a.
I'm terrible at drawing. Do you want me? It's not Team Liquid, but I can make a drawing of this split. The last time that you asked me,
you
was also
should. You
split.
should.
Yeah.
But my question was gonna be, you can see why Heretics banned split last couple of times.
Yeah, and this was not the kind of situation of
True.
we grab a composition that you have and we make it a little bit better. Obviously, it's not pound for pound because we have the difference with the Omen and the Astra. But I was surprised, and the numbers that I was crunching is
Crashes
actually
by
Kayak,
7-7,
who
double
ended
tala
up in
for
an
a
amazing
reason.
plus
By
23, as you can see.
7 से याद आया, 11 के वाला मेकअप के सामने 0 हुआ। ठीक है, डन से ना, डन से। फ्रेश स्टार्ट, फ्रेश स्टार्ट। तो 5-0 अप पे हूँ मैं, 5-0। हाँ, मेरे को तालस से याद आया कि भाई हमारा कास्ट दोस्त मेंबर्स ग्रुप की ओपनिंग हो गई है। ठीक है, 6 बंदे लोग हैं हमारे कास्ट दोस्त के प्रीमियम टॉप नॉच हाई क्वालिटी अल्ट्रा हाई सेंसिटिविटी ऑफ डेंसिटी में 6 मेंबर्स हैं। हम 7वां मेंबर ढूंढ रहे कास्ट दोस्त मेंबरशिप का। ठीक है,
Peeking towards pillar, someone should have been holding backside, but there was something lacking.
Yeah. And my goodness,
Ek second
Kukuka,
ruko.
somebody should have been mid at some point,
Oh
right?
God, yes. I mean, they were. You know, it's like at the beginning of the round when we were speaking
ग्रुप
about
एक्टिव
Heretics
रहता ना
on the,
करके
on
मैं
the
हाथी
defense.
चीटी
At
वाला
some
जोक्स
point,
लिख रहा हूँ वहाँ पे।
especially when
हाथी
there's like
चीटी
30
वाला
seconds left, we
जोक्स।
saw such a big gap, and obviously with the responsibilities that each and one has to take.
चलो
it's like,
for reason
when you are
बोलते।
playing outside, like, why are you
रुको मैं
not
चाय गरम करके
defending
आया।
mid? And I feel like, especially we saw it when Kayak was ulting. That
Let
he found
me
a lot of
garma
success,
garam
and even when he
chai,
wasn't,
mere
we saw on many
bhai.
occasions players from Fnatic just walking onto heaven. But I wanted to take a look
यार
at
लोडे
these,
बराबर
if
एंटरटेन
this
करना।
plays, of course,
ठीक है,
at
गाली
this
वाली
ult
पड़ेगी।
that he was using, because I think he
रिटर्न
was
गाली मत
extremely
देना ऐसा।
effective in, of course,
सर
gathering
झुका
the
के
information. The
टोपी ऐसे
first one
झुका
coming
के
in
रिप्लाई
on their
देना।
bonus round,
ठीक है।
something that, of course,
यही होता है
getting
जब
is
भी
going to make
इंसान
a
को
huge
2-3 घंटा
difference in a
नींद
best
मिलता है
of
ना,
5. You
तो
start
बहन
with the
तो 6 से
snowball
भी बात
of
करने
what
लगता
you can get in this round. The flash is on point, the utility, everything that follows up opens up the path for them to find the
criminal.
kill onto Boo. Yeah, that's exactly onto Boo. Very easy planned. And I feel like, again, the next time that he had the ultimate, we could see the exact same thing. We see the 6-0 on the scoreboard. Heretics are very close to using their second timeout. And again, he gathers up all this information. Mid is pretty open. We see a couple of players here on Heaven. We have already spotted everyone. Boo is on the side, and you already have all the information. But such good rounds spotting the opponent's weaknesses from the side of Fnatic.
It was Boo twice as well. Poor Boo couldn't get away from
Wasn't there
Kayak
seeing it, yeah.
fast enough. But to be fair, everybody wasn't getting away from Kayak fast enough on that map. And a lot of these times, oh, it was another one here from Kayak as well, just closing the round out.
Yeah. I think that what I like the most about, for example, that round 6 is the conditioning that they were doing. We saw Crashes and him being together in a different light. We know that especially for this map, Kron is going to be alone, defending A. We speak a lot, especially when we see teams like Team Liquid, you know, when Nazi has a very particular way of playing. And we probably would have expected Kron to be in that position, but it was actually Crashes and Kayak creating such a conditioning for Team Heretics that it got literally to a point in the round that they exploded their biggest weaknesses, and it's that they have better better backer than them.
Yeah, they did. And Bosa was just walking up like mid. Petra, you pray for these kind of times, right? Just being able to walk up mid for free.
Of course, yeah. And especially when it happens the first time, you're going to expect a little bit of a counter or something, but it was so free. It was the easiest way.
Yeah, why do you think the Heretics just didn't anticipate that? Was it too late, you think, by the time they realized?
It was definitely too late. I think you should do it within the Gecko, you know? When it happens the first time, you do something about it, so they're not having this free space. It was a bit weird to me.
Yeah, it was after the second timeout, it felt like, is when they patched that hole. But let's look ahead to Icebox, because this is Heretics map pick. Surely we're going to get a 1-1.
Right?
Yeah. Right? I believe so.
I mean, after a 13-4, I like that you say that, Petra, because Heretics have to find a ground that they're going to be comfortable. In the past, it could have been Haven, maybe the Pearl going up against Fnatic, but of course, today they're not going to have that opportunity. And both of these teams have very good showings, but the last time that we saw these two facing against each other, we saw the Icebox. We saw Heretics changing and moving away from the Tejo. They've said themselves that it is something, a composition with the Sova that they have played already, that they feel very comfortable with. And of course, moving into Toronto, knowing that Tejo is going to be nerfed, is a good first step.
It's a good
right?
But is it though?
But you
is
should,
it too
you
early?
should use it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that you should exploit it while it's there, because one of the things that makes their Icebox so special, of course, it is the neon and the flexibility that Miniboo has into performing all this quick and very explosive executes that will be so well comboed with those salvos, with those stuns. Everybody's stunned.
Petra, is it too early to move away from that?
It might be too early, but Reen's Sova though.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
true.
it.
It is Rian's. I feel like we talk about, you know, maybe the decision, but it's Rian's in the end of the day. And once again, the 4 rounds that Fnatic did lose on split, it was just Rian's doing ungodly things. But as we move on to Icebox as well, on the side of Fnatic, you know, we got to talk about that Sage, Petra. We love it.
We love it.
We love it.
We're Sage fans.
Yeah, but how do you counter the Kayak Sage? What do you do against that?
Ooh, that's a tough one, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. I guess bait out is you too early, but he's gonna keep his ball and he will win the round for you. So
he's been very disciplined on this map. I think that's the most important thing, and it's
memory
scary.
test as well.
You cannot catch him on mistakes.
Yeah, and Kayak
I'm
was
back.
some of the rules that he had used before.
Bunks
and
by
Heretics
Bunks
fell for it, but
आपको
I do
साफ
not
करता
blame them.
है या
There's so
नहीं?
much to
नहीं.
clear when you're playing up against the Sage.
आता नहीं है
And
मेरा
Kayak,
chat.
I think, did a very good job in change in securing different rounds to not be always
डरता नहीं
aggressive
हूँ
or
मैं
not be
तुमसे.
always in the
Excuse me.
push and just saving the wall for whenever
Super
it's
balanced.
necessary.
Yeah, he's a very good player, and there's nothing scarier than a Kayak that got 28 kills on map 1 coming into map 2 and playing Sage. So there will be no changes. Natank is in the building, so Nathan, I want
No
you to
Delish
watch this
comp,
map
Fnatic,
closely
baby.
because I'm going to come and ask you a few questions.
No Delish comp.
But yeah,
I love
how
no
do you guys
Delish
feel
comp
about this?
इसमें.
I think that the half that concerns me the most is when Heretics moves on to the defense, because they usually have the Boo playing alone in B and everybody else onto A. I think that Fnatic could have a very good read onto that, and they have so many facilities for getting the spike down that to me is when it's going to be decided. Well, obviously, because it's the second half.
I think it's going to be very difficult for Heretics on attack as well.
Binks
Like,
की chair
saw
धीरे
last
से
game
बैठा
when they
कर
played Icebox
दल्ले
against Fnatic that
दुखता है.
they're getting
Excuse me.
bombarded on B side. So as long as they're going to
What's
bait
that?
out a little bit more Vuto, it should be easier.
Yeah, I do wonder if they got some more game plans, because the Icebox against Team Liquid, at least, Pansy and Hypop looked flawless.
Yeah, I'm looking
नहीं,
forward to
20
this one,
तारीख को.
because one, you get Fnatic in the composition that certainly turns heads, but then you also get Miniboo on that neon again, right? You get these kind of like really cool things on both
20 तारीख
sides
को, 20
to
तारीख.
keep track of. Now, it can't go like map 1 though.
Surely.
Right?
Surely not.
Right?
I mean, it does require a bit of an adjustment. Again, we are sitting kind of towards the top of Heretics map pool here.
WhatsApp देखा 20 तारीख को.
Fnatic have looked great since adopting this Gecko and Sage composition. Well, almost feels like a bit of a throwback, but
It does.
so
Vintage.
many moons ago. But
और बताओ Bunks.
it's
सब
going to be tricky.
बढ़िया.
We have to kind of resort
यार
back to
तू
that
नाम चेंज करके
anti-plant
वापस
sort
रेगा
of
का
style of
UPI
play.
रख सकता है.
Whether or not that
अच्छा
really
लग रहा था जब
suits
तू उसका
Heretics and the way they
DP
like to
डाल के
defend, we'll have to wait and see.
Cameraman नाम
I
मान
like
रहा.
this. Look, it makes Heretics have to work, even though this is on paper a strong map for them, 4-1 this year. Obviously, on the other side, 1-1, right?
19 दिखा
So
रहा है.
let's
नहीं
see
नहीं 20 तारीख.
if they can hold up to the test. See how many sheriffs are out as well. Benji gonna have one, otherwise it's Ghosts barring
कल कौन सा
Woot,
मैच है पता है?
and on the other side 2 Ghosts, 1 for Alpha, 1 for Crashy. So
कल
Heretics on the
मतलब
attacking side, of
19
course, that
को
meaning
है,
Fnatic on the
19 को
defense.
कुछ नहीं.
And you're all up to speed, and it's one map to Fnatic, and it was 13-4.
19
So
को कोई मैच नहीं है.
yeah,
सीधा 20 को
yeah,
है.
look, I don't
If
blame
you
you.
are
Maybe,
tuning in,
maybe you're making a bit of dinner,
22
you
के बाद
know,
BCS से भी
having a
खत्म.
beverage. You missed map 1. But luckily it's a best of 5, and here on Icebox, we're yet to even see blood drawn.
on the Nano has been cleared, so clean plant from Boo
क्या
here.
लगता है?
Full 5v5 here. In the post.
प्रॉब्लम क्या मालूम है?
Any information
क्रैशेस
here
का
for
नीड.
Crashies to act upon.
प्रॉब्लम इज क्रैशेस का
Sit back,
नीड.
looking pretty comfy here. No flank coming through either.
Yep, about to mention Rien still had that shock dart, just gets utilized. First bit of stall towards the spike here. Heretics not feeling pressured until now. Oh my god, right until now, what the hell? Finding both, the wall goes up, looking to try and chip that down,
Oh,
but
shit.
you got Wingman doing what Wingman does, a boost, and he got the knife off! He does the best he can, but it's not good enough! A patient retake
clean
works so
retake.
well!
The wall,
कितना
unfortunately,
clean
able to
retake.
reinforce. There's a
जिससे
small
मालूम
window to
हो
punish
रहा है
that
कि
well
वॉल
in the
डाउन
pistol
होने
round.
वाला है.
It's so tough.
नेट डाला,
Especially
गेको
when you
ब्लेंड
lose
डाला,
2
वो लोग
players as
कुछ
quickly
नहीं
as
कर
they
सकते
did.
येलो वाले भाई. कुछ
I
स्पीक
mean, the
करना
grand
ही
reveal off the
पड़ेगा.
wall. Salvo's coming through, forcing a couple of members of Heretics forwards.
I want
See here,
to
Miniboost just in
be
no man's land.
on the
Desperately
casting
trying to
desk.
slide around.
The
Procedure.
util layering is actually
I
really
want to
nice.
be on the
Holy
casting.
guacamole! I'm the classic!
I want to be on the casting desk. Procedure क्या है? मेरे को पता नहीं. मैं आज
It's
से
a big
गया
call.
नहीं.
And this could be a big punish. Crash has got to be cautious. Does get out with his life because we can see how quickly those gaps can get shut down.
But
when you have
आप अगर
Miniboo playing that neon, so you do
25
need to
करोड़
be very,
दो
very careful with your
cash.
timing. But for now, no harm, no foul.
तो मैं सिर्फ
Fnatic
प्रोसीजर
keep
पता
themselves
लगा
in the right
सकता.
place here. Miniboo does have a sheriff.
इसके बाद
Everyone
थोड़ा
else
और लग
on
सकता.
Heretics just down on those classics. So going through the motions, do need to kind of acquaint themselves with what they're going to be dealing with up against Fnatic, right? This is a very
मालिक
different
इन्होंने मुझे
composition,
गाली
very,
दी.
very
और
different
आपका
win
गार्ड में
cons.
हैंडल.
Okay, all good. Rienz and Miniboo have fallen, so they've secured most of the site here, really. None of those extremities even being pressured. It's all very much one-way traffic.
Duelist है भाई.
Benji and Wu.
ये बंदे को क्यों दे रहे सेज?
Crashies.
Duelist है भाई वो.
Could be easier. And it's
भाई काजक का वो एक शॉट बताओ
Get the
प्लीज.
tally running for Fnatic today.
बट से हेडशॉट दिए
They're
भाई.
loving him. They're loving him. Couldn't ask for a better outcome. But look, this is where it needs to start here for
Replay
Heretics.
दिखाओ.
They've got to get acquainted and reaccustomed to dealing with these compositions
भाई
or
काजक का
this
शॉट
style of
देखना, ठीक
approach
है?
that Fnatic wants.
ये
You
देखो.
got to learn fast.
ये
You
वाला
can't
नहीं,
let it
ये
go
वाला.
like map 1.
Oh,
Christ.
disgusting.
Oh my god. Kayak's so good today. Like, he's always been good, but like, this is
I mean, yeah,
a
he's
little on
looking
top.
gifted.
मैप देख के
today.
तेरा भाई समझ गया था कि क्या शॉट मारा उसने करके.
Gonna continue to be an issue for Heretics. Actually, a walk down mid here. Fnatic. Benji unable to really punish that, but maybe try and backfill this space with the poison orb. Did
विजुअल
catch
विजुअल
a
मिस.
glimpse
ठीक है
of
15
Chronicle.
कैश ब्लैक का बाकी वाइट चलेगा. नहीं नहीं भाई. मैं
Straight off here.
सिर्फ वाइट. आई एम अ वाइट कलर पर्सन.
Fnatic.
बाकी
heavily
बातें अपन
prioritising
व्हाट्सएप में
that
करते
here.
हैं.
Maybe trying to catch I guess the backside of this site exec.
समझ रहे हो?
Yeah, this is tough though for Crashies. Gotta be careful not to get run down here. We could see how isolated he was for a moment. Now he's got the support coming back in. That's a player spotted there. He's caught a glimpse. I think that was of Wu potentially. But Heretics being held for now.
Oh,
And
execute कर
Fnatic
रहे हैं.
aren't fighting into it yet. They're happy to play on these retakes. We know what they're going to be going for
Full
here.
retake.
Heretics will be able to get this plant uncontested
और वो भी
thus far.
फास्ट रिटेक होने वाला है चैट.
Most notably, obviously, Kayak and Chronicle.
पहला ड्रोन है यहाँ.
Try and pave the way here with the drone.
Here we go.
अब आएगा नेड.
Here comes that flood, you can see it. Rien's on the forefront of this. Woot doing well, but it's Crashies off the back of the flash. Rien still holding the line. Little Bro goes in and takes away the crosshair positioning, and now Boo gets overwhelmed. Fnatic breaking back in. Miniboo and Benji still alive, gonna hold this down. It's not clean enough. Crashies on a heater. 3 kills for him and putting the man advantage towards Fnatic. Alpha staying alive and Fnatic converting the bonus.
Reddit famous,
Back
X
to back.
famous क्या? पागल मस्ती
Alfie
में
will be the
ये
last man standing,
सब
but
नहीं
around
बोला
3
कर कोई
nonetheless.
हाफ
Is
क्लिप
this
कर
what
देगा.
Fnatic looks like with a purpose in these sort of finals?
मैडम जी अगर हाफ क्लिप कोई कर देगा तो गाली उनको पड़ेगी, मुझे नहीं. हाफ क्लिप कोई भी इसमें करेगा तो एंड ही होएंगे ना नूबड़ी. हाफ क्लिप कोई करेगा तो जिसने पूरा देखा है वो उनको गाली देगा, मुझे नहीं. मैं एंड नहीं होऊंगा उसमें.
This game, come on.
Applying pressure and pushing Heretics further and further away from that post plant.
He can do no wrong. This feels like Crashes is all
क्या हो रहा है
already.
बंक्स भाई? आज
The
फैनेटिक
other
हो रहा है
side
भाई.
still pretty far off. Kayak building towards his,
That's
obviously a very
fanatic, alright.
valuable piece in the puzzle. Outlaw on deck and a lot of light shields to punish. We do have Miniboo with that stinger. Maybe could do some work.
मेरे
Benji,
नीचे वाला 1K
Marshall.
सुपर चैट करेगा.
I mean,
Very
it's,
nice.
it's
huh?
crazy seeing Heretics
Chen bhai, thanks
this
for
long
the
so far without an
membership.
answer, because they are such a good team. We know that they're a good team, but
Slide into my
here,
DMs कर रहा है बे मिनी बुक.
they are not even getting started. Boast are going to find Boot. That's a plant denied. Woot's done well to remove Alpha, gives them a little bit more security on the site. Looking for another go. Oh! Booster!
क्या हो गया है? कुछ ज्यादा नहीं हो गया, लेकिन क्या हो गया भाई? सब ऐसे मार रहे.
Rien's and Benji at least got the time on their side, but they're going to need some big boy kills here. Rien's disconnected. He was the one who got them that eco round before with the 4
ये
kills on
blind
the
कहाँ से
Sheriff.
आया?
Just swings wide. It's so
वो blind
easy
कहाँ से आया?
for Fnatic. They're making Heretics look amateur.
Oh, just looking
भाई
at cut
क्या
above today.
भाई? हेलो?
Grand finals form of Fnatic. Just dialing back into some of that 2023 magic.
Yeah. Good God. I didn't think we'd see this again. Genuinely, this level of dominance, I didn't think we were going to see. We obviously look at Heretics as the best of 2024 for us. EMEA's, real forefront runner.
Clean retakes ना बे.
Holy shit, I look good. I look good.
You do. You're nailing it.
यार कसम से पिंकी एंड तेरी भाभी ट्विन सिस्टर्स है. हाँ
And
क्या?
it's a very quick timeout for Heretics. I mean, they
believe
look
it was just
blitzed.
back-to-back round 4
इसका मतलब
timeouts.
आप भी सोफे पे सोते हो और सॉरी
4 or
बोलते हो?
5 in map 1, but obviously here want to get ahead of this buy round.
इस बार फैनेटिक
Couple of
सीरियस है.
ultimates, I guess, on the horizon for
गलत
Heretics.
मार
They don't
रहे
look
हैं.
happy.
No.
They're not a cheerful bunch anyway.
No, I mean, not a lot of energy down on the
भाई
stage
वो लोग के
either.
हेडफोन के
No,
ऊपर भी
But
लिखा है
not a lot
कोच
of
1 और
things to,
कोच 2.
get on your feet
Any
about. We've
comments?
seen 4
True.
rounds on map 1.
और अभी
Already here
कोच 2 बात
trailing
कर
by
रहे हैं
4
कोच
in map
1
2.
में.
Again, look, Miniboo 0 to 4. This guy, he is one of my favorites to watch on this map for a reason. Makes it look beautiful, right? Like really, really pretty Valorant. But at the moment, he can't.
TH seems
even find
nervous.
impact. They're not
कद्दू का
playing
nervous.
Summits, right?
Already
They've been
खेल
playing
रखा है वो
these
लोग ने
lovely
Fnatic के
retakes, very
सामने
nice
बहुत
layering
बार
of way back
हराया
into the
भी
sites. They
है.
know their protocols. They're completely nullifying Miniboo.
One of the
It's just
strongest
been
team है.
massive.
काहे का nervous?
So, 2 off the Hunters Fury, 1 away from the lockdown. Woot does have his
फैनेटिक
ultimate.
गलतियां नहीं कर रहे बे जो TH पनिश कर पाए, समझ रहे हो?
Whether or not you're going to see them lean a little heavier on those ultimates.
4th best retake.
Few rounds,
First
obviously.
किसका है वो भी बता दो ना.
Retake started for so long.
They really have.
Standing ahead.
It's 10% above average. Okay. And there's always that potential of a pace change or a look change,
जीतेगा
right? They're playing
Heretics.
these kind of
दिल
deeper
जीतेगा.
positions. Now, forefront.
फिर एक जा रहे हैं मास्टर्स, फिर एक जा रहे हैं मेरे जान.
Kayak.
Yep. Operator in hand here. Could be a problem here if Heretics looking to contact up once again.
Take flight.
It's already Kayak hitting that rotate. Drone here to
भाई फैनेटिक को मालूम भी है बी फेक हो रहा है चैट.
maybe sell something.
हाँ?
Nobody really close enough
कोई
to feel
मूव
the
तक नहीं
pressure
कर
of
रहा.
that.
अल्फा जहर गया.
This from Benji, but he's got to stay patient. Yeah,
ये
locked
वाला
in.
एंगल
Punishes Alpha for
बहुत
that
crazy.
mid-walk. But you're looking at the extra body. The bouncing drone draws the eyes away, but the trade's
वो
still
लोगों को
there.
पता है
So you
लेकिन
have the
नहीं हो
man
रहा.
up to the good after the early work coming out from Benji. They have the lockdown. They also have Woot's ult here, so there's a lot to be played with. Now, do they catch a glimpse? No. Early back away coming out from Crashies.
Yeah, concern's going to be that actually Fnatic are going to regroup here, maybe go for the resin tube. As Heretics now look to plant on 8.
30 seconds left.
Afia back on his feet. Still bring things to level pegging here, 4v4.
You want more? Here's more.
Round of the ult going to go through. Have a deeper look this time. Operator rings
क्या
out a
लगता
shot,
है?
so they know that's there.
Benji's got the
Yes,
lockdown
Lord.
here. It's a very late tool here.
There
I
it
say
is.
invested. Fnatic got to get moving.
Yeah, they really do. But the ult looking to maybe try
Oh,
and handle
shit.
that. Going to force the fight here. Boaster clears front sight. That
Oh,
3M's gone. They're
shit.
on towards the fuse. They've got to be able to deal with this. Heretics, you've got to get going. They're not denying the
Oh,
defuse.
shit.
Crashes! He sends it! Job done! Fnatic carry on the Warpath! Heretics, where are you?
5 unanswered now. 4 successful defuses for Fnatic. Again, Miniboo just caught off guard here, but made to look a fool, to be honest with you.
भाई कितना clean
Crash is even
retake
sticking
से
through the snake bite as well. A little late on the util from
कितना
Boo.
clean
But again,
retake
some
से
question
भाई
marks behind the wall. Only the sound cue to go off.
Theo का ult perfect था bro.
In fact, no secrets. Start of this round, Benji got to be careful. It's a double walkout once again for Fnatic, and Alpha
नहीं लग रहा.
bests him this time.
Shots नहीं लग रहा.
That's a rough battle,
Anytime
isn't
Benji
it?
मारता है ये shot.
Benji up against Alpha, but as you said, wins it out in that 1v1. Doesn't need the backup to it. Miniboo doing his usual route on top of the fridge, but
इधर भी
Kayak
मिनी
gets
बू
to
को
stay
मार
alive.
देना चाहिए था. भाई shots नहीं लग रहा
And
bro.
here we are,
Shots नहीं
similar
लग रहा.
scenes. Maybe a couple
Go
less
figure,
ults.
yeah.
Well, Chronicle's got his, Boaster's got his. Here we are, away we go. Miniboo can't escape. Boaster catches him. He's on an absolute tear.
He's going to trade off bits here as well, actually.
Yeah, counter roll, and they are in this one. This is about to get really messy. Good luck, observers. Good luck, viewers. Oh, Woo catches Chronicle on the drive-by. This is just now absolute pandemonium. But Fnatic clearing house. Booster, someone please, someone please stop him. Back to back, ridiculous defuse is happening here. This is a
भाई
nightmare
गलत
for
खेल रहे
Heretics, and
भाई.
they can't seem to wake
गलत
up.
खेल रहे. Language विशाल भाई, language.
Taking candy from a kid, to be honest with you. Another defuse stuck. With bodies still standing for Heretics. That gap starting to widen.
I killed the Viper ulti flank.
It's 6-0 and it's 5 defuses.
भाई टेक्निकली अगर देखा जाए तो 6-0 के बाद 6-6 भी कर सकता है.
From Heretics.
TH.
What year is this? Have we
Huh?
fallen through like
some kind of time slippage?
It feels like it, because what the hell has just happened to
Comes
Fnatic?
by
It's
stream
like,
snap पे, excuse me.
I hate saying it, vibes look pretty good,
अपने
honestly.
वीडियो
Well, I
लोग
give credit to that, but
हाँ
Jura
अभी
State
बराबर
wanted to say,
कोक
look,
पी रहे हैं.
everyone's having a good time. We're
Yes.
feeling
Buy the bundle.
the best
Done.
we've ever felt internally as a team.
And we thought it was just the lack of mini, but honestly, it seems more.
कर तो सकता है.
Everyone's big chilling, everyone's happy, good spirits.
Fixing है पूरा है.
Everyone looks
तेरे
on
को
the
क्या
same
लगता है?
page
Teach
too,
चल
and
रहा है
That's
क्या?
the turning point in the season where I think Crashy's started to come out of his shell
I
a
know
little
what you
bit.
did there.
Fnatic have
W.
looked fairly flawless since then. Even when, like I said, these are the two teams that took losses off each other.
Yes.
And no surprises there. On paper, evenly matched, you could argue. Kind of a discussion of form on the day. Certainly here. I mean, to see Rian's down at 1-6, Miniboo down at 0-6. It's not often you're saying that about Heretics recently.
And keep in mind, Heretics one who put Durka back in his box, right? Made him unplayable on this map, which was a rare thing itself, but Fnatic finding solutions where others simply could not.
Levels. क्या फायदा levels को उधर भी tilt होती है.
Yeah, create a little bit of a question mark on mid here, but there's actually nobody on the other side for Fnatic to really feel that pressure. Operator noted nice and early hit.
भाई
Drone
कुछ
invested,
info
but
नहीं लिए, कुछ info नहीं लिया drone ने.
happy to continue towards A.
कैसे करेंगे execute?
Icebox.
Call up नेड आने वाला है और बसड़ में ये लोग लड़ने वाले हैं bro.
It's just contacting up so far. I mean, little bits of util now invested as they look to burst through. It's quick as hell. And Crashy still holds a lot of space on the side here. They can play back in towards backside. Yeah, Crashy gets away with murder playing this out. Oh, not cleaning up there. Chronicle, Benji quick on his feet, taking the fight back, but a
भाई ये
overpeak
duelist को
almost.
देखो भाई.
Desperation, frustration being shown. Is left in the cold, iced
आटी
out
हुई
on
ना
this
भाई.
map.
आटी नहीं है
Who
तुम
left in a
बटाटी है.
1v3 and it feels fatal to even walk on the site.
W jokes. You are not Ati, you are a
Find a
batati.
consolation here. Again, got to try and chip away at the financial lead that
भाई ये
Just
duelist
shows
है
an
भाई
elbow. Kayak
भाई ये
punish.
duelist है
This
भाई
combo between Kayak and Crashies.
Yeah.
I mean, especially the fact that Miniboo gets caught on the cross, but the slow and the salvos, the coverage is insane.
And look, if we're
भाई
starting
मेरा
to
हो
talk bigger
गया
game now,
मैं
we are
लाइन
getting
गिफ्ट
towards
लेकर
either
आता हूँ
Toronto,
डांसिंग
you know, we're starting to talk
गिफ्टेड
about
कर
bigger
देना
things.
उसका
Is,
ठीक है 10 के को
Kayak
गिफ्टेड
that
कर
big
देना
game player? It looks
मुझे
like
जीते
he
सब
is finding masses of impact.
That's
It
old,
actually, if anything,
old.
overperforming. Now
I'm
the
a
stakes are
membership
even higher.
puglo
Got a global UAE.
औरा
Yeah.
भाई
I thought it was just here on site,
औरा
but we got a copycat out there. 7-0 though. Will Heretics finally claim a
पार्टा
round?
वही वाला
I
वाइब है
can't
ना
believe I'm saying that line. But here we are.
सब पागल हो गए
At this
भाई
point,
मुझे भी
they still
एक
need to
बार
go through the
पागल होना है
protocols of
यार
making sure Kayak's not here,
एक
someone's
बार
not pushing
अपन
up, someone's
क्वालिफाई
not
होके
doing
उधर
something else.
जाएंगे ना
See with a deep position in spawn for Benji, because
Huh?
I mean he's not having a good time towards middle.
Yeah, I mean, another set piece towards A.
मुंह पे चिढ़ाऊंगा वो
Seeing
लोग
if they can
TH fighting ऐसा
crack the
करूंगा
defenses. Not even the defense, just the
TH हार रहा
stick
रहेगा
the land in the post bar. To be honest, you Miniboo under a ton of it. He just has nowhere
डबल
to go.
डिप्रेशन में जाएंगे बोला 30 साल का
Again,
ये
it's
बंदा
Kayak's
काय को
utility to
चिढ़ा रहा
really
है
slow him down even further. Rians has fallen here.
These
हमें भी
lines that
पागल
he
होना
gets to work with, still posted up on the angle, not able to be forced away here. Miniboo, it feels really hard. Suppressed now on top,
भाई
so he can't even
एक बार
springboard in. And
अल्फा
the map
जहर
gets
को
close. Look at
देखो
Alpha's position.
प्लीज तू
As
स्ट्रीम
much as they may
स्नैप
want
मत
to try
कर
and
यार
join Benji on B, there's a man
भाई
stopping
अल्फा
you.
जहर को
You've
देखो
got to look at
भाई
Alpha here. Catching that cross. Oh, it's just simply lovely
उसको
from
पता
Alpha.
भी है कि एक
And it
बंदा
feels
बीत है
clear that someone had slipped the net. The lurk's
उनको
been shut
पता भी
down.
है
They know about you, Benji. Oh! I don't know about that shot, though. All right, give me a 1v5, Benji. With 13 seconds. I take it back.
10 seconds
The
left.
Guardian.
It's not getting
Spikes
back.
down a mid. Yeah, Heretics just being suffocated here.
Alarm bot out.
8 on the board for Fnatic. Very few positives for Heretics to build upon. Again, another situation where I'd love to know what's discussed in both timeouts
मैंने
here.
इस मैप का कुछ नहीं बोला था हाय 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 बेशरम
Heretics just
कोई
can't
कोई
break
सही
through.
नहीं
I mean, there isn't a single plant that's happened
This
where
is
it's felt
painful to even watch हाँ ना
they felt
वो
comfortable
वाला
in terms of the reset, the 2
finals
or 3
वाला
seconds after
finals
that.
वाला vibe नहीं आ
Now,
रहा
unfortunately, Fnatic
although
can't toy with that.
as
They
a
can-
Fnatic fan I'm loving
they
it
can flood as a
but
retake
वो like
or, like I said, look towards denying the
finals
path,
वाला वो वाला
applying
vibe नहीं आ
pressure,
रहा but
again,
as a
Miniboo
Fnatic
sitting
fan
at
I'm
0-8, he's
loving
the one
it
that needs to create space for those safe plants.
And this boy is normally bulletproof, right?
That doesn't just ride on him, it's there. This is not at all.
Love
To
you,
be honest,
Archai,
what
love
can
you.
you do when Kayak is dismantling the front line the way he is?
It truly is marvelous to watch.
पिंकी देख
Again,
तेरे गेम को शॉट आउट मिला मार्बल
she's
ले
still confident on this, not been forced away at all.
तेरे भाभी की कसम डांसी ने फुल भरोसा है कसम से मत खाओ
Spots now, doesn't back away, he still has support here. Early wave of util dealt with, but look who's watching that cross.
आएगा नेड आएगा ब्लाइंड आएगा
Ready, pressure building. You can see the hesitation on Heretics, they don't fancy it.
See that jumble purchase here. Miniboo going to pop the ult though. Goes forward, nobody to greet him on the other side.
Suppressed again, look at this!
Oh.
It's so overwhelming! And a 5v4 plants in.
वाइपर को
Gotta back
देखो
away.
भाई
Oh, it's not.
Star. The plant's denied. And there's nowhere for Heretics to run. There's nowhere for them to hide. Fnatic surrounding, as you said, smothering them this map. They want them dead. Just look at this absolute dominance. Fnatic are in full finals form.
भाई सा क्या
Knocking on
फॉर्म
the
है
door,
भाई
double digits now. Ultimates here for Heretics. I mean, Hunter's Fury been available for a while, but like I said, it's just
आपके लिए
Heretics
जान
can't
सर
get-
आंख
they can't catch
पर
their
मैं
breath
आपको तू
in some of
करके
these rounds.
बुलाता दल्ले करके बट डोंट नो
Kayak
क्लोज
sitting at 9-1
फील
now.
आती है मैं आपसे काफी यंग
leading a
हूँ
charge.
पर तू थेरेपी है गॉड ब्लेस यू लव यू यार रेगा के साथ
Thank
यूपीआई
God
लव
Prius is
यू
not
यार
here.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be catching them.
आप यंग हो तो क्या स्ट्रीम भी देख रहे हो जाओ
There's a
पहाड़ों पे
1v2, we
मैगनेट
know
में
we're
जाओ
not watching. Wall up though. Ooh, okay, Miniboo, a couple more of those and we're back in form, but Kayak still with an angle. And that is plant denied. It's not the most flashy of kills, but he's still here. A show of force. Forced away, nice work actually. That's really good. They've got to keep him abreast in this. And Kayak can't dance fast enough. Rienz kicks into muscle memory. Getting good damage. Crashes does have ult Kron with the operator.
Don't see it often. I'm here for it though. Try and deny the plant once again. Force it back out. Yeah, Chronicle wide on the first.
Yeah, I think he fancies going back over to the Vandal. They got to try and clear this out fast though. 40 seconds, still no plant here. And Fnatic still trying to find a fight back. Miniboo doing well. Nice patience from him. Making this difficult to find security.
Look how long it's taking though for Heretics to establish some sort of control
30 seconds
or
left.
comfort.
Alpha
and Chronicle.
Save it.
Last two standing and probably try and look to hold on to this operator here. Unless Chronicle finds one or two
Right there.
in quick succession.
ये FNC को क्या हो गया पता नहीं.
This one's going to simmer away. So a break in what felt like the faultless run. Heretics finally carving a bit of room, and it feels like a lot off the back of Miniboo there as well, doing really good stuff, taking them some key engagements.
24 hours retake.
Okay, Chronicle, you know, allowed to miss one or two, but Miniboo finally getting on the board really, Mike. I mean, maybe he's had a couple filler kills here and there, I don't know if he even has, but maybe just warming up the game a little bit.
Dare I say those were his first three?
I do want to see the board afterwards.
Certainly in terms of getting him online.
Yeah, first three
Getting
it looks
into
like.
this map here. Beautiful opener onto Boaster. Not much to do about that. Unfortunately, Kayak gets the timing on that first tag when he was really rough spot. I think probably
Like, good job.
he doesn't want one of his teammates to take one of those tags on his behalf either. Again, just to catch in there.
Positivity है winnable. One round at a
the
time.
Heretics camp down on the stage. Have to get themselves back
9-3
into this.
होएगा तो मेरे को लग रहा है कि ये वाला तो
Best they
9-3
can hope
comeback
for is a
मारेगा.
9-3 once again.
Yeah, and we look for diversity from Miniboo, and it's a lot on his shoulders, and it shouldn't just be him, but he does get away. He's drawing util out, he's drawing pressure out. This is big, and again, I hate to ask so much of one man, but in this role, we need to see him find that sort of footing here, see if he can develop that deep into this. Last time it was a shot through the smoke pretty much to catch Boaster back sight. This time around, playing over towards Snowman, Alpha playing over towards sight, but a plant now.
नेड है क्या नेड नहीं है अभी ये किसी रिटेक करता है मेरे को देखने का ये रिटेक थोड़ा impossible है
Potentially quite early on. Heretics going to try and clear some ground here because Fnatic have a chance to contest this.
Yeah, they're going for a fight on it too. And already Boaster right in the trenches. You can see all the util just everywhere. Fish on fish action. Boaster does get detained. And now it's going to get messy. Chronicles cleared Rienz. They've got to know that there's someone else over towards yellow. You've got to feel there is, but layers of the post plant come in. They can't afford another full defuse against them. Someone stop them, Fnatic! Every single time we'll have answers.
I mean, that is just heartbreaking. The lockdown all but secures this front space. And Heretics are unable to backfill it. I mean, the utility exchange
Lockdown okay.
Perfect for them.
Hook okay. Nade okay.
That's where the first kill comes through.
फिर भी retake हुआ है.
Rienz is the furthest forward. Then Miniboo gets caught on the cross, and it becomes such an awkward peak here. Nice. Again with the wall and wingman. Fnatic have
भाई.
5 bodies
क्या retake कर रहे हैं
to
लोग?
basically stare them down. 10-1 the scoreline here. Just when you think Heretics might have a chance to string something together. It's snatched away from them. Res available here, the only ultimate for Fnatic. Side of Heretics, nothing to their name. Barely anything to Woot's name, a stinger in hand for him.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Miniboo again having to really try and thread the needle on those front lines, but we know it's the post plant that's still a problem as well.
Alpha तेरे को पता
Retake
है.
solid, and Alpha sharp as ever. 2 kills.
No. Oh my God.
Third.
ओ मस्त मारा बे मिनीबू ने
fighting back,
लेकिन काजक के
trying
पास
to
वो है
activate, trying to give him a chance, trying to do anything, held back by a wall,
Backside पे
denied
रोक के रखा है काजक को
the chance to punish the res, I guess, at this point, but it's still a 4v3.
They're desperately trying to get Minibu back out from behind enemy lines here, but 38 HP, he's feeling the pressure.
Yeah, but he could try and come up with the goods. No, dealt with by Crash, he's isolated, as you said. Boo and Benji on those back lines now got an army to take down the majority. And now the
निकाल
1-for-1, you got to mark your man
plus
here.
1v1
Alpha up
नहीं
against
होएगा
Benji. Alpha's already had so much impact. He comes flying in. Benji holds his nerve. 2 rounds is all
अरे
they
मैं
can
आवाज आ रही थी
report,
पता है बहुत कम वॉल्यूम था
Another huge comeback asked of Heretics.
डब्ल्यू राउंड दोनों टीम डब्ल्यू राउंड लाइन ऑफ फायर में 2 भर गए वरना ये भी रिटेक था दोनों लेकिन दोनों टीम डब्ल्यू राउंड ये वाला दोनों टीम बाप खेला
Again, pulling their weight, to be honest with you.
मिनीबू ने
Still
मस्त
really a
मारा
weak link
बे
so far.
Now, it's all looking fantastic so far
हाँ,
at a
मेरी
10
गांड
to
टूट
2.
रही।
We do have a little bit of a treat for you guys playing at home. We're going to hear from the one and only, the tank.
क्या बोलते हैं नतांग भाई
Natank, he's
देखो
back
हैंडसम बॉय
with
देखो
us in EMEA.
और नतांग भाई क्या से
We have missed you here. Have you felt happier coming back to EMEA?
Of course, I'm really happy to be back in EMEA, and I'm looking forward for the split, you know.
Oh, okay. The better region. That's all I'm going to say, the better
Huh?
region. Did you ever expect that while you were away, somebody was going to fill your shoes on the Sage pick?
Of course, like everyone, look, Kayak is doing well today, huh?
Yeah, but did you expect Kayak to be the one?
भाई काजक भाई अच्छा
True,
खेलते
like
हैं
I mean, he's a duelist. He has maybe more a passive role on that map, but you can see like he's in the zone right now. Like he's really calm, taking his time, doing stuff. So
How would you rate his Sage? What have you thought of it?
9 out of 10
I didn't like look at it like perfectly, but he's doing. He deserves a 10. Like he deserves a 10.
A 10.
भाई
A 10.
मैं सच्ची ना
He's going to give you a.
मैं अगर नतांग भाई के शूज पे रहता था मैं बोलता था 9 is a 10 नहीं 9 is a 10 नहीं he is 9 out of 10 because I am the one समझ रहे हो सेज में नतांग कौन है भाई जब तू भी खेलेगा ना स्पोर्ट्स तभी भी लोग यही पूछेंगे कि कौन है हाइफन नतांग कौन है
Like how do you say like
Rhythm?
rhythm, and maybe they can come back this, you know.
इन रीजन का
they
बुंड
need to
मारने
find
के लिए
themselves,
बहुत पट्टी
maybe
कर रहा हूँ
they're,
मैं
like,
नतांग कौन
crashing
है
out or somehow, but if they wake up, they can do it.
We've seen it before.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and thanks for joining me. I hope you have a lovely stay here in VCT EMEA. But let's send this back to Pansy and Highbok and
भाई ये
see
मत
if
ना
Heretics can indeed bring this back.
रिंग लाइट वाला कैमरा
And look, I'm kind of with them, right? I'd love to see
तुम्हें मिल
Heretics
गया?
give me something to believe in. As it stands, it's a discredit to not reward Fnatic for what they're doing, but this doesn't feel like the normal Heretics we see, Mike. There's something off. They look quiet today. You heard it down on the stage. They just don't look like they're present yet. So it has to start now, and it has to start
Esports के
on
नाम पे
this
सिर्फ
half.
10 ही पता है इनको एक्सक्यूज मी शॉर्ट भी पता है भाई घर
I
जाएगा
guess bounce back versus Liquid yesterday.
Right there.
A stark contrast. Here in the grand finals. Curious
अगर ये
whether
लोग को
actually
फ्री में
from Heretics was going to dig a little deeper
फ्री
there,
में ए
but
सेट
we're
मिला
curious towards B main. Still holding down the fort,
तो
but
आने वाला है
this rotation
एग्जीक्यूट
in motion for Heretics. So they've got to be conscious of these, of giving up basically free
लग गया।
plants with this composition that Fnatic
एग्जीक्यूट
play.
आने वाला है वो लोग भी बक्सदी करके ये आने वाले थे
Even though I was kind of criticising a couple of those commitments towards sight, Woot is very lucky to be alive there.
Yeah, and all this time, though, you can see that slow, steady progress over towards the A site. So Rien's got to be cautious now. Does have Benji with him, but plenty of bodies here for Heretics. Two just behind the wall.
That's spike, Wings.
I'm going to send Wingman in for plant.
30 seconds left.
Can't really do much to deny it.
Thoda
Actually, they
be.
do deny the plant. So nice work early on here. Boo able to survive as
20
well.
सेकंड अब ये वॉल बीट
So
देगा
far, Heretics ticking the box. Look at this time, 20 seconds
Boom
now.
मर गया।
Boo's gonna be forced to move out. Does he get to live? I don't know. It looks like he's managed to stay alive, and Bo's delaboured. This is better. Maybe
12
Heretics getting a bit of a rhythm now. 10 seconds. We're looking like a melon sort of round. Heretics holding on here. It ain't pretty, but it's getting the job done. 5 5 seconds, you just got to live.
They missed it, I think.
I think that's too late. I think it was down to 3 seconds. It doesn't matter. Brilliant from Heretics. If that's what it takes,
close round.
Dealing with the util, it's a step in the right direction.
Like I was going to say, there's the fact that they have to now resort back towards this commitment to site or
Booster Whiffer.
denying this early plant.
problem
The fact
है,
that there's a
वैसे भी
second
ये में
person this
जीता
time around
कितना भी whiff
pressuring
करो।
that Sage wall means they can deny that first plant. Unfortunately, yeah, I mean, Boaster looked as if he was going to take a freebie, but yeah.
One enemy.
After that, I think it's left so late in the day
Guys,
that
nice. We're gonna keep this up, okay?
Nice positivity है
they
अभी
have to sit back and watch this pistol round pass them by.
बहुत गर्मी हो रहा है यार
Just a sheriff in the hands of Kayak for Fnatic.
क्या टेम्परेचर है भाई
So, but I was gonna say Benji, the only one with a
गजब
pistol,
किससे
but
मरा
it's fallen already.
Yeah, and it looks like protect the VIP. Kayak being escorted around the map.
इसी बंद
Boost got to be careful. He doesn't want to get caught on an island. Looking at the rest of Heretics.
Can they do
trying
Fnatic
solve the
versus
gap
Loud
now,
to come
losing a
back?
player early. They're trying to jump spot this.
गजब का
Paranoid
परफॉर्मेंस
building
देख के
back,
लग
someone
तो
could
नहीं
have
रहा है
caught
कि
you
कम
maybe,
बैक
but
कर
I
सकते
think
हैं
he's spotted at least
ये
something
लोग
on the
डिफेंस में
crosshair.
हैं
That should be relayed.
Rian's obviously coming
और
to
गजब भाई का एम थोड़ा
reinforce
स्ट्रांग है आज
boiler.
Locating targets.
मेरे को ऐसे क्यों लग रहा है उसको डबल ट्रिपल
On the other
टैग
side of this, so
पड़ा
there's a
मिड
chance
पे
for them to get in here, find a plant, but immediately 2 more members of Heretics here.
Again, right place. This is good for them. Got to be careful. There's a lot of util, and Kayak is firing again. Miniboo, lovely. Takes away Crashies in the plant
भाई
tonight. So this is
गजब
big work.
तो
They're
मार
doing what
रहा है
they need
भाई
here.
30
It's getting a
seconds
bit
left.
close though, and I'm a bit worried about this. But the line should be caught by Boo though. Yeah, there it is.
W,
Shot in the back.
W.
Nice. Now just Kayak. This would have to be an ace. And it's not gonna be
बच
Heretics.
गया दो मारे
Find a
दोनों
bit of
कजक में मारे
stability. 3
समझ
stay
रहे हो
alive, and they get up to their 4.
औरा
6 rounds. Still
12th राउंड
separate
देखो
these teams.
बेंजी वॉल हैक बराबर है
Certainly what you want to see from Heretics here,
Actually
kicking off
में
the
कर
second
रहा हूँ।
half. Back in at a slight disadvantage. Oh, Kayak threading the needle. Find Benji here. Again, the only pistol, so he's going to play a little more aggressively.
बंक्स भाई स्टोरी मोड गेम कब खेलोगे 22 तारीख को
Really
वीसीएस से
Kayak has
खत्म हो
made
जाएगा
progress towards his ult
23rd
here on the
ब्रेक
side of Fnatic.
24th से स्टोरी मोड गेम्स खेलेंगे
Heretics really, yeah, nothing within touching distance.
शेड्यूल का नेक्स्ट मैच कब है 20 तारीख को भाई साउंड तो आया वो लोग को कि टीएच एग्रेसिव खेल रहा है
Nothing on the other side of mid here this time around for Fnatic to pressure. But early exploration actually towards B main.
Yeah, good work here from Boo. This does
Big
allow them
info, yeah.
a lot of faith in this forward play, but it does get a little bit risky, but I like that, but the shot doesn't land. Oh, okay, at least a trade comes in from the Mosh going down, and that's better. Doubling in on it and catching Kayak. Nice from Rian's, good
अच्छा
positioning.
फजक मर गया भाई
Feels on a knife's edge though. Crashy's still trying to
एक
close
point दूर
in.
था
Alpha
इससे।
still here. Nice
Comeback है।
clear of Maze. This is better from Heretics.
Comeback है
Forced to
chat
fight,
comeback
willing
है
to be up to the challenge.
10-5 फिर
This is a
10-6
necessary conversion.
समझ
And
रहे हो
it is.
बेसिकली वो लोग
Heretics are not
4
out of it
राउंड
yet.
मतलब
The first real
टेक्निकली
signs
देखा
of
जाए तो
life.
3 गन राउंड दूर
Exactly
है
what you want to see
भाई
versus
बहुत
this
गर्मी हो रहा है
Fnatic
एसी डाल दो
composition. Heretics taking the initiative,
टाइम आउट आएगा लग रहा है
allowing Fnatic to comfortably set up as 5, and I think it's probably set in motion by Boo's progress over towards B main. You see the flash. It looks a little awkward early on. The Alfia catching that, but unfortunately Chronicle's so flashed up that the set piece pays dividends for them.
नाइनटीन्थ को या 20th को हम लोग का 20th को है ब्रो 20 तारीख को
String it together, Heretics. You gotta make up for map 1, which was not a pretty affair. But this is your best chance yet. Start feeling out the game. She's creeping pretty close here. Woot's got to be cautious, not get timed on this. The barrel blocks it. Crashies gets gifted a kill on the timing. And now Heretics don't have control on this A site.
He's desperate to try and get the rifle.
Oh
Just
my
snatching it
God.
away. Does have the res as
भाई
well,
रेस
so...
भी है
Well, not, I was going to
भाई
say, well, not
कजक
Fnatic
है
gonna
और
try and play
रेस
a
भी
little
है
aggressively. I think probably want to put that rifle into the strongest position they can. stall coming through, but a lot of util burned up early on here.
Okay, now the backline pressure. Chronicles got Miniboo, we're down to Rien's Boo and Benji. They've got to try and keep this clean, but they can't. This is difficult, and there's that res now invested. Time up against them. This is dangerous. Rien's and Benji got to get that defuse going, and they start swinging. There's too many of them. Fnatic punishing Heretics right back and force up to 11. That momentum suddenly stalled out now as Heretics held on 5.
Kajak by on top.
Nonetheless,
ये टाइमिंग हुआ लेकिन शॉट क्रेजी
pill
मारा.
to swallow, but again just catches a glimpse ahead of the weapon model, but regardless, that's the opener. I guess a slight pace change from the eco for Fnatic.
किसके अगेंस्ट है अपना मैच? Scout by
Felt like Crashy's kind of identified that space earlier in these rounds. He can creep up pretty close, but as it stands, still a buy in hand here for Heretics, but we've got to see this now. Near on flawless, 11 up against them. Boot done well to identify the space he's been given, but maybe feeling a bit of pressure here early. Doesn't want to outstay his welcome or be caught early. That could be the death of them. 4 players towards that A side, so now he's got to fall away slightly. Trying to posture up here, but playing a dangerous game, Mike.
It's going to be the first exploration for Fnatic here, but threads the needle. Crashies will fall.
एक और बार रेस दे.
First blood drawn here. Fnatic not shying away from that.
Poison orb. No. So back to business for them. Boo doing just dreamy work for them. Stalling out, bit of chip damage here and there. Even getting that first kill, but still, Gaiak's a problem. Finds Miniboo, brings it back down to a 4v4. And his position in middle. Feels like vengeance here if he does catch Benji, but Benji thinks against it.
Still an alarm bot there.
Mid से BT दे सकता है लिए.
Alpha's got to deal with that to get a little closer to this, whether or not he's even called upon.
Oh my god.
I think he's maybe aware of it, but Kayak in a ratty spot on the wall.
Is so ratty.
Oh, bhai.
Surely you don't expect it. I don't think they do. Oh, they do
clear it.
Nice work from Benji, so heads up. Catching Kayak, but Chronicle going to fight back, and now we're going to see the ults coming in. But the still going. Benji's not stopping. Full on defuse right under their noses. Bit of vengeance on that one.
W.
So Heretics staying alive.
W.
Getting up to 6.
W.
Taste of their own medicine.
Absolutely.
W. Feel हो गया रहेगा अभी क्या वो लोग कर रहे थे कर.
Stabilize now. And not
बस
much
मैं
of a
आपको
margin for
में
error,
कितना
to be
है
honest.
प्लीज रिप्लाई 50
Fnatic
60
sitting
कुछ
at
आएगा.
11. Ultimate's starting to come fruition here for Heretics though.
Last player standing.
Stiff. I mean, other than Kayak falling, still look pretty comfortable for Fnatic, but I guess that extra man to the good pays off in that sort of scenario.
Split से भी जाना चाहिए बेगे को.
Pressure on Boo early this time. He can't stick around at all. You can see the rotation already from Heretics. He's called in for help here.
ना?
Got Miniboo on the way.
At least अगर पूरा duration of split खा लिया है.
Claim towards Elon here, and Boo wants to get back a little bit towards this. So going to play back yellow. Fnatic falling away.
आप preloader क्यों use नहीं कर रहे हो?
Surprised if they do commit towards.
मैंने किया था कल रात को preloader members on the stream में.
2 extra bodies invested here. Signed the task of supporting.
अब आ गए हम full ready हो गए taste for the
You
win.
can see on the X-ray.
नहीं vibe नहीं आ रहा यार.
Fnatic mid-piece here actually from Fnatic.
Well, Heretics weren't too sure what's going on really. Now they might have a bit more of an idea. You're seeing a pour on a Butel. They've still got an isolated Boo. He's got to be so nervous about this. From far away, Rien's trying to help him out, but clears a little bit of space, but it's Kayak again denying the support here. This is a very valuable ult coming in. That's big. Can anyone help him out here? I don't think they can. Miniboo. Hello! Turns around! Catching both players! It's getting messy in middle now. Alpha on 21, sliding. Miniboo takes away 3. Plant denied. Heretics. It may be getting messy, but they're still in control of it. With most wants the plant, he's going to get it. But can he get away from the site? I don't think so. Kron's in a bit of a pickle as well. Can't get off. Miniboo doing so well here.
क्या लगता है कुछ crazy?
Prioritizing the right fight. Can he get the ace? Benji takes it away, but around nevertheless.
Crazy
I feel
वाला
we're going to be seeing a Fnatic timeout soon enough.
Absolutely.
Hi,
4
Bandara,
on the round for
excuse me.
Miniboo. Dismantling this mid-split. And Kayak, unfortunately, Gets locked down. Even though
I
it looked
love
like
you
maybe
for my land.
didn't catch him, but credit the target focus in that scenario, to be honest. Tees up crashes with the stun as well.
Right here. And look, he was
एक
having
game
a
movement और एक
brutal
मेरे
start.
game में
We
जो
were
बंदा
talking
आया
about it
था
here.
बहुत सही.
We've
Yeah,
seen
he's trading even now, 13-13.
Comeback का
massive
smell आ रहा
upswing
है.
on the second half.
सोचने दो मेरे को.
Heretics fans finally back on their feet. I mean, for the Heretics side, it was a brutal map one to witness. Only 4 rounds gathered. Here, a rough first half as well.
Yeah.
So very uphill. So this feels like one of the first check-ins we've actually had from Fnatic. I feel like we haven't seen much of the coaching staff having to kick in.
Yeah.
Comeback हो सकता है. Actual में comeback हो
certainly
सकता
been something that's been led in game.
समझ रहे?
And to be honest, I mean,
क्योंकि अगर तुम लोग
doesn't feel
technically
like
अगर
much
देखा
has
जाए
gone
ना,
wrong for Fnatic,
तो
but maybe
economy
just
का अम्मा
check
बेन
in
हो
here.
रखा है.
See, obviously it's
There are
been
mothers
quiet
and
for the,
sisters happening to the economy right now.
coach camp actually.
So if
Maybe
you look
Boaster
very
leading
blindly
this
there,
discussion.
you can see Dunda sa.
Got in mind. Again, Heretics so
That
far.
comeback has
Hard
strong
to
chances
characterize
of
what's working right
faintness.
for them, but it feels like they've kicked in, and it certainly does help. The mini-boost really activating now.
Event, W.
Benji having a good map
Gadget my
too.
good, W.
Also with Fnatic here, we still got the Viper Spit, the lockdown with Alpha, we still got Crashies with that Teo ult.
Pillar पे SSL match
And then
कल
the
के
Heretics
दिखा
just
रहा है.
have
Aura.
lockdown with Benji. Not much else close
Aura.
by though. A couple of these ults were invested semi-recently, so for them, guns in hand. Let's see what they have in mind here as we go back through after the timeout from
Draw
Fnatic.
देख के ही जाना
Heretics then
Toronto
get
का.
aggressive.
पता नहीं
A common
देखते.
response to these
कभी
sort of
खत्म होएगा.
timeouts.
I'm considering it, but
पूरा best of 5 गया तो
versus
लग गया मेरे.
composition,
लेकिन
it's
मजा
so
आएगा
easy
देखने
for Kayak to isolate you with those slow orbs. See, Mini-Boo to get bogged down in that slow.
वापस जो पहला राउंड में किया था चैट सेम चीज कर रहे हैं.
Problematic.
सेम चीज. बी पे नेट वेट डालेगा शायद. और ए पे.
Supporting Boo over towards B.
नेट भी नहीं डाला.
And they're still walking on this.
I'm worried about Kron's flash though. If he's holding just like a vert flash on this, actually going to catch him. Oh, he's been caught off here. Benji though going to eat it back.
Wow.
It's that, again, it's a mess between these two. The trade's coming
वो
early.
ब्लाइंड कहाँ से
Benji
तुक
lost
रहा
on
है
one
भाई
side,
दिख
Kron
भी
on
नहीं
the
रहा है
other.
वो कितना ऊपर फेंक रहा है क्या लाइन अप कर रहा है.
Try and contest the lockdown.
ऐसे फेंका उसने लेकिन कोई तोड़ क्यों नहीं रहा है
Not
ब्लाइंड
giving up
को.
this space, Lauren.
No, they are really unwilling to fall away from it. And the stun and the swing. Mini-Boo, again, we're getting trade after trade on this. Both so stubborn to give this up. Mini-Boo, oh my god, you absolute beauty! Up and over! Gets Alpha, but he can't deny the lockdown.
अपन ने
There's
बांडिगल
a
हो
lot
गया
of work here early on. Has to back away.
ऐसा
now.
अर्ली लड़ते रहेगा तो चांस है.
Riens though will be given a chance.
Oh, he's sticking around.
Disrespecting the lockdown here. And obviously the detain comes through,
W.
but it's Mini-Boo.
W. भाई actual में comebackable है बे.
8 on the board for Heretics, Lauren.
Actual में comebackable है.
Claw their way back towards tying Icebox up.
And I love that. I really loved it. As said, almost too stubborn to back away from that, knowing maybe what their win con was here. Fight for this, make them work for it, and even the audacity for the up and over. Rien's willing to die for the cause. Goes in for one, knows he'll be detained, it's fine. Mini-Boo's there.
I hate
These are
TH
just
कोई
big
नहीं, तेरा
steps back
personal
for
है वो
Heretics.
matter.
Off the back of a timeout from Fnatic too. That crushes those adjustments. Heretics giving us a reason to get excited now. Showing some of their own pedigree.
हेजल का next match कब है 20 तारीख को.
Keep it up. Fnatic looking like they might have been waiting on this though, so careful as they proceed.
And there's been a couple of times Fnatic have proactively walked up, but slight now actually from Boaster. He finds Woot with the Sheriff.
Hello?
Mini-Boo got to tuck his tail. Retreat from here.
4v5.
Boo, careful, careful, careful. You can see how hungry Kayak was on that. Trying to shut down towards him, but Boo's going to back away towards Yellow. Plays it well, and Mini-Boo now in support. Steady progress being made now. Boo caught.
क्या?
No safety for him there.
उसने random मारा smoke में.
But Mini-Boo's on the side. Takes away Kayak, the heavy hitter, and
3-4
resets.
है लेकिन गन मिल जाएगा वो लोग को. प्लस बूस्टर अल्ट भी है. क्रैशेस अल्ट भी
Still
है.
want to follow through here.
कैसे दो बंदे करेंगे पता नहीं. I think यहाँ पे साइड पे वो आने वाला है Teolt. Title से City Snowman तक Teolt आने
to come
वाला.
through. Benji's going to try and deny it.
Lovely.
So no freebie, but still 30 seconds to work with.
They do have that lockdown with Benji. There it is. And it looks like Mini-Boo's almost tasked him. Do you fancy coming in here? But you do have that tail ult. So they're going to have to wait this out. Lockdown does get destroyed. There's another attempt at the plant here, drawing eyes over. Rien's in a great position though. Can spot that the plant isn't going down, and he's going to deliver. Takes away Kron, big trades. 10 seconds! Miniboo under pressure, and so is Alpha. Oh, it's stunning from Miniboo. He's heating up. You said it, looking sharper. Round 5 rounds.
On हो गई chat teach वाले.
Heretics.
उफ
Is
भाई
Miniboo.
क्या clean मारा भाई मिनीबू ने.
Really channel that energy.
ये मत था भाई मिनीबू दिखा
Most of
भाई इसने blind मारा बोला ना.
Again, a lot of things still going right for Fnatic, so you got to credit the recovery factor here.
Yes.
ये देखो भाई ये देखो. Oh.
And Alpha desperate to get a peek
Aura.
on the first, but Miniboo doesn't bite.
हो गया ये आ रहा तो
And it's a
लेन.
mark of a great player as well after a very hard first half to come back in and be so impactful.
Not just hard first map.
True.
Again,
True.
the first half of this, which was brutal for Heretics.
क्या उसको तो 10-2 से comeback.
Taking the reins now, taking control on Icebox.
सीधे execute जाएंगे क्या?
And it puts the question back to Fnatic. How well can you learn on the fly here? First big challenge. First time we're seeing this version of Heretics throughout this game.
ये लोग के लिए तो अपडेट हुआ है क्या? वो मास्टर्स में होगा.
Fire underneath the rest of the boys on Heretics. Fnatic slow and steady on the approach now.
भागने को देने का नहीं है ऐसे टाइम पे.
Alarm bot still there behind the orb in mid. Maybe one off another ultimate as well, so a chance to overheat once more. Quite garnered. Actually, Fnatic already feel as if they've got some space to work into on A.
Minion वापस वो play बना रहा है.
They were so good before when we were looking at split. Heretics, I think now the penny's starting to drop potentially that this may not be finishing towards B.
अगर अल्फा ध्यान ने निकाल लिया ना पहला.
Rien's is the one in danger now. They can't deny this plant. I don't think actually. Maybe they can. No, Benji's gone down with 13 seconds. Rien's would love to have stored it out, but I don't think he can achieve it. You can see the desperation, the want to. Holding good space on the side, but he's got to be careful now. He needs the rest of the help to come in.
टीम मर रही है वाइपर कितना दूर है. वो भी गेको देख के बैठा है. गेको देख के बैठा है लेकिन गेको मर गया.
And now you
कैसे?
got Boo on a bit of a split in a 1v1 up against Crashies. And that's going to be won out by Crashies now, Woo. A 1v3 ain't going to happen. Fnatic
कैसे क्यों देख रहे पीछे भाई?
Those fakes so hard to deal with.
हाँ?
Yeah, no, down to 10 seconds.
मेरा वेट कर रहे थे
कि
मैं वो ऑन होकर ऐसे
A little dicey there, but Fnatic able to steady the ship. Few crucial kills.
One more round. भाई टेक्निकली देखा जाए तो 3 ही राउंड से हो लोग को जिसमें 2 बाय राउंड और 1 इको राउंड जाएगा. समझ रहे हो? तो टेक्निकली अभी भी ये मैप कमेबल है.
Res available now for Kayak, 1 away for Chronicle. Side of Heretics, actually the crack's starting to show in the economy.
मेरे गाफ है.
Miniboo's ultimate. Others on the horizon, so
देवी और सज्जनों, जिसने भी स्ट्रीम को अभी तक लाइक नहीं किया है, गिरेबान के अंदर जाके देखो और स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर दो. एसएटएल का नेक्स्ट मैच है 20 तारीख. कृपया 4 बादाम 2 6 बजे आ जाना.
Tempted to almost continue forward. Sides against it.
कान में खुजली होता है क्या चाहे?
Fnatic read that. Miniboo early positioning on this B site, and actually Boo the one to rotate. Oh, did he catch Kron then?
It's a free B side.
still kind of posturing.
अगर रीड अच्छा हो गया तो Fnatic जीतेगा.
It puts in motion this rotation for Heretics. 4 members, well, called it 3 with Benji Fishy still over towards mid, and again the adjustment, the alarm bot catching Fnatic off guard. I believe Alpha looking for that previously.
This feels like almost a blind game of chess against each other, trying to get the pieces in the right place for the next move.
This could be awful timing though for Heretics, Lauren.
Yeah, and it almost feels like the anti-fake that's going on here. You've got now them trying to posture towards that A side, drawing all eyes over there. But look who's here.
He's got to go
the one
huge.
man that you'd want to try and hold this down. Miniboo, who's been a monster. He's come alive here, 13 seconds, they got to deal with him fast. Oh, it's a really courageous play that falls apart. And now with the plant looking very likely, they have to go back into this without their big player. Crashies on the lurk as well. Takes away Benji. Rians wants to clear middle, but I don't know if he gets what he wants here. Kron tries to catch, but he falls. Heretic's still on for this.
क्या कुछ है नहीं, तेओ नेड है सिर्फ, इंजन नेड और स्पिट पिट है नहीं।
to play off and boast up, getting
तो
curious
कर तो
here.
सकते हैं
Oh, this
retake।
reposition could be nasty, couldn't it? I don't
अपना
think they have any
बांडिगल हो गया, नहीं
idea.
कर सकते
The
retake।
timing on this could be completely
उसी देखो बे
devastating. It
वो
looks
सरकार।
like it is. Brilliant positioning from Boast, a good trade, but they can't get half here. It's a fight that has to be had. Boo desperate to hold on, but it's
Bye,
over.
hey, be.
13-9, Fnatic pulling it together just at the end there.
Yeah, a demonstration of just how hard.
सेकेंड हाफ बाप केला बे, TH सेकेंड पहला हाफ थोड़ा सा कैजुअल था, सेकेंड हाफ बहुत बाप केला बे।
It's a story of control once again.
चैट 7000 लोग देख रहे हैं फैनेटिक को ट्रॉफी उठाने में एक और मैप विन चाहिए। जल्दी से जल्दी स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर दो, धन्यवाद।
कान में कुछ भी होता है क्या चैट?
Benji first. Let me wind up.
कान में कुछ भी होता है क्या? कैसे सुनाई देता मैं?
तो धन्यवाद। विन चैट
केला बे, TH सेकेंड
It's a story of control once again.
और मैप विन चाहिए। जल्दी से जल्दी स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर दो, धन्यवाद। मैप विन चाहिए। 7000 लोग देख रहे हैं फैनेटिक को ट्रॉफी उठाने में एक और मैप विन चाहिए। जल्दी से जल्दी स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर दो, धन्यवाद।
क्रेजी 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 भाई, इसमें गाना गाया तो
दरा 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 ज़रूर दरा 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 ज़रूर।
ओ बंकू निगम बेबी,
दरा 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 ज़रूर।
ओ बंकू निगम इन दी चैट, बंकू निगम।
Red Bull gives you wings.
W भाई है, आज मैंने आलाप नहीं लिया बराबर से, इसलिए थोड़ा सा खराश है, थोड़ा सा 5%, 5% खराश है, समझ रहे हो? लोड तू गया बे, तू गया। नाइनटीन्थ को है मैच आर्यन भाई। इफ यू आर अ कॉम्बो ऑफ 1 मदर्स एंड 1 फादर्स देन तू 19th को ही मैच देखेगा, ठीक है? 10 बार मैं बोला 20 तारीख को मैच, 20 तारीख को मिस, 19th को मैच तू 19th को देख, ठीक है? और मेरे को बता क्या हुआ मैच, 19th को ही देखेगा अगर तू कॉम्बो है तो, ठीक है? ठीक है, ठीक है। मदर फादर पे आ गया रूट स्ट्रीमर, एक्सक्यूज मी, मदर फादर के वजह से तुम आए हो यहाँ चैट में। रेस्पेक्ट करो भाई, फैमिली का रेस्पेक्ट करो। हाँ, तुमको क्या लगता है सिर्फ तुम लोग ही हो गेमर? भाई अगर तुम लोग को लगता है ना तुम लोग गेमर हो, कभी पूछना दादाजी के किस्से, समझ रहे हो? निखिल कल है मैच, कल नहीं है रे बाबा। प्रैंक कॉल रेगा प्लीज, डन सीन है। हेलो रेगा, प्रैंक कॉल है, प्रैंक कॉल। चैट में एक हाथी का लुल घूम रहा है। हाँ ठीक है रेगा, लॉल। क्लच भाई तेरे को गाली दिया, ठीक है रहेगा, ठीक है रखता हूँ। प्रैंक कॉल था, लॉल 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 करो, ठीक है चलो। रुको मैं चाय लेके आया। चल गया मैं चल गया चल गया चल लो चल लो चल लो चल गया
Let's bump that. Got a phantom in my hand, I'll crush that. Get an agent on flank, got a loop back. Shall we simmer on down with a 5-step? Where we been?
Welcome back, folks. 2-0 for Fnatic, off to a hot start. It's time to test our fans in the studio and see if they've got hot hands. Pins on the line, some codes for some in-game items, and really it's all about pride. Before we start, thank you very much for joining me for this little mini game. I want to ask, what's your name and how far? Where have you come from to see the show today?
Hi, I'm Julie June and I'm actually from Berlin, so not far away.
Not that far of a journey. What about yourself?
My name is Irfan and I live here in Berlin.
Well, we really haven't traveled that far today, but let's see how we do when it comes to the Hot Hands competition. Give me your best Phoenix impressions as we get behind this line and shoot into the red and blue respectively. We're gonna go one at a time. Starting with red, fire away. It's not a strong start. Blue has a good chance to catch up. Not a good catch up though. We're neck and neck. There is a tiebreaker game, so don't worry. Fire away on your second. Oh, it's sunk deep. That's a Phoenix player if ever I've seen one, tied up neck and neck. Give me another. Oh, nothing but net. Where's this one going? Off the side. This is for the game. This is for the pin, for the win. Oh, it's close. A chance to equalize, but it's not gonna go in. So that means that you'll get to choose your favorite pin out of the two. We've got a Wingman and a VCT EMEA logo. Of course, Wingman wins out. What a surprise. That is your consolation prize, sir. And of course, as a little token of our appreciation, you can redeem these in-game when you get home. Thank you very much for participating here and enjoy the rest of the game. For now, we're gonna send it back over to the desk.
That is correct. Mitchman is giving away Riot Gun Buddy, so make sure you DM him on Twitter. When he sees it, he'll give you one. I've heard that he has a lot of them to give out today, so yeah, have fun with that, Mitch. I'm back with Petra and Billy here. Fnatic are leading 2-0, but Petra, there was almost a comeback. It would have been a generational comeback from Team Heretics.
Yeah, I believe in it. They were finally like looking strong. The firepower showed now. And yeah, they didn't close it out, unfortunately.
When the firepower showed, Billy, it was pretty scary.
It was pretty scary, yeah, but I mean, it's just one of those days for Team Heretics. It almost feels like, you know, they said coming into this, they were speaking about it yesterday, right, about how they treat every grand final differently and that the road to that final is different, but I hate to say it, it feels like same old Heretics in a grand final.
Hey, no, we're not having that. We're breaking the curse. We'll break the curse at some point here. And speaking of Team Heretics, let's take a look at the pay safeguard play of the finals. It is Miniboo's 4K on Icebox, where Benji rudely stole it. But my goodness, what a second half, Billy, from Miniboo. He looked incredible.
Oh, 100%. And I think that's the thing, right? We spoke about him being quite an emotional player at the very start of the show. So it just goes to show that when he does start to get fired up, he can be that player that Team Heretics can rely on to be able to start helping to string rounds together. So yeah, it's a very, very well-deserved play of the final, I would say.
And I hope that on the next map, Petra, where we saw him get shut down a lot on Fracture, that doesn't happen, that he can maybe have a warmer start.
Yeah, I hope so. I think this game definitely helps him to get a better start next game. So, and I hope we see Rians a bit more now.
Oh,
be quiet.
Yeah, I think maybe the personal vendetta of Fnatic just feeling like Rians is always owning us. We have to shut him down is showing a little bit here. But yeah, do we have time for the kayak war? Maybe we do. Maybe we do. Yeah, let's show some, we had Natank in the halftime interview. Let's show some Kayak with his wars. Again, Kayak at this point, flawless final so far.
Honestly, my consistent king. Like, he's been absolutely dominating today. Like, he's just looking so good. You look at how he's performed on this Icebox, not being too afraid to bring out that operator as well was something that we kind of teased at, that he'd be running with this Sage. But every single time he throws up one of these walls in these retakes, it's just absolutely flawless. You get the wingman onto the defuse, and there's just nothing that Team Heretics can do. We saw it time and time again.
Luckily, there won't be a war on Fracture, at least not from the Sage. Sage. There won't be a Sage one on Fracture. But Petra, I think the good news is there's still some fight left in Heretics. It was a 10-2 half, and they brought it back extremely competitive. So maybe they have defeated some of those demons, and we could potentially see a reverse sweep. You know what it's like to reverse
Yeah,
sweep.
of course,
It happens.
anything can happen.
ठंडा हो गया
As
भाई.
long they have a good start, like I said.
Room है ठंडा
mentality needs to
ठंडा
stay strong. Yeah, it's gonna be very tough, but I'm hopeful.
पेट आ रहा है बे.
I mean, let me set the scene, right? Fracture, Fnatic, 100% win rate on it so far this stage. Team Heretics looking to put a stop to that. Of course, Team Heretics lost Fracture to Fnatic last time they played in
कल है मैच VLR पे देख 6 PM कल ही खेलेंगे वो लोग मैच कल ही खेलेंगे और VLR पे खेलेंगे VLR पे ही देख लेना मैच क्या हो रहा है और उधर ही देख लेना स्कोर क्या हो रहा है. बोल रहा हूँ 20 तारीख को है. मुझे डाउट पे डाल रहे हो. बधाई हो लैंग्वेज.
Getting almost deja vu
Just
going
Pilado.
out here. You know, it's Fracture again. Heretics will start on the attack again. I don't anticipate any changes with the agent select, you know, in a tournament like this. I don't know how they have time to do that, let alone anything else, you know, sleeping, for example. But this
Bang
is
bye.
where things
Champions
get very,
final
very
के लिए
dicey.
जाओगे
Because
Paris?
Fnatic, they're one away from another trophy. But Heretics, they have to win here. They have to. If they don't win on this map, 5 finals lost in a space of a year, okay, I tell a
जा
lie.
सकता हूँ, बाजू में ही है.
I take everything back that I said before. How do we feel about this?
I really like this, honestly. I think they may be getting out of this mental state from last game, and they have been refreshing, and it can be very motivating to play something new. So yeah, I'm very excited with this change.
Yeah, I mean, last time we saw them, it
Banco
felt
Nikam,
very much
Banco
like the kayak show
Nikam.
on Fracture. But of course, going into today, I mean, we've got Voot and Miniboo playing that, leaning again into that double duelist. Of course, we saw Voot on the
सैक्स शाम. हाँ ओए सैक्स शाम शर्मिला क्या डिलीट किया. अले भाई कुछ गलत नहीं लिखा था उसने. अले भाई थोड़ा हाथ ठंडा रखो. क्या हो गया मेरे मॉड आज वो है बे सेंसिटिव है. मेरे बॉडीगार्ड्स इन एक्शन. मेरे अगेंस्ट एक लफ्ज नहीं सुनेंगे वो लोग. 40 बर्बाद. सैक्स शाम.
I'm sure they'd sooner forget it. The second there were signs of life in that second half, we saw Miniboo come online. We need others to join.
गालो
in
खेलो
now.
मुंबई सर्वर पे और बावी वाले अकाउंट से मजे करो. सब करूंगा क्लच गेमर्स मेरी बात सुनो. मैं सब करूंगा. मैं 4 दिन से ना मेरे लोड़े लसूड़े लगे हुए हैं. समझ रहे हो बिना सोए. सब करूंगा. मेरा होने दो एक बार. अभी ये EMEA खत्म है बराबर है. VCS से खत्म होगा 22 तारीख को बराबर है. तो अपन पूरा गेमिंग मतलब गेमिंग से एकदम माहौल एकदम रापचिक कर देंगे अपन. एकदम क्रेजी 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 कर देंगे अपन. ठीक है ठीक है. कल से होने वाला है वैसे गेमिंग.
It really does.
Right,
It's a
Heretics.
tall order nonetheless. Have to try and ride the momentum of
इमो कब तक हो गया. इमो ऑलरेडी
the consolation of building a comeback in the second half of Icebox.
मेरा टेच
Drag that across now
ना Fnatic.
to Fracture. Fnatic really looking to pressure the backlines early on here.
डाला डाला.
So it's going to get herded in here.
Yeah, because they can't disrespect the molly. Kayak just needs to get your gun out. Ooh, it got a little bit messy at this point. It's an extended fight. The Kayak's finally tipped into Fnatic's favor, but Benji and Woot still alive here. And Woot, that's gorgeous from Woot. That's
बोला ना
what the
टेच
doctor
जीतेगा.
ordered. Heretics
बोला ना.
picking up the pistol.
Fnatic almost
बोला था
caught
कि नहीं.
completely off guard by
रात को डेल्टा होगा. मेरे को कुछ नहीं
Second
मालूम
layer
कृष्णा
to
भाई.
this.
मेरे को कुछ नहीं मालूम.
Two
एक बार
players
वॉच
from
पार्टी
drop.
खत्म होने तो सब बता करूंगा मैं.
maybe just expecting somebody to come back across the ropes potentially, but not really sure who it was that ended up falling to the molly here. Because Boo, unfortunately,
क्या डेल्टा के
a
वजह से
little bit
वालों
of
का
a
एम तो नहीं
misstep.
गया. किधर एम गया भाई. रोज मारता हूँ मैं.
big
टीममेट
kills.
जल ले आ रहे.
Good
As
to
Benji
see.
to clean up.
Let's go.
I mean, if
आज
you, if
मैंने
you're looking
क्लो
at
क्या
who you want
खेला
to see
पता है क्या.
getting active on
ओ
Heretics,
मेंबर्स
Miniboo
मेरे
with
क्लो
two,
के बारे में
Woot
बताओ.
with two. The easier boys you want to see starting to feel out the game. We already know the Fnatic are up to the task. We know that Kayak is firing on all cylinders. We've seen every single one of them. See if it can be replicated now going forward. Clean affairs to be had here. Fnatic again looking to try and punish. Benji on a cypher. We know this guy will
बहुत गंदे
be
खेला. बहुत
calm
सही
under
खेला.
pressure.
Top frag.
While all this happens, obviously the green light's given towards that A site.
एक वो flick जो मारा था ओमेन को, वो भी flick बताओ, बुढ़ापे वाला flick.
Well, plant will follow. Chance here though for Miniboot to get shut down.
Okay.
Kind of disrespecting the drone. Chronicle will fall as a byproduct.
Getting a little bit dangerous near here. Boaster gonna make it out, but so far so good. Heretics mostly maintaining a clean sheet. Yeah, barely scathed here. Yeah, Miniboot and Woot took some damage, but they don't need to overextend anymore. They can leave it on to the others to pick up that mantle. Woot still trying to draw eyes. It's Miniboot closing in. There he is. And yeah, last one alive is Alpha. So as long as they don't lose that Bulldog, Mike, I think they're pretty much plain sailing.
Could almost give one away in the form of Woot, but 3 ends to clean things up. A second on the board for Heretics, and that's it, the first time they're going to kick off the first half here with a little bit of
Big difference too. This could be a big moment for them to feel confident.
Bomba!
Actually starting to feel a bit of positive mental attitude to get them through this. Stark difference to the previous. Now, the both is actually looking pretty alright. I mean, you got those 2 Vandals.
Bomba!
Certainly packs a punch.
भाई ये चाहिए.
Awkward silence for a moment, but won't call it just yet.
Oh, I might be calling it.
नहीं चाहिए ये voice line. नहीं चाहिए मेरे को voice line. नहीं चाहिए.
Hit the button.
I'm looking for it. I can't find it. The stage might not turn red, but I can see what it says in game, Michael.
Yeah, I can see the in-game. I can hear some music.
Yeah. Don't be trying to fool us.
See, we do get an update provided to you as soon as we know what's going on, but might just be a little check-in with equipment.
Okay, it's just I think a little check from the admin team.
Alpha Jair भी Turkish है.
Thumbs up, so actually not an issue here.
A non-issue.
A non-issue. Yeah, rare.
Yeah, we take those though.
Yeah, honestly we do.
Especially ahead of a round 3. As you said, coming in here, there's still
कोई सीन नहीं.
some rifles.
EMEA में खेल रहा तो वो EMEA ही है. समझ रहे हो?
2 of the mean Vandals.
He's EMEA.
Seeing fist bumps, yep.
Looking good, and I can see the timer is
about to move. It's about to move. It's fine.
There we go, it's moving.
Problem इस fourth flare में नहीं है. वहाँ के garment में है.
Nice work. Nice work from us there, guys. No issues yet. Just a little check-in. Okay, so this is now where we get potentially a big momentum swing for Heretics if they can do some serious damage, or even, I mean, at its most,
लेकिन garment तो सब पहनते हैं.
Obviously, this is where they want to really stop that rot.
छेद है.
Deny that momentum swing up here. Steadily building towards this B site.
Draw out one smoke from Boaster. Probably
Bro, Alpha 19 है और Boaster 30. Can you?
Sell a little misdirection.
आज लोग आधा आधा क्यों लिख रहे भाई?
Spike was lurking downstairs here, underneath B site.
Check Radar stream. His little son is playing W.
Yeah, almost.
Alpha's timing.
Technically,
Yeah,
son
Alpha, it feels like it's going to be
son
everything or it's going to be nothing. He's, oh my god, look at this. How much util can they throw at him? But he's still here. He's still standing. He finally gets overwhelmed by a running and gunning re-ends. Clearing sight. They have sight control now, but Fnatic want him back fast. You can already see the Kayak getting close here. But Fnatic be forced back by these smokes. Kayak may have got a kill there, but it looked like he was through one of those smokes. And a 3v3. Plant's not in play yet. Time not on their side. And Woot wrapped CT, catching Boaster off. Now Heretics back down to the 3v2 in their favor.
20 seconds though, Chronicle going to stall things out. The aftershock, and actually Heretics now with a good read on the map, know where the 2 remaining members of Fnatic.
भाई उसको आवाज आया?
Down to the wire.
आवाज आया?
Showstopper invested here, but still got to get towards this plant.
आवाज नहीं आया.
It's okay.
Only about 0.4 left, but Chronicle's here early.
Yeah, and Kron's going to get a freebie on Boo. He had to stick the plant. There was no 2 ways about it. And bang on.
2v2.
Fault line's there. They know about Kayak too, surely. So Miniboo and Woot, this is going to be rough. Looking to isolate a fight on the side. Woot's now surrounded. He's got problems. And he's fallen.
Oh, shit.
Kayak doing really well, and now it's on Miniboo. Got Kayak to the left, Kron to the right. Flash comes in, he turns.
Oh, must
Cleans it up at the end of that. And he's popping the ult. Now do you handle this one? Kayak gonna start that diffuser. That's lovely from Miniboo, keeping calm under pressure. Kayak gonna get it to half though, 21 HP. There's only one time he gets to swing on this and he has to choose right!
Oh! W Miniboo!
A bonus in their hand.
Baap re!
Ice cold as well, no hesitation from him.
Baap kela
Played to
bhai.
perfection here. Kayak unfortunately stuck between a rock and a hard place, but an opportunity there to maybe send somebody across when they cut these sight lines from sight. We'll almost expect that's when Kayak will go for this first defuse, but they actually go to double swing Miniboo when he's on the left side. You see how awkward it was there for Kayak to try and find the kill. So a bonus converted here for Heretics.
क्या किस को ऐसा लगता है कि रिवर्स स्वीप हो सकता है?
The second bonus to the series now.
किस को एक अंदर से एक आवाज आ रहा है.
You couldn't ask for a better start here. On the map that's necessary. The other two you can kind of suffer through, but this one you can't really let it slip or you're done for.
Again, actually on the map that is probably the biggest question mark in terms of the veto.
Yes.
I don't think you would have expected coming into this to be trailing 2 maps. The Heretics.
मैंने वही बोला, feel आ रहा है.
Information for Alpha, but nothing to act upon. Side of things on a crash, he doesn't spot anything either, so not necessarily able to paint a clear picture here.
Chip, we need a couple more of those though. Not going to get any easier either, as they've already diverted through towards sand, and they're pacey about it too, Heretics. There's a lot of bodies here though for Fnatic, and Chronicle's going to catch down Miniboo. This is not out of the woods just yet. Yeah, he tried to do it as quickly as he could, I get it, but in the end couldn't course correct in time to get the aim back in place. Boaster's still going to be the damage, but this does feel like it's slipping away. 13 seconds. I don't think there's much more to be said, unless Alpha would like to give us probably one of the best Sheriff rounds we've ever seen.
85 HP, no shield, needs the first, but it's Benji to seal the deal.
Only डाला है.
To 0. The lead here for Heretics starting to build.
Fnatic यार. इन कोई भी जीतेगा चलेगा. दोनों EW से भी पहुंच गए. दोनों क्वालिफाई भी हो गए मास्टर्स के लिए. अभी ये मेन प्राइज और ट्रॉफी के लिए. और सीडिंग. इन सीडिंग का क्या करने का? अगर टोरंटो जीतेगा तो वैसे भी मैटर नहीं करता सीडिंग.
Reward for Miniboo and Woo. They carried it on. They are in absolute parity here. 7 kills, 2 deaths, and 1 assist. Both of them taking the steps together now, and it looks like Fnatic have called.
4 किलोमीटर दूर से सिंगर स्प्रे मारा. भाई वो लोग मारते हैं भाई सिंगर. वो लोग को भरोसा नहीं है.
To get a grip on things. And if you're looking at who's played this the most, who's shown the most, this is a Fnatic.
Good morning भाई. 4 बजे हुए हैं. कहाँ से विकास तू? 4 बजे सुपरसेट करके बता कहाँ से?
7 showings on it, 5 wins, 2 losses. Traditionally been very good.
यहाँ जो जीता वो सीधा प्लेऑफ में.
I think it was Navi and 1 to foot, but outside of that, for Heretics, this hasn't been a high pick for them.
Hasn't it? Boss has even said previously how comfortable he feels.
चाइना की वॉच पार्टी क्यों नहीं करते? क्लैश होता है रे. उसका और कभी-कभी पैसिफिक का क्लैश होता है. तो मैं इसको कि अगर मैं बात क्या है W.
See Fnatic probably the advantage here.
वोट करो चैट. सब लोग वोट करो.
Again, it's only boasters available to kick the round off.
Now, the interesting one to me, do remember when Kayak was absolutely absent before, and the one thing that brought him back was that big green in the hand, the operator in play for him. That was a huge component of him finding impact. And he's been doing fine this time. Again, it's nowhere near the same case. But with the operator, he is sharp as hell. That's Woot gone. A brutal start and a quick awakening to the adjustment Fnatic have brought.
Rough as well.
Australia, ये मैप PH win 5 gift. Australia से होके 5 gift. नाम खराब हो रहा है ऑस्ट्रेलिया का भाई. 50 गिफ्ट होना चाहिए ना.
Showing of presence though.
वरना लोग क्या बोलेंगे? ऑस्ट्रेलिया में जाके भी नहीं कमा पा रहा. ऐसा बोलते हैं भाई रिलेटिव्स लोग. तो पता नहीं है.
Trying to get something in motion. So actually, Heretics might walk back towards this operator.
50 गिफ्टेड में नेबर्स वाले में औरा रहेगा. समझ रहे हो?
Solo on the other side.
Yeah.
हो जाए
Crosses. Going to be pretty awkward for him. So you expect those smokes
W.
to come through.
Can we have some Vikas by open the chat?
Keep Kayak focused this way, but you can see the
I mean, he doesn't.
pack.
Yeah, he doesn't need to.
Heavy peer
Force the issue here, to be
pressure ना
honest.
by student who I love you यार पाँच
Said,
चलेगा
oh, don't think it had touched Kayak, no. And I don't know how affected even Alpha was, but Manitabu's going to isolate Boaster. I don't think they expect him to get past all of this.
God,
Alpha,
timing.
you are a lucky boy there. Almost punished. Kayak still finding body zone. Alpha's still standing. Finally removed from tower. Heretics now control the site. Chronicle trying to fight back in through Canteen, and you're right. Ult is now ready. This gets difficult. Picturing that, posting it right up towards that tower side. Rienz and Benji, this is not going to be a comfy one for them. Kayak, eyes locked to this. You can already see the Benji's gone loose. Brought back down to earth. As Kayak is firing off here. Crashes closes it out. But that's the difference Kayak can have when the big green's in his hands.
कजक भाई बड़का
Crucial kills for him. And for
मस्त
Fnatic.
मारा ना बे
Just one on the board though, and with two falling.
13-4 नहीं मेरे
Failed to
हिसाब
establish
से
themselves
13-6
economically. I mean, a target-rich environment.
13-8 TH TH जीते गए मैप
Yeah, again, he,
Okay.
yeah, the second.
Ah, boo. My heart breaks for you. That's
टिबोन का देखा 30 इशू बंग्स में मैं उसके
rough
दांत के अंदर
timing for
काहे जाऊं
Alpha as
भाई
well. On the rope there. See now if Fnatic can build upon this or Heretics can find a response.
Oh my god. Again! Again and again. Last time it was Woot, now it's Mini Boot. Big impact. And for Heretics, they've got to learn this lesson now. They can't be taking any of these positions lightly. It feels like a shot in the dark. It's a guess to an extent, a percentage chance. But it's right.
Yeah, behind the Prowler as well, so can't fault them for it. Have to try and take that space off the investment of utility, but
excuse me,
punished once more. Another opener for Kayak. So other than the Rolling Thunder invested, and Alpha being 1 point away, plenty of ultimates now in play for Fnatic. Actually, boom, a ton of utility sent towards him.
बाप रे
Set piece
सारा विश
potentially
कर दिया
try and catch somebody off guard.
They're not pathing through sand, so Kayak could have potentially stayed on that. Boaster going to invest the ult to buy time, keep himself secure here. And Kayak trying to find a position to work from, because Heretics are trying to step towards the site. It's not easy though. Kayak even going to pop the ult here. Woot's going to fall, Rien's boo, the last two standing, and they can't get towards the site here. Oh my word, melted down into position. And Boo's a mile away. We saw him early on, he was down towards that underpass. This position could have been the checkmate if maybe they've got the site or something else, but
अगर वो जगह पे बूस्टर मरता है तो चांसेस था कि वो लोग निकाले राउंड
Chronicle even noted as well the fact that so much time has passed. Going to be played out of this one.
ज़्यादा उंगली बोलते हैं actually.
This man standing will have to
Double
concede
use किया.
a second round to Fnatic.
Around is around chat. Around is around. वो लोग कभी आ नहीं रहा है वैसे.
That's twice now. It's had so much impact early on. We're going to have the finances to be able to do it here either.
Not necessarily, no, but again, Kayak, I mean, expect him to remain active. There's
30 seconds left.
not necessarily a clear-cut response to this early on in terms of positioning. Alpha just say, I'm playing ranked.
I don't know.
And obviously not really able to have much of a say so far sitting at 1-6, but
स्कोरलाइन देख रहे हो चैट?
catch what he said.
2 बदाम 4.
Heretics back in, 3 sheriffs.
Oh, the combo. That's heartbreaking. They hadn't really pulled that one out for a moment, and I think
बेचारा
a lot of chip damage there on 50 now.
Yeah.
कॉम्बो में ही उड़ गए.
Fnatic definitely, again, off the back of just that operator coming in, but a couple of adjustments as well here. Ooh, the one.
भाई ये मैप देख के मेरे को वो याद
left
आता
in
है.
hand. And he's got to make it work
रोप
here. A
पे
lot of
जो
attention
स्टन और
drawn
अल्टी
towards that A
मारा था
side.
बूस्टर ने.
But someone's still watching for that drop down from Dish, and Chronicle unfazed by this pressure. But no one actually watching the peak there, just the push, and the ult on this one. I mean,
Crashy still finds it.
Yeah, I'll burn for it, he says, as Rien's now 18 HP. That's Spike, and he goes, you know what? I'll go B.
Wow.
I'll get an ult.
Still a chance if he can get a clean 1v1 here, but Kayak
Score please 4-2.
keep making his way across.
अभी 4-3 हो रहा है.
Swing and a miss on the first, but Alpha to clean things up. 3 found now for
अल्ट के
Fnatic.
मारता तो 3v3 था ना, हो सकता है कि वहाँ पे
And
सेफर
it
को
feels
वहाँ पे
like
फ्री
both
सेट मिले.
ways this has been going down, be it, you know, we saw obviously Fnatic with the first 2 maps being quite strong until that second half of Icebox, obviously when Heretics
कभी भी अनऑर्थोडॉक्स खेलेगा ना तो ही तुम लोगों को मिलेगा.
kind of both camps, whichever way's
तुम
winning.
लोग अगर नॉर्मल वालों
Yeah, we
खेलोगे ना
haven't had
तो
that kind of
हमेशा
back and forth
अटक
round by
जाओगे.
round almost. We had even in this
हमेशा
one
कुछ
4 in a row,
अलग
and now
करने का
3 in a row.
तूफानी जो एडवांटेज देगा टीम को.
It's really rough because then, well, obviously, when you look towards the crucial
Family
rounds
बोलते.
for either team to find a response.
भाई शर्म करो, उसके फैमिली के बाजू में
Yeah, beyond
बूस्टर
that,
रिस्क है.
it's not as if, you know, either of these teams have had a cushion to fall back on. It's been
हमारे भी
fairly
चैट पढ़ लो
brutal
कैसे मेरी जान
back
के
and
उठे.
forth.
क्रेजी कॉम्बो प्लस एम. यस
So now, I
सर.
mean, Heretics will be able to get a purchase back into this. 1 away from the showstopper as well, 2 for Mini Boot.
4 बादाम 3.
They said they need to dislodge Kayak, find a way to, I guess, navigate that early round risk that.
Which server
now
is
on the
this?
table.
Mumbai or Singapore?
It's not much in terms of tools. I mean, Mini Boot, really. Rians don't expect him to be able to force him any deeper with the Prowler because you saw the same issue at Dish, right? The sight line is just so easy for Kayak to pick back up on.
It is going to be a hard problem to find a solution to. So for Heretics, let's see what they come up with. What is the game plan? How do we want to try and make sure we don't give that opening pickup over to Kayak? Time and time again. And you can see where he's positioned. Is this what we've seen before? Still a couple of seconds until we get this underway. And all eyes turn to the
Sir, chat
man.
भी पढ़ते हो. Love you, Puki bye.
Kayak here, steps heard. You can see them trying to almost path up those cages. The Prowler once again sent. He is forced off the angle now. So early work has been achieved. It took a lot of util from Benji. Took one of the Prowlers as well going out from Rien's, but it's going to get them at least Woot's ult as well. I'm pretty sure that's now locked in. Start taking the tour.
Rotation now from Heretics. Ping's coming through, indicating some sort of
he's here
commitment
again.
here, but Kayak slipping into a deeper position once again.
There's again that Prowler.
BT
It won't be enough. I mean, he can wait as late as he wants on this. And Crashies took the contact. He doesn't land in midair, so Kayak backs away. But they get slowed down on their push up through A main. Woot looking for a body to punish, but Boaster tucked in towards that smoke. He's got help from Crashies up towards heaven, and Boaster swings it. A little ambitious to say the least, but valiant attempt here. But you can see Fnatic waiting patiently in all these smokes. Heretics fighting hard for every step they're taking.
Problem being now, the next issue being Kayak is still here, still unfazed. That's actually perfect. Kayak almost turning into it here, but actually a swing and a miss on the first.
No, it's the easy ones he seems to miss all the time. The hard ones he seems to
Nahi
land.
laga
The
re.
Heretics bounce on towards the side,
5-3.
get themselves a plant. And you saw how hard they had to work just to get away from that operator. They've done marvelously at that. Now Alpha and Crashies, they'd love to
लगा
take
नहीं,
away if
हाँ?
they could.
Shot लगा नहीं.
Finances still certainly on a knife's edge for themselves here, but Heretics, this has been a huge upswing for them. They have to be heads up about this every single round.
Do, yeah. I'll actually get control of the operator
Arpan
themselves.
card लेकिन 0 impact BC.
Even there where it feels a little dicey for Heretics, but able to wait things out and still actually capitalize on the smokes being
Oh
up.
shit.
Which is the biggest concern. Alpha, unfortunately, just getting to the back of the dome.
Low हो गया उसके साथ.
Crashes 20 HP, don't really expect him to commit towards this engagement. Rians won't go for the spam either, so Heretics up to 5 now.
But इनको
Still putting
NA
in good
server
work
में
here on
यही
Fracture.
5 versus 5 स्टार कैसे मिलता है? कोई और मिला तो.
And the fun's there to actually get another operator on the board, and yeah, just caught it, but I guess behind the smoke,
समझा.
Chronicles Flash just isn't there.
पहले क्वेश्चन के वजह से
effective as
क्योंकि लोग
maybe
तेरे को
both
क्या
would have
समझ रहे
thought.
करके तू चूतिया क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है बताने के लिए कि लोग
Yeah, first time really Heretics have won out in one of those slower, drawn out rounds, to be honest.
मैं चैट
First
पढ़ने
time
के
actually
लिए
you see Kayak under a ton of pressure.
I do think it takes so much mental focus though, because again, this map has so many avenues of approach.
Oh, sorry, he
Ooh,
did
they
actually sell
sold
the
it.
operator, yeah.
Okay, because he was considering
अच्छा
bringing it up to see
के
it hands
EWC
here,
के
but
कोई सा
opting
भी
against it
मैच
now,
वॉच
but
पार्टी
look
करोगे
how
बिंग्स पे
far
ऑब्वियसली करूंगा मेरी जान के टोटे
progress through A main.
फुल
Pushed
सपोर्ट
off
है
this, they're
सिटोल
going
को
to Crashy's looking over towards dish push out, but they're going to be here in a good spot.
They've
इसने
effectively
कहता
mentioned they
मेरा
don't
चैट
need
पढ़ो
to deal with this
बात
trip.
कर
Oh my god, oh my god, Chronicle catches Rienz, that's going to be baffling. No
बेफिलिंग हो
idea
गया
that
बे
was
उसके
happening.
साथ
And Fnatic, I mean, they've given up the B site, but that's fine. They've already
still
got the pick.
Still got this retake set up as well from Alpha.
बेचारा यार
Yeah, gave away the camera there.
आज
so
ही मेंबरशिप रिन्यू करा था
gonna have it
कैंसिल करता हूं अभी मत
once this
करो
retake
यार
gets
अपग्रेड
started,
करो
Lauren.
ना
Obviously one of the trips dealt with. Looking for a spam.
God, this tempo just fluctuating the whole time. No one wanting to break the silence until then. Woot not leaving that angle, gonna get another as well. Crashy's determined to try and trade it, but there's no trade coming in.
Pressure coming through from main though. Do they can't quite pin down the plant? Finds a third though.
Okay.
Right, finally shuts him down. There's two of his own.
No way! Alpha helping him out on that one, but Benji, we know this kid can clutch. We know he's good for it, and Kayak's barely alive. He's gonna get it to half.
again.
But a 1v1 now. And it's gonna be a fair fight. The spray for Alpha gets the better of Benji after all that work from Woot. Rips it away from him.
ये वाला इतना मारा वूट ने
Aren't favouring towards Benji here, but in 1v2
हाँ
has to show his hand on the first, and again just that gut-dropping moment here for Rienz. But Heretics after that they recover really well. Woot finding a couple of individual engagements here, isolated kills with the operator. This was just beautiful from Kayak.
Go, bro. Take the opposite.
To really break that post plant apart.
क्रेजी बे
He's a hard 4 rounds, Mike. This is a
भाई 4-0 से 5-4
See the
किया
attention
हारने
from
के
Fnatic
लिए
trying to take a lot of space off this.
on you.
Kayak, that's a lot of players here though on that corner. Oh, dazed and confused, almost went into that. Easy boot. Mini Boo's then sprung into action. He's spotted 1-2 players. Don't know about the third by Sam. There's a lot of bodies here, and it's shot through smokes at this point. It's an absolute nightmare to try and catch who's killing who, but it's Benji left standing in a 1v2 again.
फाइट करते हुए
We've been
फेनेटिक
here before. All too recently.
हेलो
Boaster on the side.
Alpha did actually retrieve the orbit, so does have the neural theft.
Benji
Benji, 72 HP, almost has to commit towards this 1v1. Boaster, 3 on the round for him.
the fuck
5th on the board for Fnatic, tying things
एक
up.
ने उसको मारा नहीं
Did he actually get the operator
यूरो को
there?
नहीं मारा
Didn't look
उसने
like he
मेन
did.
वाले को मारा
I don't think so. The observer's confirming it. Love you guys. No, they did not catch that
भाई ये
operator in
राउंड
the end,
सीएस को
so
जाना था बे
they're missing.
होप करके मारा मैं बोला ना मेन वाले को नहीं मारा
When they boasted, lovely.
Yeah, I mean, it's also
drop
kind
वाले
of
को नहीं
heartbreaking
मारा
because
था
Heretics, again, they navigate the early round, they get towards the site hit, and it's a
सब
really
बराबर
chaotic
करके हारे बे वो लोग
A really chaotic exchange, but there's just no comfort behind that first layer. Unfortunately, Kayak's got the next best thing when there's light shields on the other side of the board.
Again, when you're trying to be frugal in these sort of
भाई,
rounds,
ये
you may be a
booster
little
का
bit
smoke
unwilling
है
to
ना ये?
invest all that utility again, rinse, repeat.
ये
But
booster का
the second you
smoke है
take
ना
your
शायद?
eyes off it, you're going to be punished by it. And Kayak is being just rewarded. Booster going to probably pop in the molly, but I think he's a little late to it, but it's fine. Him and Kayak locking out the side. Heretics not finding that same footing now. Who left? Round walk through the sand, nowhere to be going. In zone flawless. Fnatic tipping the scales here
वो
at the end.
स्मोक
Chance to
बूस्टर का
tie
नहीं
things
है
up. First time we'll have such a close affair after a
क्यों
first
डाला वो
half.
स्मोक को
Kayak catching boot with the wall bang there.
वो का था वो स्मोक अच्छा नहीं था
Definitely
एडवांटेज
some
नियॉन के
positives
लिए
here
था
for
वो
Heretics. Map is certainly not over. Still got plenty of this series left to play as well.
नियॉन के लिए एडवांटेज था वो
Certainly some
इनको डिनाई
positives
के
to
लिए
build upon
लेकिन
here for Heretics.
एग्रो
Away from the
खेलेगी वो लोग
showstopper. Do have
प्लस
Rien's
वाले का
ultimate off
ब्रीच
rip
पे
here.
वो कॉम्बो है ना
See on the flip side of things, like neural theft that we did previously mention. And of course, Boaster
मेरे को लगा बोस्टर का
Again,
स्मोक है
this
क्योंकि
operator
स्मोक
in
देख के ना लोग
play.
स्विंग करते
In hand for Kayak.
और एंगल नियॉन को मिलता है.
Alpha could be feeling the pinch here.
Yeah, Woot trying to identify him. That would be a touch, and he's got him. Alpha's gone down, and the gates start to open.
बाप रे क्या बचा रेस.
Ooh, you can see the caution though, trying to get that spike across. Oh!
Bro, उसने रिवील में मारा 1 सेकंड के अंदर भूसुड़ी को.
See what he can do here. It seems it doesn't matter if there's smokes,
my
cages.
God,
It doesn't
Theo
seem
reveal
to
का 1
hinder him.
सेकंड में उसने मारा
Don't worry
गजब
about a flank, but we
ने.
know it's not coming. Stalemate now achieved. Crash, he's going to find Miniboo. And Heretic struggling to find any safety on this site. Utility now being laid in. Benji can't stand the pressure. Surely not this time. 3 players against him. Looks to isolate a 1v1. Chronicles having none of it.
Floor is lava.
Fnatic pushing up to 7
माँ
to
कसम
5.
फ्लोर इज लावा कर दिया जिस पीला दो.
Find themselves 2 to the good.
फ्लोर इज लावा कर दिया वे
in map
फैनेटिक
3
ने.
of this best of 5. Said Heretics looking much better
Bhai,
here.
oh.
Got a little more composed. And still there are some of those rounds that just tip in Fnatic's
खड़ा है
favour.
आज भी मेरा कि तेरा इंतजार
Right, we
है.
can have a little bit of treat.
भाई क्या
Maybe you know
मारा
what,
बे
we will do this.
उसने.
We're going to head over to Lemonify, who's
That's what we
waiting in the
like to
audience
see.
with Yinzu.
Well, it's an absolute crime if you don't know this girl standing
Sharam
next to
karo,
me
it's a
because
crime.
you're an amazing co-streamer for fun.
Yeah.
And of course, Woot's girlfriend. Welcome to VCT
W,
EMEA, the
W.
arena. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling really excited. I think, like, because of the
Madam ji,
matches,
please
everyone's
rahe ho.
heart is just beating. Like, whether if you're rooting for Fnatic or Team Heretics, it's really fun to watch right
Yeah.
now. A little painful for our side right now, but it's okay.
It's
by
stressful, right? How would you
W
compare this
mentality,
experience
W
versus
mentality,
doing the
W
watch
mentality.
parties here?
हाँ है
I
बाबी
mean,
जी क्यूट है.
watching is, I think, sometimes it's less stressful if you're winning, of course, but
Yeah.
watch parties are really fun. I'm really glad I get the opportunity to do that in here as well. I mean,
Yeah.
regardless, it's very exciting. So, yeah.
I'm going to pick your brains a little bit, of course. With Team Heretics, did you know that Woot was going to be playing some Raze today? And what do you think of it?
I mean, because I'm
Itni
a
soft
talent,
spoken.
I have no idea what's going on behind.
पंको
But I was
देख
really
इधर
excited to
कितने
see that
सॉफ्ट
as well. I
स्पोकन
think
है.
they're really, really
और मेरे को
successful
इधर
as
मारा मारी
able to do
करते
this,
रहते,
taking
कभी
each other
सोफे पे
away.
सुलाते,
So
कभी
I'm,
गाली देते मेरे को.
pretty hopeful still, pretty hopeful about the, you know, outcome of the match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very close. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope the
You're
rest of the game
welcome.
is not too stressful for you. And I'm going to throw this back to Pansy and Hypok and see how it's going to end.
Well, isn't that the question? And
देखो भाई
we
है
find
भैया.
out after this 7-5, right? Close affair between the two, but it did feel streaky. Fnatic with a, you know, bit of a run on things. Herod.
Gorgeous watch party bro. Just saying. वोट 19-20 साल का है. समझ रहे हो सिड भाई? 19-20 साल. और वो बाबी जी थी, वोट की गर्लफ्रेंड. कुछ साल में आप डबल द एज होने वाले हो, डबल द एज. हाँ, मीनवेल आप पिकाचू खरीद रहे हो, कभी बल्बलेसॉर खरीद रहे हो. क्या सीन है भाई? क्या सीन है? रात को बब्लेसॉर के साथ खेलोगे? पैंचू पूरा रूम में पोकेमॉन से भर दूंगा. बहुत सही के. ढूंढो कोई भाई, ढूंढो. कब तक अकेले बग्गी चलाओगे?
Oh, you can see how close these angles are, how dangerous a step out of place is.
Mini boot, a little sharper though. Kayak punished down to 23 HP, certainly gonna.
तेरे मुंह में आके स्कोटल करता हूँ नेक्स्ट वीक. लव यू अर्चिड भाई. इसके मतलब तेरे पास लुल्ली नहीं है. जस्ट सेइंग. जस्ट सेइंग. समझ रहे हो? दैट मीन्स यू आर अ केवमैन. लव यू.
Whether they can get a kill ahead of time. Yeah, actually, Riens finds one as well.
Yeah, this is lovely
बाप
from
के साथ
Heretics.
बकचोदी.
Oh, it's just
हाँ?
picture perfect. Only crashes
बाप के
to
साथ
try and
बकचोदी.
stand. And in-zone flawless for Heretics to start things off. Mini Boo just looking so uninviting over there. They instantly run it the other way.
Another pistol round to their name.
केवमैन दैट वाज
Same
स्मार्ट.
momentum they found
लव
in
यू
the first
यार.
half here.
सिड भाई गाने जल्दी क्या हो?
To effectively negate
सारी
this
कपल्स
lead.
ही है भाई वहाँ पे सिंगल लोगों का एंट्री
Fnatic
नहीं है
have
लग रहा
found.
Down A.
क्लीन राउंड बाय TX
Rien's locking down main here and Benji to pick up the slack. Certainly looking a little more energetic now on stage, which is a huge positive.
It looked like a somber
Sorry,
affair
sorry.
in those first two
मैं
maps.
कुछ नहीं
Until maybe the second
बोला
half.
सॉरी
of
मैं
Icebox,
कुछ नहीं बोला
नहीं नहीं क्या बोल
रील देख रहे हो हाथ पकड़ रही है ऑन लाइव स्ट्रीम सॉरी 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 मैंने कुछ नहीं बोला रे बाबा मैं कुछ नहीं बोला प्रैंक था इट वाज अ प्रैंक
क्या बोला ये
मैंने
chat?
कुछ नहीं बोला
Kayak.
सिर्फ भाई डिसेंडिंग
नहीं,
कम बैक चैट
नहीं,
जीपीटी कर रहे
Already got that
हैं
operator
मत
out
मैंने
some
कुछ
time
नहीं बोला
ago.
सच्ची कुछ नहीं बोला सिर्फ भाई की
That's
कसम
something that will return, but for now,
कुछ नहीं बोला मैंने
Heretics just
जल्दी
need to
word
make sure
to
they
word
don't make
बोलो
silly
मेरे को।
mistakes. You wouldn't want to lose to
क्या
5
बोला
classics,
इसने?
for example.
तूने क्या जिड का कसम लिया
हाँ
जिड का कसम लिया
सवाल
तूने?
खुद का थोड़ी लूंगा
Fnatic going to be
Sid,
given.
कुछ करे
Hope you get the pings actually. Minibu got to be careful, but
सिड करेगा नेक्स्ट वीक कुछ तो
quick for the task. You say that is caught by the stun.
एक्सक्यूज मी भर दिया भाई
Don't miss with
फॉर्म
this
में
one though.
गर्लफ्रेंड को
That Minibu, line him up, man. Line him up.
तारीफ करना चाहिए ना उसकी
They're
गर्लफ्रेंड
just
है
scurrying
Compare
away.
कर रहा
I
था
don't
उसकी
think I want to really feed him that ult, actually.
मैं तेरे को
Go
कंपेयर
the other
करती हूँ
side.
मैंने कुछ कंपेयर नहीं किया
मैंने बोला वोस्टर का एम इतना अच्छा है मेरे पति का देखो
30
Fnatic
seconds
to
left.
find an
टेक्निकली
engagement.
देखा जाए तो
but
इतना भी
careful,
क्रेजी
actually,
एम
I was
नहीं
gonna
है
say, Minibu
टेक्निकली
drifted
अगर देखा
ahead
जाए
of
दिमाग
the box.
क्रेजी
A chance
वो तो
मेरे
तेरे
जैसे
पास है ही नहीं
to get spotted on the
वो
retreat.
एग्री करता हूँ वो
Yeah,
एग्री करता
दूर
he's even holding for the jump peek here.
हूँ मेरे पास दिमाग नहीं है और मैंने तेरे से शादी किया तो मतलब
Find the other two
तूने खुद
members
को
of
रोस्ट
Fnatic.
किया
Cool. Desperate.
ये क्या तू बाथरूम क्लीनर से मेरे को मार रही है
He's trying to do something with this. And it's not
Language.
looking fair. It's not looking fun, but it's great.
साथ साथ डबल ताला
Heretics
फॉर
another
रिजल्ट
in zone flawless.
I open their minds.
मारो
It's
इसको
just way too early at 7-7. But
Yes, way too early.
What you doing
Let's get Fracture out of the way first.
okay, so actually let's get to Lotus.
We need to get to Lotus.
ना
then.
खून ही मेरा
Second half of Lotus we'll start talking about.
Second half I have to wait.
क्या लगता है पंकु कौन जीतेगा
Control yourself.
I'm making a note of that.
कौन खेल रहा है वो भी नहीं मालूम ना जाओ
चल बे देख रही थी मैं तेरे जैसी नहीं हूँ
Heretics. Let's see though. The start they'd have dreamed of. Can they build on this? However,
सब्सक्राइब करने बोले यार वो नहीं हो रहा है मेरा 1 मिलियन
as you heard coming
कैसे
through is there
होगा?
for a reason. So
कैसे कैसे
from
कैसे
beginnings,
सेम ही कंटेंट देता है बस मार पिटाई और यूसी कुछ और कंटेंट देगा ऑडियंस को
Huge advantage
वो भी
here in
कॉपी
terms
हो
of
रहा है तेरा अभी
inventory
मार पिटाई भी
for Fnatic.
कुछ और ओनली बंक्स का पेज
Try and
खोलूं
slow this down as
क्या
much as
गिरबान में
possible.
देख के ऐसा लाइक करोगे
Just got to be careful of the spam here. Actually, we'll draw out utility just on this first peak. See a second smoke, I believe, from Boo. Yeah. So the first to secure B main. Obviously, with Cage is committed from Benji. Nothing really to offset that.
इड भाई भाग ही गए क्या हेलो भाग गए कि कमबैक नहीं मिल रहा है बासुंडी हेलो
To build for them.
आई वुड लाइक टू अपोलोजाइज
Fnatic
यार
looking to stack back up towards B, but this judge could cause problems for anybody
उड़ गो
progressing through arcade here.
Boo can buy time. He's still got another smoke.
Molly
He's still
भी
got
है
his molly.
मॉली मैन है
Now
मॉली
they can
डाल दे
disrespect it, but still gonna put the pressure on them. The passive reveal, not gonna get anything. You can see that pause for thought here. A little laboured, but it's
Molly
fine. Job
डालना था
done.
यार
Bo's gonna take down Rien's, but this is the only factor that could change it. This judge up towards the tower, gonna get down the first. He survived. He does get caught in the end.
One
Takes away
for one.
Buster though, so back down
कोई
to this
टावर जा ही नहीं
2v3.
रहा है
It's
शॉटगन
not
की वजह से
impossible.
तो
Any more
टावर में
kills
बैठ
is
बोल
actually
दिया
pretty costly. It looks like
Fnatic
there was
ने
an
बोला तो
adjustment
टावर में बैठ
routing.
I was going to say, Minibu dropped his weapon for that, so luckily able to get the Bulldog back in hand.
Look at this post-plant positioning. Woot's done really well. Woot's pathing was excellent for this. They're going to know where both players are. Minibu, I don't think you can get past this utility though, right?
पहला
Like,
क्राइसिस मारेगा उसका एचपी कम है
has to just wait it out for those
3
salvos.
2 1 पिक
And they've got bodies now to throw. This Crashes can just take that
हाफ होने
swing.
के जस्ट पहले
Now they
पिक लिया
lose out
उसने
on 3
W
vandals
बेबी
there, Mike.
W
That is a costly round, but
W
necessary for Fnatic.
Absolutely. See if, well, what Fnatic
Ayaz
can string
bhai.
together here. Again, almost when you see Boo, you think Fnatic in a
उसने
position
खुद ने बोला
to
है
isolate him. Maybe
जो उसको
conscious
बोलने
of
का है
somebody playing up close with a stinger or
Yeah.
something like a judge actually
तो
as
मैं
well.
क्या व्यूज दूं
Unfortunately, Alpha, I guess his ranked struggles continue.
Bless him.
I'll have to go back and check that.
मैंने कितनी soft spoken थी इसको मिलने से पहले.
Thing to note here.
देख लो मेरे पुराने
Coming
streams.
into this now. We'll operate it in hand early on in the half.
मैं तो रोज आके तेरे को बोलता हूँ प्यार से स्माइल करके खेलते रहे रोज बोलता हूँ मैं.
He was just smirking as well.
मेरे वजह से कैसे?
I'm without
मैं
words.
तो प्यार से बात करता हूँ बराबर कि नहीं
That
चैट?
one on the replay. Down to 4 though.
बराबर कि नहीं?
And Rien's feeling pretty alone here. He doesn't have much help. Benji trying to get closer, but that's a pixel spotted. But Rien's not going to be cleared. Tries to get ahead of the stun.
Bye.
But Kayak again clearing house.
कजक भाई को कुछ तो हो गया भाई कजक भाई को कुछ तो हो गया कैसे स्पॉट किया
The timing. This round feels so sewn up.
भाई
for
कजक
Fnatic.
भाई
Kayak just can't seem to lose.
34 HP. 3 on the round for him. He's certainly not done just yet. Boo, the last on the chopping board.
Wow.
Kayak's probably going to get a little curious towards spawn. Stun will come through. It's actually Alpha to find it. 2 to the good now for Fnatic. And actually the finances of Heretics going to be
चला ऐसी बात करना अभी
stinging
कम से कम 1 साल मेरे को भी देखना
after 2 losses. Oh, he's actually walking onto that.
मेरे को भी देखना
Again, this smoke almost deep enough.
कल अगर मेड नहीं आएगी
set
ना
that in
सुबह उठ के
motion.
वही बोलेगी
Almost
मेड नहीं है
baiting
आज
Woot into
भी
peak.
मैं नहीं बोलती है. Oh my god.
Especially a player like Woot.
एग्जांपल दे रहा हूं
Operator in
एग्जांपल
hand.
Did you just say inch?
Frustration starting
Example
to
दे रहा
show
था example
on the faces of the Heretics players, Lauren.
Again, they can't really afford to let it slip. As much as we've seen Heretics have a great start in this half,
मेड नहीं है
you can see where the scoreboard resides. 9 to 7. Those first 2 maps in Fnatic's hands. And Miniboo trying and takes
That's a
away
trade
Kayak.
right there.
That's a big scalp to claim though. Oh, that's a
could cause
भाई
issues
W नेड है बे
She able to get out.
नेड W था
यार मैं
really close
सच्ची
to a
मम्मा
crash
का
to-
समय नहीं देती गाली रे बाबा ये ऐसे
point of
हाइपर
that.
बोल रहा है.
Plenty of
मैं
ultimates
तो
here, though.
बकचोदी करता हूँ
हाँ तो वो लोग समझेंगे ना असली.
नहीं देती बे गाली
Big ultimates. Closer and crashes. If they're called upon here in the anti-eco.
अच्छा मेरे कान पे बोलने का ना कैमरा टिक
Benji.
my eyes are down
Tasked with holding down B. Cam removed now. That'll be the green light for
किधर
Fnatic.
जा रहे हो रियंस भाई
It's going to be forced into a awkward position, but taking any damage here.
This feels a little bit uncomfortable, but for Fnatic, they've got the side, but you're looking again
भाई
towards tower a
सैंडविच
little bit here with
सिचुएशन
Benji,
है
but he's only got a ghost.
फनेटिक का
Okay.
फनेटिक के लग गए सैंडविच
Apparently
सिचुएशन
haunting
है
tower
चैट
like it's free. Look at this, Benji's still up here. What is that,
लग गए
Benji?
मैं बोला ना सैंडविच सिचुएशन
One's already ridiculous, two's just
Clean.
unfounded. And now Boaster has got to go nuclear here. He's trying to fight forward, but Benji does the unthinkable this round.
Could be a huge swing round here for Heretics.
गलत सैंडविच हो गया गलत
Still gonna be
सैंडविच
a
अभी
push
यहाँ
for
से
Fnatic,
कमबैक कर सकते
yes,
हैं
but
यहाँ से
a
कर
pace
सकते हैं
safeguard
ये
drifting
हेवी
here
वाला राउंड
in
था
round
thirsty.
17. Could be something to pin your hopes to.
मैं मान ही नहीं
like this,
सकता
honestly.
पिंकी गाली देते नहीं
And the second.
But yeah, the second so rough for Alpha. The credit where credit's due. Benji flipping this on his head. A chance to tie things up. Kayak will have his ultimate here. Rifles across the board elsewhere for Fnatic.
Very realistic ball.
What's this then?
The classic EMEA tech pause.
I wish. I wish.
नहीं, मैं कहा ना
could
sandwich.
hear.
Desert
But moving
मंगा दो.
straight clean against
We're
classics,
fine.
Lauren.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all
Fnatic
good.
has a 92% win
Donut.
rate against eco rounds.
Mad over.
Third highest globally.
आलू था.
Marvelous news.
Mark your calendars. Round 17. Fracture.
मैं तो नहीं छेड़ा नहीं.
मेरे को फालतू नहीं पसंद.
तो कुछ और मंगा ले.
There was a ghost in there actually. Classic against classics.
देखता हूँ. स्वर्ण नूब. Sorry.
Don't stop misbehaving. It's a close game. It's 9 to 8. I need to stay
Thank you
focused.
for the membership.
Kayak's
मेरी
got
जान
all.
की
The
रोटे.
Boaster's got out. Who's got it on the other
ले,
side? Okay,
देख
Woot's
कहाँ
got
से.
his. Boo's
Add
got
कर
his.
काट में.
And Rien's 1 away. Mini Boo 2 away.
Huh?
This could be a big old round here.
So that's really the swing round that Heretics
कौन के दिए?
would have been asking for.
सीधा
Can
करना
they follow through
फोन.
though? Really see much of an adjustment here from Fnatic. The attacking side, but actually Heretics going to get a little proactive here, rewarded. Oh, and actually Alpha can't counterbalance that.
भाई वो
Two clean
thirsty की वजह
kills
से हार
for
गया लग रहा है.
Heretics. Barely any damage.
आज इंद्रजीत भाई नहीं है
I like seeing them come up with something new, right? Like how much freedom and how much damage is Kayak being able to do. Cool, let's face him with 3. It's been great, and then obviously
thirsty round
Alpha,
BT देगा मेरे
frustration
हिसाब से.
almost on his face there, a little bit about it, just like, you know, unable to get much damage done. But
बस
see
भाई इसके बाद
Heretics
वैलो
turning
स्ट्रीम
those
होगी नहीं
screws
नहीं
a little
वैलो
bit
स्ट्रीम
just
कल
at the
से.
end here.
30 seconds left.
Showing signs of life.
Fnatic just going to try and sit this one out, to be honest with you.
Yeah?
Chronicles at 2650. Kayak does have his ultimate, so
करना और
purchase will be there.
कार्ट में जो चाहिए.
I guess kind of mitigating any sort of swing round that the previous could become.
तेरे लिए हाँ अभी बोल रहा हूँ. मैं मेरा देख लूँगा.
We'll tie things up though, Heretics. 9 apiece.
सब मत मंगा एक दो मंगा.
So actually now with some key ultimates on their side, the showstopper.
वैलो स्ट्रीम वो क्या होता है डेटा बोलो.
Rian's a mini boot.
आज दोपहर को वैलो
Just on
कौन
the
किया
brink as
4-5 घंटे. I mean 1 घंटा. मैं ज़्यादा लंबा स्ट्रीम नहीं करता मेंबर्स ओनली just saying.
To get very, very
यार ये
tense
लोग ने
here.
highly reorder जो किया ना बकवास.
Yeah, you can feel the kind of tension between these two teams. Very scared to make these moves. Now you've got Heretics starting to kind of get a bit more creative in moments as well, willing to take chances, which is bold at this point to get it back to 9 apiece.
Yeah, this isn't the
चिल्ला
risk-taking
क्यों रहा है?
territory
मैं नहीं
really
चिल्ला
you
रहा हूँ.
want to be in the grand finals, trailing by 2 maps.
हाँ?
Looks like he's intending
I'm
to use
soft
this one.
spoken.
He couldn't quite get as much info on the side he wanted, and look
Hang
who's
on,
already back.
No. एक thirsty round भाई एक thirsty round. वरना अभी
Little bit of a
इनके पास
standoff.
फनेटिक के पास भारी अल्ट्स रहता था और बाद में ज़्यादा रूम फॉर मिस्टेक्स
So they
भी नहीं
can
होते टीएच के
want to
पास.
try and set something in motion here, actually. Say whether or not Fnatic are going to progress through B main. Rien's
Right there. I'm waiting
बस
to see if
आपका
he gets
normally
what he
monthly
wanted.
credit
There's
card
the
bill
camera.
कितना
They're
आता
going to be
है?
scurrying
पता
away.
नहीं,
It was a
देखा
trap play that sends them off, but it feels like they've barely seen each other. We're at 50 seconds, and that was the first real contact we found.
so diligent from Fnatic though to sniff this out. Now Kayak helps the ultimate. Actually comes through, Woot will fall.
Yeah, the floodgates could have
उसका
opened them, but Rien
speed
stops
मर
it in
गया
his
वो.
tracks. Takes a lot of damage for it. He doesn't know about the push-up coming through from main
क्या
already. The
combo
pressure
भाई
from Sam
अकेला
is there.
इधर.
And Benji now on an island. Can he thrive? And can he even survive at this point? Looking for one, he gets it. Isolates Alpha. Tucks it towards that pillar side. Spam! He's got it! Chronicle down! But you can see already crashing. Just shifting past each other in the smoke.
Oh my
No
god.
idea about it. Crashy's on the site. You got something for us, Crashies? You're gonna know there was someone nearby. You're gonna know that Benji was near you. But you've only got 10 seconds. I don't know if he's gonna be able to pry these players out of place here. Yeah, it's already faded here. There's too many bodies against them. Heretics, they'll play you at this game. They'll play the trap plays. They'll sit there and be as patient as you are, Fnatic. If that's your game plan, you might need to go back to the drawing board.
Again, it's just so crazy to watch this one play out the way it does. It's only really Rien's to slow this down. Crashies finds
इधर तो
the
बहुत कुछ है.
trade, but it's Benji to find these 2 kills that almost seal Fnatic's fate.
अरे मैंगो घर पे है.
Round 19. Force out a timeout once again.
Broken the money on this too, really.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be maybe some, they could get some bits and pieces, but it's certainly not.
I mean, yeah, everybody except Chronicle. I think obviously previously he was the one that was, when he was on that save round, he was one sitting at 2600, so.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, he doesn't look bothered.
Well, yeah. He's happy to come in with a ghost here, apparently.
If I say only
रबड़ी
the ghost,
रबड़ी भी है.
Benji Spirit.
Well.
Custard apple रबड़ी.
Oh, wow.
High pressure game, guys.
पेस्ट्री तो नहीं बट ऊपर का चेरी आ जाएगा. 100 रुपए में चेरी आएगा.
Boaster's the was Crashy still awake.
आता है क्या मेरे को नहीं मालूम.
It's just Boaster.
Okay, thank you for the 100.
चैट 6000 लोग देख रहे हैं. 6000 लाइक कर दो. जिसने लाइक नहीं किया अभी तक. थैंक यू.
मस्त आवाज आता है. मैं पास से बात करता हूँ.
affecting every single region now.
Fruit cream, fruit salad.
Yeah, it's curious of how the purchase will lie. In Chronicle actually trading out to a Guardian. So expecting Crashies and Boaster to buy out as well, but light shields across the board. Can't spot any gaps in utility initially, but can spot a pace change here. U2 invested early on to set Kayak in motion. It's Woot on the other side with an operator.
And he was pretty good with that as well. Combat opping almost, right? Willing to take challenges.
भाई बू के पास अल्टे, मिनी बू के पास भी अल्टे. डेडली बू ब्रदर्स होने वाला है.
They even sat the chairs up yet.
हाँ.
Steady work, yes, but
1 मिनट के बाद वो अल्ट मारेगा.
Isn't it?
I think they're maybe just anticipating Heretics to get a little aggressive.
मिनी बू अल्ट मारने वाला है अभी.
It's not going to happen.
In 5, 4,
this late on in the game
3,
on map 3.
2, 1.
Checked on.
Alt मिनी बू.
Makes me a little bit nervous.
किसने मार रहा?
Okay, so Salvo's there. Operator
noted now, yeah.
But you're going to look at the util coming in, waiting for that player to slide on up. And Woot's in a lot of trouble here, trying to pick his target. Tower's already taken. He's got nowhere to really run here. And now there's danger. Fnatic crunching on the site. Late as anything. But fashionably late at this point. Plant's going to be coming in. And they've done the job now.
Naturally, Alpha looking to apply even more pressure. Rians finds a response, but a
भाई
1v4
ऑपर
now.
को स्कोप करने नहीं दिया एक शॉट के
Asked
बाद.
of him to prevent Fnatic from tying things up once more. Good for the second as well, actually.
Get these two separated. I could see how you could maybe get Boaster.
So what you tell though.
Fuck.
Salvos. Teo, fun agent, I promise. Oh. I almost believed for a second. You got me a little bit interested in what was going down there, but
मस्त किया ना
so
अटैक.
steady, seeming to win the race for Fnatic.
Yeah, really been able to slow things down here. Yeah, at this point, again, it still felt as if they were going to struggle to find Woot. And actually, he's the last to fall on this side. Yeah. The reinforcements come through.
Nice. Let's have it play, boys. Let's have it. It's Valorant is so easy game. Let's go.
It's easy game.
एकदम.
I've struggled so much.
अभी ये है ना गड़बड़ भी है.
10-10, easy game. Well, let's see just how easy you can follow through on that statement. Ults.
भाई ये राउंड जितना बढ़ेगा भाई टीएच को. ये राउंड टीएच को जितना बढ़ेगा वरना क्रॉनिकल का अल्ट आएगा.
Yeah, progress through very early on in the round. This time around.
So hard to hold for Woot as well. He's under
Miss
so
kiya
much
combo.
pressure coming in towards that
Combo
tower.
miss
He
kiya.
succeeded on the first though, but fell on the second. Chronicle going to clear tower and take the site. You look at who's left for Heretics. Benji, closest by. The rest are still in spawn. This methodical take that's been working wonders on B is once again there. Benji strikes though. You can see how disconnected the others were. No one pushed up from that B main cross. Hadn't pushed up from Arcade.
ऐसे लड़ रहे,
but
direct
Crashes
लड़ रहे वो
falls.
Now, Alpha has to make the walk of death here on the right swing.
अल्फा का लगा नहीं.
Fortunately, the response is found, and 5 HP now left for Kayak.
ये क्या हो रहा है
Try
स्क्रीन
and
को
find
मेरे?
something left here. So revealed by the neural theft as well.
F क्या F?
Kayak 5 HP.
वो मेरा नहीं था वो issue.
30 seconds left.
Get across to try and find the spike as well.
मेरा स्क्रीन गया करके लगा मेरे
Still a
को.
trip to play off as well.
Yeah.
मेरी गांड फटी भाई.
I got spike.
Hey, tap. Oh god, this all it's just insta death. Everything can kill you, including the volley. Boo's gonna put him out of his misery beforehand. And Heretics this time handle it. It feels like again, that one moment from Benji saved them that round.
But a 2-for-1 trade favors Fnatic, but
Roll bye, thank you for the 1,000. Love you Binks भाई हमारे सबकी जान के टोटे. Love you too Roll bye, love you too. Thank you for the
after the
first
smokes have dropped, I believe.
pink
after the
color
cages
super
from
chat मेरी
Alpha
जान के टोटे. First
have been invested.
love you यार, love you यार.
Almost a full purchase still
Finally
available.
मैं आज
11 on the board now for Heretics.
दो दिन से
Argue
खाए नहीं.
Fnatic want to close this out in 3. It has to be here in round 22.
चल रोल भाई ओपी कर दो. Thank you for the 1,000 में जान के टोटे.
Oh, Crashies! How is he coming out of this looking so calm? The guy is so ice cold. But Fnatic punching right back. They tried to get aggressive, Heretics, and well, Woot's gonna go for it again, it looks like, but Crashies is still fine. He's just towards the corner. Woot looking kind of confused as to where to be really keeping control of.
So now, unable to win out on Arcade either, so they have to retreat. Benji still committed towards A site as well. Fnatic will let this breathe for a moment, allow that pressure to mount on Heretics.
वो लोग ये पीछे का देख के बी जाएंगे लग रहा है मेरे को.
Well, actually, consider the possibility of A site.
B जाएंगे
Kayak to
लग रहा
take
है.
some damage here, and it's
नहीं
Big
बे.
boy Benji though.
he's got to go huge
Oh,
once again.
shit.
Called upon previously on this site to anchor for Heretics.
30 seconds left.
What you got for us this time?
Less talking, more doing. Wait.
Stalled. 20 seconds. This is getting a little bit dangerous. Benji does survive, but only for a second. Kaya catches, pushing through the smoke, and even with late time, there's still enough for this plant. Woot's options are pretty much zero.
क्या util usage है भाई?
Still 5 standing for Fnatic. Stuck behind
क्या
this trip,
util
so
usage है लोग
to
का?
give this one up. Fnatic will tie things up once more. The perch is still going to be pretty comfortable for Heretics. Boo still got the ultimate, mini Boo with
भाई
his
मेरे को
as
लग रहा
well.
है ये OT है. फील आ रहा है मेरे को
Definitely
अंदर.
tools to throw at this.
OT वाला
Potentially
vibes आ रहा
zone
है.
flawless. It could be a bit of a boom.
Bang bang, love your dedication and love you both. One of the best
Fnatic
couples in
is. Yeah, think
IGC.
about
Love
both
you,
to one
yaar,
away.
Imanch bhai. Love
Kayak
you, yaar.
one off as well. Crashy's not a million miles away. Financial reset for Heretics could come at a pretty awkward time here in the map.
I'm worried. I am worried about this. And this was, again, I have to say it, Crashies is such a composed player.
He is.
It's just how calm he is about everything, how he's handling this pressure coming in, and the tempo change. We saw the Fnatic were taking a very long time on their approaches, letting them sweat, letting them almost marinate right at that point. So to try and take the advantage, I get that from Heretics, but something they don't like, right? And I'm curious if it's Niels and Weber or if it's more of a good
Banks bhai,
conversation.
according to you,
imagine
which
it would
team
be
is
Niels
the
and
best
Weber having
ATM
this
में across all regions? PRX baby.
Would, because
G के बाद
lots
लेकिन.
of things to consider.
I may be wrong,
Looking here.
but making Woot a duel was a bad
There's a rifle on
decision.
the floor after
Playing
check
ISO
back in,
sometimes was okay,
but funds already starting
but
to
making a
dwindle now.
permanent duel,
For
not
a few
good
rounds,
idea, I guess.
traded back and
That's
forth
why you
here.
are a chill guy.
So you've got to feel like
Chill guy का मतलब
it's a
chill
financial
करो.
advantage at least for Fnatic in that regard.
Chill करो. बोलो
They're the ones now with a round
हारा
in
तो
hand.
भी second
and
पे.
maybe
Plus हारा
allow
तो भी
things
वो
to
लोग
get a little
AWS जा
scrappy
रहे
up.
हैं. Plus हारा तो भी वो लोग मास्टर्स जा रहे हैं.
This looks like
Plus
just a
इसके पहले Fnatic को
check-in
भी आ रहा है.
reminder of a few things here.
So
But
let
you can see the near
them
silence
also
from
chill.
the actual
Let
players,
you
right?
also
There's
chill.
no conversation amongst them. Very
Every
much
team
just
cannot
sitting there
win
kind of
every
being
game.
talked to at this point. Be it again, they've got a couple of ults here, Mike. Right? They do have this ult with Mini Boo. They do have Boo with his as well, and it feels like it feels almost like a game of chicken of with. When does Fnatic then
Which
kick up the
team
pace?
is gone?
Because they're playing these
Oh,
really
well, yeah,
slow,
yeah.
cautious.
Which team is
Going
gone
out
to
time
win
like
master?
this, it's almost
क्या हो
encouraging
गया
them to do so,
सबको
right?
भाई?
Certainly would
आज
feel
चैट
that way.
जीपीटी काम नहीं कर रहे क्या
Certainly would
पीछे?
look that way as well to kick things off.
Deep trip as
Gone
well.
ना, gone ना, gone ना, gone ना.
Catch anybody out on that note. Almost looks like it was a full
बिली
retake
बिली का
set
पता
up
नहीं रहे,
once
देखा नहीं
again.
मैं.
Maybe Fnatic leaning into that. You almost want them to progress a little faster on the other side though. Just now exploring towards Arcade. Lucky that Fnatic haven't followed through on this just yet.
They're targeting almost towards Benji. It seems wild, but we are seeing that investment of the ult from Mini Boot. About that 50-second marker now. Timer starting to become a factor. Didn't see too much, but here comes the play, and Benji once again can't withstand the pressure. It's too much on him. Identifying him solo almost, and creating that pressure and punishing. And Heretics though fighting back, clearing through from main. Kayak gets one for himself.
3v3 लेकिन वो लोग बहुत गलत खेला रहे. वाह ऊपर से
To
ओपन
invest the
था.
ultimate as well. Kayak now Slipping ahead of these smokes now. We'll find one. Mini Boo will fall. Spots Boo as well.
Oh, he's done wonders here. So much from him. Boo with stands. I thought that was on the money, but no. Crashes is cleared. Heretics not down yet. Alpha called upon 1v1. Oh, he's
my
God! The Red Bull clutch to put Fnatic on
Molly se nikal ke
series. A championship point here. And the finances of Heretics going to be rattled. Kayak again, just toying with expectations once more.
करके मारा
Yeah, I mean, especially when you see the body.
अच्छा खेला था भाई
You beautiful man, sit down, sit down.
उसका टीम ही उसको sit down बोल रहा है.
Is off to another big start here.
Enemy क्या ही बोलेगा तो फिर?
Awful as well. 2 rifles, 1 guardian, a stinger and a sheriff for Heretics to keep this dream alive on
भाई
Fracture.
सच्ची ओटी जाना चाहिए भाई ये मैप देखने को मजा आ रहा है.
But this might be a shot in the dark. It seems like it, right? Seas goes down, might catch the secondary part of the pack, isolates the first. Boo gonna pick that up. Heretics holding on here. Woot quick to get to that. Grabs that in hands, and Fnatic forced down to 4. Looking for another fight though, they're just through towards Sand.
Almost Boo considering full rotation. Rian's gonna buy a ton of information here, and actually Heretics fighting back. There's gas left in the tank, Lauren.
Yeah, they ain't done
बाप
yet.
पलट मारा, बाप पलट मारा.
Chronicle. They have to try and command
अरे
this
बहरे
space.
पिक करके कितने मार रहे हैं लोग?
Carve away some of these players, but Heretics digging deep on this one.
कितने घुस के मार रहे हैं बहरे वो लोग?
Actually, the fault line combination here will actually force Boo forwards a little bit. It's only 1 kill, but Rienz finds a response once more. Crashes, 29 HP.
And Rien's done so well here. That Seas that came in, isolating Kayak from the others, but Crashes has to walk into the Lion's Den here. Woot on top, and Heretics
OT पे OT, OT पे OT. कड़ा नहीं होना था, कड़ा नहीं होना था.
12 apiece. It's OT.
भाई crazy खेल रहे हैं भाई दोनों टीम.
Deserving, sorry, of an overtime here.
Look, you know what happens when Alpha stands up. The curse begins. But
देखो
Heretics
कोई तो member उड़ गया क्या?
they'll take this every day of the week.
2 महीने का कुछ तो मैसेज डाला था, मैसेज जिसे बंदा भी नहीं दिख रहा है.
Chance here maybe to catch a breath, because like I said, this purchase awful. Boaster looking a little frazzled there. Really just came down to the utility of Heretics being timed to perfection. Previously it's been Benji to hold down the fort here on A site. Heretics actually reinforce this hold. Kayak, ultimate in hand.
I mean, this was imperative before. Lovely.
Bold to shoulder that smoke as well, though.
That's got to be reinvigorating, though, for Heretics, right? After a really
Second month
hard
complete, many more to go. Thank you, Sonowar.
Force overtime with the broken bye.
Yeah.
It's a massive, massive confidence builder for them as well.
Fuck, heavy info.
Stop opting.
Heavy info, heavy. OT में जज लिया.
Position can do wonders with it.
I feel like it's going to be rewarded, but let's find out. They are very much
not going to be expecting that in overtime.
They're knocking on the door here.
Oh, shit.
Fnatic got to be ready for what's coming their way. Heretics starting to surround, but it's Alpha to take away Benji. And hello to the judge. Already takes away one. Most does fall. Gets into the action. It's all on Rienz. A 1v3. As Fnatic held down the site well. That spike.
30 seconds.
Too far away. Smoke's fading. He gets away. On this side of the map.
He can't really isolate any of those engagements, though. So he has to go huge.
And it ain't gonna happen. Blink and you miss it. Picture perfect in the end from Kayak. 13 to 12. Map, series, championship point now, back in hand.
Johnny one W baby.
This time, all Heretics take us another go of things.
किधर देख रहे हो लेकिन तुम लोग?
Walk into that. Expect Heretics to maybe
कोई
call
कर रहा है क्या
timeout here with the
stream?
reset
कर रहा है
overtime.
क्या?
Me and you, we're gonna be like a mowing the lawn truck bulldozer.
Huh?
Mowing the lawn truck bulldozer. Iconic words from the leader of Fnatic.
AFC YouTube, अच्छा YouTube.
What does that mean?
Ever the poet is Boaster.
Can you even guess what that would mean?
भाई अच्छा वो सिड भाई ये वाला नहीं कर रहे ना, वरना सिड भाई ऐसे रहते तो क्या हो रहा है, क्या हो रहा है, गोल मारा क्या, गोल मारा क्या, जीत गए क्या, अपन जीत गए क्या, गोल मार। फाइटिंग गेम में सामने वाला बंदा मर गया फिर भी मालूम नहीं पड़ रहा कौन जीता, 2 कैरेक्टर लड़ रहे उसमें भी क्या बोलने का।
26. Said Heretics fighting for survival here in this best of 5.
And they're trying, you can't say they're not, digging into this one. It hasn't been an easy...
भाई मजाक से हटकर भाई लास्ट जब भी से हम लोग ने 5 मैन खेलना चालू किया ना, आई थिंक अभी शायद 2-3 या 4 महीने हो गए रहेंगे। 4 महीने से ना मेरा और सिड भाई का दोस्ती यूं हो रखा है, यूं समझ रहे हो, यूं हो रखा है दोस्ती। बोलना पड़ता है वरना तोड़ेगा मेरे को।
This round means so much and an aggressive start. Heretics, oh, they take the fight.
ट्रेड जीत गया अभी एडवांटेज है, अभी एडवांटेज है, आराम से
That's a big advantage.
Miniboot tagged up though, down to 32 HP. Other side of the map, Alpha not sniffed out just yet.
BC, how are you? Immortal 1 after losing a lot.
It's not as if he's got space to move into.
Guys, जॉनी भाई को प्यार दो।
Trying to shoulder that angle.
स्ट्रीम कर रहा है क्या जॉनी भाई?
Information off the reveal as well. Still question marks here for Heretics.
रैंक भी सेम हो सकता है अगर ऐसे ही चलता रहा तो बंग्स भाई।
He's being kept to this position now.
हो गया इमो 1 भाई।
Alpha.
फिर से रिटर्न नहीं जाऊंगा मैं।
Trade outs of you.
3 गेम मारने पड़ेंगे बैक टू बैक।
All 3 heading this way.
जॉन भाई स्ट्रीम नहीं कर रहे, ठीक है।
Benji.
तो अभी किधर फिनाले में है क्या? फिनाले में है क्या अभी? टॉप 8, ठीक है।
Second still on that horn.
Top 8 in the world.
Simplistic in approach. Rien's temptation. He wants to walk the smoke.
Considering it, yeah.
And now mirrored fights, bloody hell, they don't know how close they are, 20 seconds. Fnatic needs to move forward here, and it's on a knife's edge, but Chronicle gets the key kill. That's the site open, 10 seconds.
As well. Boaster will get the ultimate off this. So Molly, Aftershock and ult here available for Fnatic, and actually used proactively here, maybe to force Heretics back a little bit.
And it gets him in a nice post-ball position, very unexpected. Beautiful from him and unnoted to Heretics' eye. Alpha to try and complement the cross, but
कर रहा है लेकिन ओ भाई सेक्सी चेक किया, सेक्सी चेक किया, ये भी सेक्सी मारा। बाप स्टैन, बाप अंडरशॉट, टू से चेक, oh my god!
Fnatic reminding everyone who they are.
बाप खेला भाई।
Fantastic performance here in the
Bro, बाप खेला भाई, बाप खेला भाई। भाई TH का हैशटैग तू कर से क्या? भाई Fnatic बाप खेला यार लेकिन। Fuck insane खेला bro।
Again, there's no shame.
Fuck insane खेला bro।
No, absolutely not. I think both of these teams have put on a fantastic display. As said, the only ones to do true damage to each other.
बुरा लग रहा है,
really
fucking
regulation and into those upper bracket games where they met. But Heretics today falling just that bit short at the end, taken to OT. Gotta say it as well, to my eye, Kayak, what a player. I mean, Crashy is stoic as ever, but
ये मैप का नाम फ्रैक्चर इसलिए पड़ा क्योंकि Fnatic एनिमीज को इतना मारते थे कि उनका हत्तर टूट जाता था, इसलिए ये मैप का फ्रैक्चर पड़ा है। और तेरे को लगता है Fnatic हारने वाला था ये मैप?
See as well, the whole team are even talking about that earlier on in the cast, how good Fnatic have felt as a team internally.
बोस्टर के नाम पे एक डांस, पहले आप बोस्टर के नाम पे एसेंशियल जीत जाओ, उसके
trophy there. It's all theirs now. A brilliant season from Fnatic.
W baby, W baby.
Looking brand new going forward.
Finding some of that 2023 magic once more. Yeah, it's
fanatic बनना है तेरे को बोलो ना
unfortunate
गोल्ड
to only
में तो
see a
बोलो
3-0 here, but like I said, it's a testament to just how good Fnatic are. They found themselves once again, to be honest. Think about some of the questions coming into not just this year, but this stage as well.
बैठो उसका अल्फा को समझा नहीं क्या करने का
Very nice.
अल्फा को समझा नहीं बकचोदी आ रहा है
No strangers to this sort of moment. Another trophy found as well for Milan.
Yay!
Certainly been lots of improvements, lots of positives to build upon.
क्या बात है ये सेम मेरे जैसा बॉडी है बे
Yeah, it's been a brilliant run through and through.
ड्रॉ होंगे अभी शायद से ड्रॉ होगा अभी
And as said, almost wish we went further here. A 3-0 doesn't almost feel fair, but the form that they've hit as of
बाप
late,
के अलावा लेकिन
hard to deny, really.
Absolutely. Like I said, there's no shame in Heretics, obviously, falling like this in the
बाइसेप
grand
दिखाना मैं
final.
हाथ नहीं उठा पा रहा डंबल्स उठाया ना
Everybody having their moment.
Hello?
Down on stage here for Fnatic.
W baby W
And look, there were doubts about this roster, doubts about some of the changes, some of the pickups, some of the players. I think a lot of those doubts should be
Alpha
corrected
Jair
now.
Naman
I think
Ra.
a lot of people now should be excited to what they can achieve
W.
going forward.
guys photo
Not much more to say here, really, Mike. Seems it's picture time for the boys.
दो कैमरा
Bring us
लेके क्यों
down
घूम
there.
रहे हो
Ringus gets some moment as well.
Yeah, maybe he can be the trophy.
Huh?
Get him in on it. Oh no, he can hear us.
एक अपर व्यू एक लोअर व्यू क्या
It's been a good season for them so far, and it's Toronto now. Really.
Let's go!
Is the big next part of all this.
Go.
How
Go.
far do they
Go.
go
Go.
internationally? That is the question, really, on everyone's lips.
Obviously, with this form to
Who
carry
are
across
we?
towards a global event,
Banco do
Fnatic going to be feeling themselves certainly.
कैमरामैन हग दिखाओ ना
Just getting those mics handed out now.
क्यूट दिखते हैं यार वो लोग
Commentary,
साथ में यार
commentating,
क्यूट
just
दिखते हैं वो लोग
getting interviews ready. As it looks like Yinzu. We good, Yinzu? How we looking? Yeah, solid. All right, we're gonna pass
Very
it down
happy,
to you.
very
Looks like you're
happy.
ready to go, and I'm sure you've got a lot to be
भाई
asked
वो
and
भी
said of the boys
इमोशनल
approach.
रहेगी
Thank you
यार
very much, Pansy. I'm good. Are you guys good?
It's okay. It's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. Now, I've had the pleasure of
भाई
getting a sneak peek
खतरनाक
of this
प्रोफेशनल
trophy
है यार ये
last week, and everybody was telling me it's heavy. It's the heaviest trophy we've ever had. You've actually lifted it. Boaster, I think, died over lifting it. How heavy is it actually? Was it a problem?
I mean, as you can see, Drake almost passed out lifting it, so
it's pretty heavy.
Quite heavy.
Even for you?
It's pretty heavy. I know it's pretty heavy.
You've been hitting in the gym though.
Yeah, it's heavy though.
I will say, I don't think a lot of people know this, but domestically, Crashies, this has kind of eluded you in Americas. You never actually had...
Isn't it weird that my first domestic trophy is in another region? Like, I was thinking about that. It's very weird.
अभी नहीं अभी हाथ पेन कर रहा है
In the best region. But yeah, you've never had that chance in Americas. I'm sure you never dreamed of doing it over here, but now you have lifted this very heavy trophy.
Yeah.
As the best team in EMEA, how does that feel?
Feels really good,
Crazy,
especially to do
crazy.
with this great group of guys. We've been through so much like this past season and during kickoff. Just worked a lot on ourselves as a team, and it just feels really special for me, honestly.
There was not much of a reaction from you when you guys won.
Dumbbells
What was
are
going through your mind?
We were just trying to stay composed in the moment. It was such a back and forth game, and like it was like for me, I was just like I couldn't believe it.
And Kayak, you have actually lifted a trophy on this stage before, although not a tier 1 one. You had your Ascension one, and right after winning Ascension after kickoff, and now finally being able to do this. Is this the same for you, that it doesn't feel real yet?
Yeah, I think it's the same. It's like, yeah, I mean, there is trophy. We won it, so it feels kind of weird.
I would say though, you won it from an insane insane performance from you.
Bhai,
That was some of the
socho
best I think
bhai,
we've seen on the stage. And of course, as you would remember, a lot of people used to say,
Socho
yeah,
bhai.
Kayak, he's good online. He's just an onliner. So anything you want to say to those doubters? Now you've lifted a
Hathi ka
trophy
de
on
do,
stage and
kayak mein
carried.
unko. Haters ko de do, Hathi de do.
I'm not a bad guy, so I'm not gonna say anything to the haters. But I think I just had to.
ये
get
तो ना
confidence
उनको
and
हाथी का
believe in
लन
myself, and here we are.
The only thing you have is confidence, I
कायक
think.
भाई जिस
I
दिन
want to ask
आपको
both of
मिलूंगा
you
ना
the same
haters से
question
क्या
next.
बोलना
What
मैं
has
आपको
been
सिखाऊंगा.
the biggest motivating factor for the two of you since kickoff?
Maybe just like the team and like proving that we can do it with this team, and because especially after kickoff, I feel like a lot of people were doubting me and doubting him as well. So I think we just had like a special moment and just realized like we really wanted to prove ourselves, and especially like I said, to do it with this team is just so special. So
I agree with him. I think just
Language
just to
ready.
prove ourselves, and for me it was like performing
वैसे
good on the
से
stage.
Do you
आके
think it helped that all of you seem
बेस्ट
to
में
have
यार
the
उसको
same
बेटर
goal?
बनाया भाई स्टार्टिंग में
asked
आप ना
all of
लोग
you this
गाली दे
question,
रहे थे
you all
उसको
gave me the same answer.
डर
yeah,
के
definitely. I think
चाहिए
our
डर
goals
के चाहिए
aligned,
स्टार्टिंग में बहुत हो रहा था
personality-wise,
भाई
we're so aligned as well.
डर के
Everything
के
just
बिना
makes sense in
फैनेटिक
this
कुछ
team,
नहीं
and
है
yeah,
बोस्टर
like
को हटाओ
yeah,
फैनेटिक
we just showed
बचाओ
it.
All right, I'm
सब चल रहा
gonna
था
get to the bottom of
मैं
this
बोलता हूँ
because
ना
I think at this point we've
लोग
used the
बहुत रहते
word vibes so much with you guys. It's kind of almost overused, but you keep bringing this answer to the stage. You know, it's because
रॉन्ग
of
प्रूव
vibes.
करने में मजा आता है
What have you actually done?
लो नहीं
What-
फील
what-
करने का
what have you
इसलिए
done to
रॉन्ग
build
प्रूव
this
करने का
synergy
समझ रहे
practically? What do you
हो जिस
do?
दिन
you know,
हेटर्स
behind
की
the
वजह से लो फील करना
I
है
think
उस
you
दिन
you
लौड़े
cannot
लगे
feel it. You just have to feel it. If it's like the right team, and I think this team is the right team, so we just have the vibes.
I think it just comes naturally. Like we just enjoy playing with each other every day. We enjoy coming to practice every day. The process every day. I talk about it so much with this team, but we really enjoy the process of practicing and like arguing and getting over arguments and just having fun with each other every single day. So it's just
Those
special.
are still
What about
good.
outside
Yes.
the server? Do you, I mean, you spend a lot of time with each other, right? Do you still spend a lot of time with each other outside the server?
A lot. Say a lot.
Depends. Sometimes we do something, but depends on the
Depends on the
player.
occasion.
Honestly, I feel like everyone's trying to replicate this
Pata
the
nahi.
secret sauce that's going on behind the scenes, but apparently it's just you got to have it naturally. For you,
Redundant
Crashies,
मेरे
there's
को
been a
कोई
lot
idea
of
नहीं है bro
Prime Crashies
कोई
is
idea
back.
नहीं
You know, he's back now. Do you see it that
इसके
way,
बाद
or do
अगर
you think
एनर्जी
maybe we
रहेगा
haven't
तो
seen
करेंगे
it
वरना
yet?
सो जाऊंगा
I think I've been playing at a very consistent level, especially in playoffs and Split 1. I think I've just been very consistent.
अभी शायद
I
draws
wouldn't
है
say this is like my prime. I still feel like I have a lot to give and a lot to show. So, I mean, I am happy with my performance throughout. And yeah, I mean, no prime yet though.
No prime yet. I mean, Kayak, surely you got so many years to
बक
go.
मैं जा रहा सुन
You
ये
got what,
मेरी
like
चैट
10
नहीं पढ़
years
रहा
before we
बक
reach
बक
your
बक
prime?
At least 10.
Excuse me, क्या हो गया
Yeah?
यार
You look forward
सॉरी
to that?
ब्रदर सॉरी
Yeah. So far so good. So no.
More trophies to come. More trophies to come. And very last question before I let you go. Anything you would like to say? Friends, family, any dedications? After
ब्रॉस
winning this
मतलब
trophy?
कौन किसके सामने
Thank you all to
खेलेगा
everyone coming on
टोरंटो
today.
में
We appreciate you so much.
लव यू यार ऑनलाइन वालों को भी बोलो कुछ
We love you guys.
लव यू
Appreciate
यार
you.
लव यू
Appreciate
बंटा की
everyone
पब्लिक
supporting
किधर गई
online.
Kayak?
बंटा की पब्लिक
Wait,
किधर
we'll
है
wait for
अपने
this moment. In EMEA, Crush.
I know, it's special. It's special.
Did you ever get this love in North America?
No. So you guys are special.
Hell yeah, hell
अगला मैप कौन सा है? अगला बाइंड है
Yeah. So of course, shout out to the fans and shout out to the family, because I think a lot of people from my family were watching, and shout
Lovely.
out to my girlfriend because she's the best person.
Very
Lovely.
sweet. Very,
Lovely.
very
Lovely.
sweet. Thank you so much, the two of you,
Lovely.
for joining me. Congratulations once again. Try and give it a few more lift if you want. You know,
Alright,
it's going to
bhai.
be there. But the
Huh?
show is not over, because for now, I'm going to send this over to Mitchman to bring you guys the VCT EMEA Stage 2 draw show.
ड्रॉ होने वाला चैट भाई सच्ची बोल रहा हूँ भाई 18-19 साल में वहां पे वो हो रहा है गर्लफ्रेंड है करके ऐलान कर रहे हैं यही मैं अगर घर पे बोलता था ना 18-19 साल में गर्लफ्रेंड है करके हाँ? वो टार्जन में बंदर रहता पता जिसकी गांड लाल लाल रहती है वैसी मेरी गांड होती थी मजाक से हटकर टार्जन ने कौन सा लायन किंग
3rd and 4th seed in Pool 2 and 5th and 6th seed in Pool 3. Jankut from the VCT EMEA competitive operations team will then draw one slip from each pool. The seeds drawn from each pool will swap places so that we get new exciting group stage matchups for Stage 2. For example, if Seed 1 is drawn from Pool 1, Team Heretics and Team Liquid would swap places. The other team will then be drawn from the other bowl, just so we can confirm they're there. We would then continue with Pools 2 and 3 following the same system before we get our VCT EMEA 2025 Stage 2 groups. Jankut, please draw the slip from Pool 1 to see which seeds will swap places.
Chalo.
And that says seed
Second
number 2.
Second
that
seed
means
versus
that Fnatic and BBL Esports will be swapping places. Heretics and Liquid stay where they are, and could you please draw the other ball to confirm to us that Seed 1 is written in there? Fantastic. Okay, with that, we'll now move on to Pool 2. Let's take a look at which
switch हो रहा है, switch हो रहा है.
Will remain.
जो पहले आएगा वो switch करेगा.
That will be seed number 3, representing Natus Vincere and Foot Esports. Those teams will now swap places as Team Vitality and Carmine Core stay as they are. Let's just draw out the other ball and confirm that seed 4 is written there. As we can see, it absolutely is. Now on to the final pool, pool number 3. Please draw one of the two balls. It should say seed 5 or 6. Seed 5 would be Giant X and Movistar Koi. Seed 6, Apex and Gentlemates. And with seed 6 being the draw, Apex and Gentlemates will now swap to the opposite groups, leaving Movistar Koi and Giant X behind. Jankut.
Fnatic, Navi. By Fnatic, easy win by ग्रुप ओमेगा में और अल्फा में हेरिटिक्स इजी विन हो गया.
Giant X and Gentlemates. And in Omega, Team Liquid, Fnatic, Navi, KC,
Liquid ही हारा सकता है शायद.
and Apex. For more on the VCT EMEA draw show, here's Yinsu with some reactions from the players.
Alpha tough है, group Alpha tough है. Alpha tough है.
Not just any players. I'm joined by
Vitality
Boaster,
और
Chronicle
BBL.
and Flyer.
ये चारों अच्छे
as well. Now, Flyer, I'm going to come to you straight away. You've been drawn into a group with these guys. How do you feel about that? Because I don't think you guys have ever played against. You never played against them before.
Never. I mean, I'm excited. You know, it's more teams to play against. I mean, first year here in Europe, so I've only played against these guys like very few amount of times. So now that we're swapping, I get more chance to play more people. You know?
Coming for the throne?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I love that. And how do you guys feel about your new group?
I haven't seen it yet.
I mean, we barely saw it. But I mean, we have Liquid in group.
Yep, KC,
we have
Liquid,
KC?
Navi, Koi, and Apex. On my memory.
Oh, those are some tasty games.
I think it's another very strong group. I think compared to others. I mean, it's just my opinion.
ना मेरे हिसाब से दूसरा group strong है.
And who are you most looking forward to playing in your group?
Liquid.
KC.
For sure KC. For sure KC.
Oh, KC. All right, all right.
Friends
And,
करके क्या?
what about Koi? What about Koi? You guys haven't faced them yet. And the tank is back as well. I saw Batty G and a Monster here in the studio too. So Batty G, that's your nemesis.
No, we don't talk about that. He's over there.
Batty's over there. He's over there.
I've already seen him.
I mean, we can set up a great beef between Koi. We will show who is the better American today. Not today.
तो टोरंटो का कभी पता चलेगा रे?
Do you know about the Batty G boaster law?
Never, no.
100% win rate, Batty G. Never lost.
We're gonna keep it then.
Yeah, they're gonna keep it, but
Just don't put him on Phoenix on Haven. That guy's swinging me CT.
Put him on Phoenix on Haven.
We'll try.
Yeah, put him on Phoenix on Haven. Explain the law a little bit, just for the people that don't know, you know?
He was part of Ballistic, wasn't he?
Ballista, yeah.
Ballista,
and that time he stood in for Navi.
Yeah, I mean, Batty G, was he 30-0 me that day game?
He did.
Yeah, he 30-0 me. Angel was on Jet too.
Oh, no, he didn't, because he stepped in for Angel. Shao was IGLing.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, on
इसके
Haven,
बाद नहीं है. Draws होने का तो लोग announce कर देते
for Germany.
अभी नहीं है draws.
Yeah,
the one that
Ballista, they knocked us out, and I had the worst stat line ever. I had to make it my screensaver for like the rest of the year.
He made them end their roster. They had to make roster changes after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
भाई
was
they are sitting between the fans India में
करके
दिखा सकते हैं भाई वो invite only है.
Another draw show and
Open
this
to
time
all वाला
it's for
जगह नहीं है.
Masters Toronto.
इनवाइट ओनली है, बहुत महंगे टिकट्स है वहाँ पे। जो बोलेंगे ना वो लोग करेंगे। इधर भी अगर महंगे टिकट्स रहेंगे, लोगों को बोलेगा ना ऐसा ऐसा सीन है, तो लोग करेंगे क्योंकि मेहनत का पैसे के इससे टिकट लेके गए वो लोग।
But they will not all be at the same starting line. The champions from each international league have claimed the first seed and will receive a bye straight into the playoffs. But of course, seeds 2 and 3 from each region will have to compete in a Swiss stage where only 4 of them will meet the first seeds waiting on the other side. Therefore, we are here to decide the opening matchups for the Swiss stage. I am joined by Junkat from the VCT EMEA competitive operations team.
Let's go, baby!
Of course, before we start, let's quickly run through the rules. We will be drawing teams from 2 different pools. One containing the second seeds and another one containing the third seeds. Firstly, we will be placing all of the second seeds on the bracket, and then when we have all the 4, we will draw their opponents. And remember, just like before, teams from the same region cannot face each other in
Pacific
round 1.
versus Pacific
So if 2 teams from the same region are drawn into the same matchup, we will move the third seed into the next valid slot. And in case that happens in the last slot, they will swap with the team immediately before them. Our second seeds are Team Heretics, Sentinels, Gen G, and Wolves Esports. And our third seeds are Team Liquid, MIBR, PaperX, and Billy Gaming. Please,
Go karo.
Let's start with the first team from Pool A, which contains seeds 2. And the first one is going to be Gen G. Okay. Proceed with the second one of all the stickers here ready.
ये सारे रीजन के
second team Billy
सेकंड और थर्ड टीम्स है क्या?
Wait, we'll get to the matchup soon enough.
ना?
Get a little spin.
सेकंड और थर्ड है, पहला वाला सीधा प्लेऑफ में।
Sentinels.
समझा?
So the last one should be, let's open that ball. Team Heretics. I guess we'll have to wait until the end to see who Heretics is going to be playing
जो लोग
against.
अपने रीजन के विनर है वो लोग ऑलरेडी एक स्टेज आगे,
Let's
इसके बाद वाले स्टेज में, समझ रहे
हो? Remember, no regional matchups allowed. And Gen G is going to be going up against MIBR.
Oh, है prediction है. BLG versus Wall.
Will go up against
क्योंकि Wall नहीं होगा Team Liquid. W.
Oh my God, this is exciting.
इसका मतलब Sen versus
Sentinels
PRX.
Will go up against Wolves.
बोला था.
Making their international debut, which will lead
TH versus PRX by TH versus PRX क्या होएगा? भाई सिंपल है भाई. जेनजी वर्सेस MIBR गई घर पे, जेनजी जीतेगा. BLG वर्सेस लिक्विड, BLG मेरे को नहीं पता कैसे खेलता है, तो वो मैच देखना पड़ेगा. सेंट वर्सेस वॉल, अरे है कौन वॉल, सेंट जीतेगा. TH versus PRX, banger.
Against PaperX.
Banger.
Well, these are the matchups. This, remember, does not have to necessarily be the schedule. So be sure to keep an eye on our socials so you know when each match is happening. Thank you very much for all the help, and thank you.
चलो, thank you also chat. Like करो, shares करो, subscribes करो. Road to 1 million के नजदीक है अपन. ठीक है, अभी मैं कल्टी मारता हूँ, थोड़ा रेस्ट लेता हूँ, और मेंबर्स ओनली होने वाला नहीं होने वाला मेरे को मालूम नहीं है. 5-10 मिनट दो, अगर मैं स्ट्रीम करने आ गया तो मेंबर्स ओनली होने वाला है, अगर नहीं तो फिर कल करेंगे. कल थोड़ा लंबा गेमिंग्स करेंगे क्योंकि कल कुछ है नहीं, तो देखते हैं शायद कोई नया गेम भी खेल लूँ मैं. हो सकता है कल नया गेम हो, जस्ट हिंट दे रहा हूँ. ठीक है, बाय बाय गाइस, आदियो चैट में पादियो, टेक केयर, सी आई लव यू, सी बाय.
I find you a star, and we could be in love, lighting up the dark. But there's nothing I can do, I can never get to you. So I'm looking for a miracle, like if somebody be so beautiful, yeah. It's only a dream, it's how I feel. You deserve better.